All right. I've heard this series is really good, guys, so I'm looking forward to it. Starting a little bit later today, but as usual, we're getting through all of the games at the World Championship. Thank you for joining me for Bangers Only, my erudite friends. Let's get right into it. We don't have to screw around.
This is the full VOD of the matchup between Hanwha Life Esports and Billy Gaming.
Happy birthday?
Let's dive
Question
into the
mark?
picks
Yes,
and
thank you. It
bans.
is my birthday.
Introduce ourselves. I'm Atlas. This is Jat, and that is Dagda.
Thank you, Andrew.
This is Jat and I's first cast together since 2019, right? And the first time we've had Jat on a quarterfinals broadcast in that amount of time.
Are you going into the series completely blind, or do I know the result? I know the result. I do not know which teams win which games, and I do not know the drafts.
Let's get into the League of Legends now, though, because the Callista ban that we were discussing in the bus ride over is actually going to occur here from Hanwha Life Esports on the blue side. Renekton taken away as well. Aurora, Yone, and then question mark.
I imagine it will be the Yone ban, and then we were kind of back and forth on whether it be
like my mother and father-in-law took me out to a delicious Korean lunch. I'm going out with my wife tonight, but in between, Bangers Only.
Things like the Ezreal, the Xayah, and I think this is where he's probably going to be trying to keep his eyes on once more if BLG opt into the...
All right, so we ban Callista here, we ban Renekton, we ban Skarner, HLE, so they're going to take out Yone. Probably this means Ashe is banned, otherwise they want to first pick Ashe here, one would think.
This heavy dive thing that you would just see banned away by B.
Why are they banning Jax? So you would think with Callista banned, well, Ashe is the Callista counter, so
really interesting. Maybe expecting that to be the first pick here. That's what that.
It's interesting because this to me says that they can't probably Viper doesn't want to play Ashe, right? If they're banning Callista, because otherwise they could first pick Ashe. Instead, Silas is just first pick priority. I mean, it's Knight and Zeka. I guess it makes sense.
It's because so many of the meta champions actually have really good ultimates, so I think teams are going to be willing to just pick it early. I wasn't expecting a first pick Silas, though.
Yeah, I think it is basically a call.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that we're first picking Silas here.
We don't care if you have the Ahri. We already have a good matchup in.
Exactly right. And now with AP coming out of the mid lane, it becomes much more difficult to pick that Morgana for the jungle because your mid-jungle duo then gets a whole lot weaker with that damage profile.
The Jax ban's really surprising to me. Bin has lost some games on it, but he's just such a legendary Jax player. Obviously, Knight and legendary Ahri player. They're setting up with the Ahri-Vi combo. All right, so HLE probably wants to kite this out. We're going to play Gnar, and we're not playing Volibear. We're going to play... Oh, wow, of course. Wow, why would you ban Jax and not ban Poppy for Peanut, right? And then you try and play Ahri-Vi into it, so Poppy's already a mega value pick here, and it's, I mean, I love watching Peanut play Poppy.
And lane swap could be a play for this.
If I was BLG here, though, I'd take the Ezreal, or, well, it looks like they're going to go Rumble, but essentially just ban away.
Ezreal find a ton of success here.
It's really interesting.
So they're taking away Xayah because obviously when we see Vi in these games, Xayah has become a second round ban if we don't take it early. They're taking away further dive pressure onto the back line, but this is probably just going to be an Ezreal pick if they don't pick it here.
Don't know if it is.
Yep, so Ezreal, they're going to take Rel. And we're just going to take Alistar. Okay, pretty standard. They're probably going to want to swap away. MF here is a weird pick. I really have not liked picking MF with some of these dive compositions. Like, this is all backline threat. And sure, you have a Rel to lock them down a little bit, but it feels like you get very little value out of MF here.
Yeah, misfortune like that, but there is with this composition and so much damage and wombo coming out of BLG.
Yeah, I think BLG rock you at any second.
But HLE so
BLG level. Now with that for it to
taking on BLG, our second quarterfinal.
So as suspected, we are going to see HLE attempt a lane swap here with the Ezreal Alistar lane, so everybody on the top side. What the fuck is this?
Do have to draw first blood in this one.
Yeah, and you can already see they're setting up for the lane swap, but I think this is smart from Hanwha also with the champion.
Zeka already finding an angle onto this Rumble, not quite get draw first blood in this one.
I mean, Bin should know that they're all going to be up here. Hits him with the chains. I mean, I feel like this lane swap is pretty telegraphed.
But he'll walk out, no flash needed.
This is huge, though. Wait, they might keep going here.
Tanking.
All right, Zeka's just going to dive underneath. Doesn't find the chain. There's the headbutt for the kill. They have to throw the kitchen
Not worth
sink
it,
at
I don't think, for HLE here.
Oh, God. The
Flashes the crash down.
just trade places and he keeps walking. All
What a
it's
weird
1-1
lane
in
swap
the end.
already,
And
guys.
it's even just a calm early game, gentlemen.
We have to take stock of who got the kills, though. It's a kill to Knight's Ari versus a kill to Delight's Alistair. That's going to be favoring in BLG, and I think Peanut is going to be kicking himself a little bit because if he flashed for a better angle on the initial
And Nars
lead,
is going
I
to come
think he'd
top
kill
side
Bin
now, and
before
we're going
the
to
dive.
see
Yeah, but now I'm
support
kinda
lane
curious
in
as to what the
mid
hell
with the
plan is, 'cause
Silas.
You can see Bin already moving down towards his bottom side. On is here to get on towards Viper, but Doran's returned.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
They don't think Doran's going to be there. They think Doran's heading bot. And he is going to TP there now because he sees support and ADC in top side. So they have actually matched the swap. This is a pretty good scenario for BLG, I think.
I mean, this was the champion that he started to make his
They
name
they
on.
basically HLE traded even in top side, except the kill onto Ari is much more impactful, and
With
they
the
didn't have
murder
to
book
use
that he loves
TP.
to pick up nice and early, but we'll have to see if he's going to return swiftly to try and pick that one up. But we've got back to standard lanes now, and honestly, I think that's a big win for BLG. Not only do you get Knight off to a great start, you actually get
They
the
didn't
matchup
have
you
to
were looking
actually
for
do
as well.
that dive,
And I
guys. That
think
was
especially
silly.
with the light having no flash, it's going to be a top lane that they can push in fairly free. I do think we're going to see a swap back fairly quickly as soon as they can get the right recall timings. But for the current time being, BLG has great lanes.
Yeah, plus the TP advantage for Bane is going to help out massively as well. He can pick up an early advantage for himself off of the reset. So for BLG, this is kind of the best start you could hope for. It's just now a case of can they try and move forward into the mid game with that strength. And with a composition where they can play sides with Knight on this Ari, I think it just unlocks on so well. And this is kind of where BLG found that success against G2, and they're looking to replicate that here against Hanwha Life.
They push it in, they're getting an early recall, and I actually think they might be swapping down. The original point of the lane swap where you'd have the three-wave stack into an early dive is gone, and actually they're just going to take that Cull by and immediately run back up top lane. So they have the
we're
tempo
just
to
going
do
to see
whatever
Cull
they
right
want.
away, trying to get
Something that BLG
incremental
have
advantages
always
here
played
for
really well around those
BLG.
is being able to get first move on the map. So looking forward to seeing
Cull
what they
by
can
for the
actually
Gnar
utilize
as
with it.
well.
Bell does make his way, and it doesn't really make a time. More especially against Knight. It's Ari that is so very, very good, keeping that health bar down. But as I say that, he's got some friends. The Charm is going to connect as well. Peanut and Delight are
Charm's
trying
down
to get
now,
in here
though. Okay, he fakes the Q flash.
We'll see
Tries
whether
to
they
get
manage
Zeka's flash there, but
able to dash his way out.
he doesn't
No
bite.
chains necessary, and it looks like Zeka will be okay for now.
Yeah, On had that angle, but he did such a long wraparound that Delight and Peanut were able to offer enough assistance that BLG wasn't willing to fully chase into the river. So a nice look, but ultimately it's not going to result in anything.
It does buy space for Knight in this mid lane, and also kind of gives a lot of control of what BLG are looking for. We heard Shun in the opening saying, I want to try and target the enemy jungler. I want to try and put Peanut behind, and I think a large portion of that is going to be trying to get these wards in towards the enemy jungle, which you can already kind of see starting to set up on this bottom side of the map. And a lot of that is how are Shun and On going to work together. So having these small advantages with Elk having push in top, with Knight having push in mid, is going to open up for BLG to put that pressure onto Peanut once more.
Yeah, and now another push in here towards the top side of the map. The Misfortune, definitely very strong in the early game, but I think during this tournament, a lot of us have gone off the hype train when it comes to the MF.
Yeah, I'm definitely off the MF hype train. I think it's really weird in this comp too.
Because Peanut
I mean, they did ban out the Kai'Sa, which is like the correct ban, but
that is someone with a heck of a lot of utility and CC. The ability to farm camps and get strong.
locking down
not
this
as
Ezreal with
important
his
for this
composition
guy.
into Poppy is going to be
We'll
really,
see whether
really
he can make
challenging,
use
I
of
think,
it
for
the ways
BLG.
that he has domestically. It's made him so incredibly terrifying throughout this season.
And I think it's really
Also, you're playing MF into basically Ari. You know what I mean? Because if Zeka steals the Ari ult, then he can actually just dash into the back line. He has even more dashes than he normally has. And so he's able to disrupt the MF super easily. Because basically he can just use Ari ult and then hit MF with chains.
This was the matchup we watched for BLG and Gen G so often last year. MSI went to BLG, Worlds went to BLG, but Peanut looking for that revenge, and it's not Wei who's opposite him. BLG up back in towards Shun to see if they can find some of that success once more with the change in jungle.
Absolutely, but I will also say that BLG has pressure everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether or not they can convert it, because at the moment, HLE is absolutely on the back foot. Bin hit level 6 first, altered the wave, got an incredibly strong amount of tempo on his reset. And now we just need to see what the next play is. It looks like they're going to forego the Dragon and just rush everybody into this Rift scuttle right away. You can see Rumble and Ari already deploying.
Yep, you can see Delight. Level 4 as Vault Breaker being charged against Peanut. Level 5 already over here. You can see everyone converging on BLG. These grubs should belong to them, but we'll see whether Zeka can say anything about it. Yeah, they have to get out of here. There is no shot for this one. Maybe try again with the next pack, but this is not yours, HLE.
And this advantage for BLG comes back to Doran having to blow that teleport level 1 to get down to the bottom side. Bane is able to
Dagged is right. Like, not having TP here because of their shitty level 1 is a big factor. They could have just taken the W by chunking out Bin super low, but they overcommitted and BLG reacted.
Get that advantage for themselves.
He loses a couple minions and 1 plate. That's absolutely worth 3 grubs early. And I'm actually pretty surprised that we still have these dual lanes top. Nobody really wanted to blink first, but it's resulting in a very slight lead here for BLG. But honestly, we haven't seen this game break in any meaningful way yet.
And if everyone stays, it could be a really as everyone else. Spirit Rush as well. Our voices sound a bit weird, but that's about it. Okay, that's a flash pulverize. Headbutt comes back onto on.
Procs the stun. And there you go. Ariel stolen. Still got it. There it goes.
Zeka picks up the first one after our shenanigans in the level 1. It's just the opposite. It's just upside down, man. We're just the same as
I mean, On just dies for Pink Ward here.
Our voices sound a bit weird, but that's about it. Okay, that's a flash pulverize. Headbutt comes back onto On. He's going to get knocked up. Zeka finds the chain, and he's got the Spirit Rush as well, so there should be no way out here for On. Zeka picks up the first one after our shenanigans in the level 1.
And that gets some type of deep vision. They punish so incredibly well. Zeka with the kill.
And this was something that we talked a lot about coming into today was, hey, how does On operate on BLG? He likes to go for these off-timers, likes to kind of play this bluff game as he gets
a little bit of trouble. Does have
encourage you to either back off or over-aggress when he has backup. But, hey, Homo Life just called his bluff there and he gets caught. Now, nice. Might be the same.
Yeah, could be.
Okay, Peanut trying to set this up. He uses W. That forces Knight to flash, actually. Because he's afraid of Peanut flashing on him. And so he actually gets flash and ult out just by walking at him with W.
At the time right now, BLG's probably going to be able to get that Drake, but that's such a cheeky play by Peanut and Zeka. That was
that's really smart by Peanut.
Silas. Being able to actually force the flash on Knight there is pretty nice.
Now Zeka's going to be able to steal Ari's ult and have flash advantage, and Knight is going to be have some big problems potentially.
I think you've also now set up an opportunity for Hanwha to really look for a play with Peanut, using the fact that Doran has that teleport advantage. Oftentimes when you get to about a minute 30, Peanut will operate on towards a gank somewhere on the map, and it means that then post that gank, Hanwha only have to play off of 2 lanes, and it makes it way easier for them to focus down some of these objectives. And with just that minute and a half pressing now on towards the Void Grubs, I wouldn't be surprised to see Peanut make some sort of gank play top, hope that Doran can TP in, and just get that advantage then for yourselves.
All right, On looking for a bit of an angle, but the Shattering Strike not quite long enough there. Needs just an extra little bit on the Lance, unfortunately. So they are just going to push this wave in, and everything's kind of settled down. A minute until the next grubs do spawn, and we'll see whether Hanwha Life Esports are ready to fight around that one. One thing that we do want to say is a positive here for Hanwha is the fact that top lane CS, not something worth talking about at all. So far, Doran hasn't been killed multiple times in lane against Bin.
Australian top lane CS.
Yes.
I was looking top lane at the 80
Oh boy, well, I mean, Bin is like a lot better than Doran though, so.
So if there is a lane swap, you just hang upside down and then everything looks absolutely fine. Reading's a bit more difficult.
I mean, honestly, my biggest takeaway from the first 10 minutes of this game is that we're in for a good series. The fact that these are the #1 seeds from the LCK. Last year in the quarterfinals, wanting to come back and beat them. Zeka being on BLG 3 years ago in the LPL. We really do want 5 games. We would love to see it. It's so rare that we actually get to see LCK #1 versus LPL #1 at Worlds. It's only happened 2 times in Worlds history, so it's surprisingly rare because one team might actually boom and be out early, or one team is so dominant. So the fact that this is close is encouraging to me because I want 5 close games.
And that's my favorite thing about this Worlds is that it's up in the air as to which team is the best from these regions as well, based on performance here at this tournament and in their playoffs as well. Have to remember, Weibo just qualified for the semifinals, but they went 0-6 against this team that we're watching right now. So things don't make a whole lot of sense, but that should be 4 grubs going over to BLG. Will they make it out, or will they go for the team fight? That's the question.
Okay, where's Peanut's ult right here? BLG already have 4. They only need 1 of them.
Coming on in
Peanut has
already.
smite up.
Knight
He
is
should
going
just
to
grab
back up
one
the
right
rest
here.
of
There we
the
go.
team. Homolife Esports taking control of the pit. Delight fumbling the engage a little.
Peanut gets on top of him, gets charmed, but he has his W up, so he can't actually follow with dash onto Viper. This is a really good play by Peanut.
Going to back up the rest of the team.
Right?
Homolife
Because he sees the Vial coming in. Watch Peanut's play. He knows they're trying to get onto Ezreal in the backline, so he just stops the play from occurring, basically, because he can't follow up. And so this isolates Viper into a 1v1 with the jungler. Meanwhile, they're focus firing over here. No mana on Elk. Peanut's the real hero, as usual. Where was this Rumble ult the whole time?
Knight is going to back up the rest of the team. Homolife Esports taking control of the pit. Delight fumbling the
I mean,
engage
Bin
a
is
little
just
bit.
like not doing anything in this fight besides shooting harpoons. He has to be more aggressive, I think, with the Rumble ult to start things off. Then we take the Vi ult. Great ult steal by Zeka straight onto Elk. And this is what I'm talking about. If you take Vi ult or you take Ahri ult and your Silas, the MF is so hard to play.
BLG, will they make it out or will they go for the team fight? That's the question. The teleport coming on in already. Knight is going to back up the rest of the team. Homolife Esports taking control of the pit. Delight fumbling the engage a little bit. Magnus Storm comes through as Viper, trying to fight off Shun.
So he overheats right here before he actually uses ult. So he actually can't use it till the end of this play. Kind of weird heat management from Bin there.
You can be Vibe and I'll steal your ult. I'll just be better. Knight now just trying to escape, but everyone on HLE is chasing after them. And that is the team fight that won them the LCK, and they're bringing it here to the quarterfinals.
The Wombo combo was a no-go for BLG, and Hanwha punished exceptionally.
Great play by
Getting
Peanut there.
Viper to safety,
Honestly,
and then
like,
fighting back
the
against
peeling for
BLG.
Viper
And
was
it
so
might
huge.
just end up being a Zeka diff. He wasn't up in CS, but he's first to kill in all these fights. I think the big decider in this fight, though, was how much was burned. Watch Viper on the left here. BLG was hoping to be able to one-shot him, but the elusiveness of this Ezreal completely
So he
allowed
ease
him to
in,
stop.
right, which gets him away at the end of the Vi charge. Then the W prevents any follow-up, and Peanut body blocks the charm.
And then the misfortune ultimate doesn't
Misses his
nearly enough
ult.
damage. Then
It's actually kind of a good thing. I think Peanut misses his ult there.
Doing Gnar damage all around the upside of this fight, and the 4-for-0 kind of out of nowhere is a massive win for HLE.
And it's just a disaster for BLG. The fact that you have to try and play off of this early spike and you've given so much gold across the Hanwha life sets up this 3-kill Silas now to be such a massive threat on a side lane and just make it impossible for BLG to really play their style of game.
Right. This is the problem with the comp, right? Is that you want to go in onto the back line, but if you do that, you need to have Rumble ult on that back line, and Elk is just kind of like off doing his own thing. And if these guys are diving, there's no protection for Elk, and he just gets destroyed by Silas taking Vi or Ahri ult. I just don't like the MF here.
Weren't there. We didn't have Knight's Malignance, we didn't have the first item for Rumble, and we didn't have the Bloodthirster for Misfortune. So BLG really wanted 6 grubs, but they're probably kicking themselves. They didn't just say it's a 3-3 trade.
Yeah, as soon as Peanut grabs that first grub, I think you just walk away.
Start going towards the soul, because now they're in a world of hurt.
I want to see how BLG adapt though coming into their next on this Poppy, but maybe Doran is the new target for Shun.
Yeah, if in doubt, Gank Doran seems to be something that a lot of teams have caught on to as he's going to flash, looking to try and escape. This one gets underneath the turret. Now the Vault Breaker comes down. The Harpoon is going to skewer in doubt. Gank Doran seems to be something that a lot of
What was the point of flashing here?
teams have caught on to as he's going to flash.
What was the
looking to
point
try
of
and escape.
flashing?
This one gets underneath the turret. Now the Vault Breaker comes down. The Harpoon.
What was the point of flashing there?
So there's one back for BLG.
Nice gank. It will end up giving them gold, but not much else. They just burned 2 ultimates with the Hextech Soul open, so it was generally speaking them just thinking they weren't going to be able to win a
Hextech Soul, but unfortunately, we've only had one Drake, so it's not quite there yet.
sorry. Hextech Drake. They were going to lose a 5v5 at Drake anyway, so they made a fast play top lane, got some gold, and overall smart play there by BLG.
And I think in a micro situation like that, Homolife Esports aren't going to be too worried. Probably being able to pick up this Drake with all that positional advantage.
So
that they get,
Zeka is
it's gonna be
going a
very
more
happy
utility
with.
build
1 second,
with Rocket
and in fact,
Belt.
up right now
He
is
really
the,
like they are
Herald.
very
They can
reliant
head
on
over to Shelly
Viper
and see whether she
dealing
wants to help out as
damage
well.
But
in
that's
this
why I think this
composition.
just
So they
snowballs
actually
Hardwall
just have to
getting
peel
this.
for
You've just
Viper like they
invested
did
both
last
of your
time
top
every
sides
single
in
time.
ultimates to try and make that play happen. So if you look at the mini map, I think Shun is instead going to try and make a play on this bottom side. On is showing on a ward though, which I think is going to at least put some manners on Zeka, as he will just get on out of there, not wanting to deal with any members of BLG on that bottom side.
Yep, having a look at the lane economy snapshot. However, everybody else, it's all just HLE favored, especially that 600 gold on Zeka's Silas. Now, if you weren't watching Worlds in 2022, maybe you're a new fan of League of Legends, this pick was pretty good for Zeka when he did the whole winning the World Championship thing. So him being fed 3-0-2 right now, that is a big deal and something that BLG fans need to be worried about.
And I think it's incredible to see Zeka's journey over the course of his career. The fact that he got handpicked by Coma to come across the Vici Gaming, said, this is my guy, this is the new protege. And at the time, he was the Akali guy, he was the Silas guy, but over now this time, he is just sprouted into this incredible player that has so many different champions, can play a multitude of different styles, and is now putting the hurt onto BLG on what was his signature pick to begin with.
Peanut's already having some monster game though. I love watching Peanut guys on Poppy. It is my favorite player champion combination in League of Legends right now.
Of success not being linear.
This guy is just crazy good at this champ.
At the 2022 World Championship winning Worlds.
And I'm a Poppy enthusiast.
Was not nearly as good as people expected him to be the next year in the LCK.
I think Poppy's just so well designed and one of the most fun champs to watch at the professional level.
This year, and I think today is a better player than he's ever been, despite actually having that world title in 2022. So I can't wait to see what the future holds for Zeka.
Yeah, I think the way that they sort of approached.
Good morning, Monty. With On playing better now, who do you think will be the Dade Award recipient? Does anyone in TL qualify like Impact? I think, like, obviously we don't expect Team Liquid or NA to do well, but Impact was the MVP of LCS and played like shit, so he's probably going to win it.
Another charge.
Here's a play.
Doran looking to try and get out. Does have the hop, gets over. There's a fadeaway. Decent ulti there from Peanut.
What is Knight doing, dude? He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to get wall banged. Yeah, he has
Lands
to
the
get out.
charm and says, all right, we'll take a TP. You guys can get out of here.
They do lose the wave on bot lane, though, because that's where Zeka was starting to shift over to. So I think that's why we saw BLG back away. Obviously, Hamad escaped quite a bit, but they're still losing small bits on the map. But you can still see both these squads immediately want to find any little advantage that they can. The double
Mickey X, everyone expected G2 to make it out of Swiss. If Mickey X had played like he did last year when he was clearly the LEC like year-long MVP maybe, but I don't, Mickey X was probably not even their biggest problem. Like I think Yike played worse than Mickey did. It's about, guys, it's about a hyped player disappointing you. And Impact had a great split and was the clear choice for MVP of LCS, and he massively underperformed at World.
Failure there as far as the team fight. They still managed to get the objective that they were looking for. So now
I mean,
we're
it's
back
either
on even
Impact
footing,
or nobody.
and especially
Those
with
are the
fact that
choices.
tempo feels like it has now
Because there was nobody
back
else who was
towards
really
BLG
hyped
after a
up coming
couple
in
of
this
little
year.
plays. Life Esports going to have to find another one of those moments if they want to get themselves to a solid advantage, despite the fact that the gold is still in around the 1,000 advantage mark.
You can see how
Tarzan?
trying to play this, though. Constantly shifting on down towards this bottom side and faking that pressure around mid lane because he's hiding out of vision.
Tarzan's been fine.
Doran, this time around, who respects that, he backs away. It was Zeka literally a minute and a half ago. And BLG
wasn't Mickey
haven't
X like
found
hyped
this
up? He
footing
was last year. I mean, I don't think he had a particularly good summer split.
So team fights still on what can come alive, especially if Zeka's able to complete this second item. Not for things like Dragon in a minute's time, but certainly at Baron in 2.5.
Elka's going to find Delight here. I was wondering whether Delight knew that that ward was there, because he was playing like he definitely did. Not going to be able to clear that one out. Still, the horse position known now, so BLG will be able to make some plays around it. And now we're back to some normalcy. It's not this weird Australian lanes that we were, you know...
Drake spawn. Feels safe in the top lane. Shun was going for the look.
Do you think JoJo going to EU is the correct move for his career? It depends on what he wants.
They definitely know that it's there,
if he wants to have better international performances, yes, lol, no EU in Worlds playoffs last 2 years, but I mean, like, come on.
Unless Doran walks in a bit too far, but
where is he going to go in NA?
Yeah, knows exactly
will be the next question. If Team Liquid didn't want him, and they're just going to ride or die with APA for whatever fucking reason, then where would he go? He's done with Cloud9. FlyQuest isn't going to take Quad like him over Quad.
is, you know, a decent.
Quad's
attempt,
probably
but it's not going
extremely
to save.
cheap
And this
compared to
is where
JoJo.
the power from Misfortune really came
So
alive.
he would
It's
just be
not
on a
the
bottom
fact that you
team,
see three
basically.
members on top side. It's that she gets control over mid wave and allows teams to get 3 members on side lanes. And Shun on able to rotate there because you've got so much control for Elk. And it's just setting up now for BLG once more to push mid. They rotate down. Peanut alone on the Dragon though.
And that's amazing here for me for BLG. They almost cheat it. Normally when you make a play topside, you're trading it for Drake, but Peanut doesn't do anything.
Can't throw Captain America away.
Damage.
Well, at Worlds,
So
he was
can't
just
actually
Captain
take the Drake on
America.
his own, and now BLG has ran all the way back across, and they're going to look to contest this as well.
Yeah, been on a great flank angle here as Peanut finds
All right, we're
his-
getting in. Flash out.
Tough
Peanut's going to
there's
take the
flash
Vi with
out for
him.
the
Peanut on
follow.
the flank
Through
here.
chance, gonna connect it.
Peanut actually going to get a 2-man knockup. They're trying to collapse onto Peanut. They get him, but they use like everything. They use Rumble ult and Vi ult there. They have to be careful. Doran's Mega. They should be able to just clean this up. Zeka has Vi ult. Knight also used ult somehow.
For some reason, I think something happened off screen.
Isn't JoJo Canadian? I was talking about
They lose their
APA.
jungler, but they do get control of the river.
Knight does have the TP to come back into this, but I think with on resetting and the flash on Elk burned, they're just going to try and back away. But Hama are doing the same. Not really certain that they can just go for
Like,
it.
I
They
guess
don't
you
have a
you
jungler.
killed
Yeah, that
Peanut, but you
dragon
don't
is
actually get
still
any map control because you
undecided who
use
it's
so
gonna
much in
fall
order to do it.
Peanut's gonna be able to
So Peanut's
respawn,
just going to
run
revive
back
and then
here.
come back
I feel like
and
that was so
take Drake.
masterfully done so far by BLG to be able to kill Peanut on the backside and then escape.
You don't think you give APA another year to see if he gets better? He's only been on TL for a year and a few months. So riddle me this, Witchcraft. When is APA that guy? When is he that guy? When's he going to get the big performance and the big win? He has been a patch Zerg for the last year. He has gotten so lucky that Aurelion Sol, Ziggs, Talia have all been meta. His performance at Worlds when he couldn't play these champions was bad. It was bad. He is not the guy who's going to take you to the next level. He's not. His Nico's fine, yes. But he's not the guy who's going to take you to the next level. It's a matter of talent. He doesn't have it, guys. He does not have it. Okay? I've been watching esports for 20 years. The it is absent. All right?
And they're
JoJo is an actually talented player. APA may be a grinder. He may be a hard worker. He doesn't have it. You need to have it to be at a high level in Worlds.
seemingly not interested in the Drake, but they've been
JoJo
trading up
has
over
other
and over.
problems,
This team
but you know
was
what JoJo
down
has?
2,000
JoJo
gold
has it.
7 minutes ago, but their macro
And that's
has
just the
been
truth,
so
guys.
immaculate that they've made it into a slight gold lead.
And I think this is why picks like the Ari, like the LeBlanc that we saw for Knight are so vital to this squad. It gives them that opportunity to try and play through side lanes.
You make a good point, but what can TL do? Use an import slot? Yes. They have an import slot. Riddle me this, guys. Why is APA getting clapped by Quad? Quad. And at what point do you say you need to move on from APA? Tell me what the point is. I would love to know what the point is, because the point is now, by the way, the point is now. JoJo's available. Okay? The point is now. You move on from APA now.
Allows on to start rotating around the map, and especially for a player like Knight, there is so much pressure on him coming through from the LPL. This is the Chinese mid laner.
You know, Yun and APA came in at the same time, but Yun's level of growth and his ability to adapt to the meta and play meta champions is significantly better.
The mid laner that started in the LPL, grew up in the LPL, is now getting to be the face of the LPL that could actually win a world title. Whereas when you look back, it's always been those LCK players.
You don't, because APA is cheap to keep, and if the team can semi-function with him, they'd rather do that than spend to get an import. Here we go. You get pleb alerted. How much is Quad? How much is Quad? You think Quad's getting a massive paycheck? Why is Quad gapping APA? Tell me. Riddle, tell me why Team Liquid didn't get Quad. And if Quad, who is Chovy's bench player on DRX and was a streamer for a while, can do better than APA, then how many other Korean mids could do better than APA? Was Quad available to TL? He was at one point in time. He was sitting there. He was available to FlyQuest's Academy team. So he was available to somebody. So why tell me why Quid and Quad have both outperformed APA. Just tell me. And I want to hear, you have to create your own standard. So you need to tell me at what point you bench APA.
That have come across the LPL that have won titles for them. So he is kind of the face that has been gifted across from Xiao Hu tonight to show up for the LPL, and having that desperate Swiss stage really does put a lot of pressure on him to step up once more.
Yep, you're exactly right. Although I feel like Doinby is more of an LPL guy out of those mid laners that have.
The ABA experiment is over, guys. It's over. We know the results.
Okay, BLG now pushing down towards this bottom side, as Zeka will catch that wave for now. And he's been a little bit more quiet. 2-item spike has now been hit. Got the dash cannon, as well as that cool helmet that gives you just so much ability power.
I'd bench him in spring if he underperforms. Well, what is your definition of underperformance? Because my definition is unable to beat FlyQuest.
Right now it feels very offensive.
And he has looked offensive in those FlyQuest games, guys.
Baron, and I wonder how they're feeling about their composition, because looking at these two teams right now in a vacuum, these 2-item spikes that are coming in makes BLG absolutely terrifying. And I feel like HLE,
like APA may get better, but he's not going to get enough better.
Might be able to weather some of the storm.
I feel like you're absolutely correct in that take. BLG is extremely strong right now with their ability. Anybody that they pick, they're probably going.
All right, Zebrios, you are fucking on some shit today. Any up-and-coming LCK LPL talent isn't going to go to NA. What about Thanatos? What about Thanatos, the most hyped up-and-coming top laner? Why is he on Cloud9? Like, these examples are so easy to pull out.
Going to be able to one-shot, but I do feel that the Silas Ezreal.
And I'll answer that question for you. Because the top LCK and LPL teams have big, well-known mid laners that they're paying. Okay? And so they don't need mid laners. And many, I think, young Korean players would rather go to LCS, get to Worlds, than play on fucking Nongshim or Brion.
And even Alistair Nar are a little bit inevitable if this game goes long enough. So still so much league to be played. HLE has to be a little cautious with how well BLG.
Craig Gliss, thank you for your tier 1 sub. Morning Monty, thoughts on maybe Nemesis coming back? He's not coming back.
So far, this is a great game.
It does feel like Hummer.
Why would you get that guy at this point?
You're starting to shift that vision down into this bottom side, seeing if they can pull BLG in and just catch someone on a side lane, even giving that space to Zeka as well. But I think Hanwha have been doing a good job, as you say, of just matching a lot of that pressure from BLG. We haven't seen the presence of on that bottom side of the map actually gain anything for BLG in a lot of this.
Yep, a lot of wards still surviving here in the Baron Pit as well, so BLG with a lot of information.
Do you think Nemesis can perform pro LoL? No.
So don't need to be too worried about the Baron.
I think he's insanely overrated.
Damage here from Knight, I believe, just found a charm and an Orb of Deception. Otherwise, it is just going to be a reset. And this could be on vision here from Delight as well, as BLG know that they can walk in, try and take control.
And this is where I want to see Hanwha be a little bit more tempered around these Baron takes. We saw in the FlyQuest series that oftentimes they'd start these Barons and just get caught out despite the 3,000 to 4,000 gold leads they gain for themselves in some of those games. So I think giving the respect to BLG, just setting down wards, not actually starting up the Baron, respecting what this squad can do if you find yourself in a Baron pit is good to see from Hanwha.
Gone wrong, so we may just be waiting for the next objective to pop up, and then we're going to see some real action.
I feel like we've got the perfect Baron pit for it.
All right, so we're dead even now. Hanwha trying to get up to soul points.
That's exactly where those wards are.
Like we're gonna have all sums up basically, including Elk's flash. All ults up unless somebody can pull something out in the interim.
Could lend itself to some sort of dive towards Bin, but the pressure from BLG on the mid wave, drawing Peanut and also Delight back in towards that mid. So you can see it's like both teams are trying to set up for these plays, but it's the fact that you can't really get your foothold yet is what's causing so many issues.
And we were talking about the 2-item spikes for BLG, and I think that that definitely eclipses HLE on the whole, but Viper's hit his 2-item spike. And that means that this control of the mid lane that we've been talking about this entire game long might just swing in favor of the Ezreal that's already just poking BLG out, as you can see here.
He's a machine. And also, we have a stopwatch on Zeka's Silas, so he's going to be more unleashed to make aggressive plays. I think that item alone actually makes him such a bigger threat onto Elk's Misfortune, because he'll be able to get back there, then buy time for his cooldowns to come back, and then likely finish the execute. So even just those item spikes coming through allow HLE to get a little bit of map pressure back.
And the fact as well that you've drawn so many members of
Okay,
BLG
20 seconds to
mid lane,
Drake. We're
get that
sending
push
Zeka into the
for
top
Zeka, so
side.
he's going to be able to contest Knight
Trying to get
away.
red buff
Set yourself up for a nice
right
reset
before
timer,
we
then
go for the
move
Drake,
over towards
power
the
up a
dragon
little
that's about
bit.
to spawn in 10 seconds. Zek even has
They
the
don't really
teleport,
have a good push
and the
going
fact he already
bot side
has the
though.
disarm rate, like you
Hanwha.
pointed out, means he doesn't actually
BLG's
have
going to be able to
reset.
get that
So now
push
Knight
there.
has to
Doran's
answer
just
for that
in
push
this
from top
brush, I
side.
guess.
Doran just lurking here with his Naba
Okay, they're trying to
relatively
control
built up
mid
position.
vision through
Missing
river.
Coldbreaker, unfortunately, on the Rift Scuttler, but shouldn't be too much of a big deal. Peanuts
Okay, Hanwha has
coming
pretty
over and
firm
pick that
vision
one up,
control
so
right
some,
now.
Vision that's irremovable around this dragon. That's going to be sole point for HLE if they can get it. And they are
I wonder if BLG's even good going on this. The problem with BLG's comp is, like, I don't think they can just fight the straight up front to back 5v5, especially when Doran's about to be mega. Timing on Doran's mega is really good here.
Yep, the Naba is now in perfect position here for Doran, though. BLG, can they actually stall this one out? That's going to be the question as Knight. He throws out
Nice punt.
the ultimate, the chains.
Wow, beautiful ult from Peanut.
On a flank, though.
Yep, the Naba is now in perfect position here for Doran, though. BLG, can they actually stall this one out? That's going to be the question as Knight. He throws out.
So they actually can't see Peanut charging the hammer because he's in the pit with a pink ward. So he's able to start channeling his ult and just peek around this corner. And if you watch Peanut too, look at this.
Yep, the Naba is now in perfect position here for Doran, though. BLG,
So they
can
pink this brush, so there's no vision here in this brush that's created by the Ocean Rift. And there's no vision here either. So they actually just can't see
stall this one
Peanut,
out. That's going to be the question.
which is very annoying because he just pops around this corner
He throws
and he actually just stops Vi from engaging.
The chains are going to miss. He's just dodging Zeka. That's going to be Peanut. He just says, goodbye, Mr. Jungler. I'm the one with the smite now. And he
Poppy
will
too
be
good
able
at
to
the pro
secure
level,
it.
man.
And HLE, they can just back.
Without having to draw blood, I'm not going to be very happy with that one.
I love the shot from Peanut, too. Direct hit on the
Yeah.
Vi. No actual chance.
Really good
for a
vision
Drake
control,
steal.
though, that sets
I'd say
that
there
up,
is even
right?
a little bit of fortune from BLG when Delight's headbutt knocked Knight away from Zeka's side. Drake away from Soul Point puts him in the favorable position in the match.
Yep, I'm very happy that we're seeing Peanut on this Poppy as well, because it's been one of his best champions for a really long time. I think him and Owner have been the best Poppy players from the LCK over the last 3 years or thereabouts. I think Owner has had some of the better recent games, but Poppy was always just that. Peanut was always just that guy that's been able to make this champion do some amazing stuff.
Okay, we're
but
just gonna start
hasn't
this
really been
now.
gravitating to it more recently. It's good to.
Oh my god, what a
But,
play by
Poppy was
Peanut.
always just that.
Peanut
was
just
always
too good,
that
man.
guy that's
So they
been
don't have vision
able
in
to
the
make
pit right
this,
now
champion
because the
do
pink
some
ward,
amazing
we're starting
stuff,
it
but
up. They just, Delight just placed this ward
hasn't
here,
really been
and Knight's trying to creep
gravitating
up,
to
and
it
look at the
more
decisiveness from Peanut. Just E-flash.
being able to make this champion do some amazing stuff, but hasn't really been gravitating to it more recently.
Flashy, excuse
Good
me.
to see it as there. Speaking of which, heroic charge, and there goes Knight. Blink
Great
and you
play. Now they
miss
just get
it.
Baron for
Miari
free.
is just dead. Now Shun's gonna face check it. Zeka that finds him, and he's just dashing.
Good zoning by
around,
Zeka
making
and
sure the
Delight
enemy
here. They don't
jungler
need to be on
cannot
this
get into
Baron.
this
The
Baron
Silas
pit.
actually doesn't have that much damage. I mean, look at him. He went Rocket Belt, Cosmic Drive, and then straight into Arm Guard. It's more of a
I think with
utility
just one pick,
build.
They'll be able to take this Baron after one ultimate.
CC
takes them a
build.
dragon. Will we
It's
get
all
another
based
team
around
fight?
Viper
The
dealing
answer might be
damage.
no
Jun, oh my
unless
god, is he actually going to get in here? Peanut is 1 second to ult right here. I can't believe he actually got in.
Here, there is a two-man Magnustorm. They're off the
Trying
Baron
to stop
now as the
DPS.
bullet time does barely anything. Equalizer is gorgeous, but the Baron goes over to
Okay, Delight
HLE,
doing the
I
right
think
thing and
that they
sacrificing
should be able to
himself.
disengage with just
They're on the
a
wrong
little
side of
bit
the map.
stake.
On's too far forward, on flash
Is
forward.
on. Oh, you by yourself, buddy. He should be
Oh my
taken
god.
down as the
Oh, the
ultimate
hero
from
ult.
Peanut.
That is such an insane Poppy ult. They blow Elk's flash as well. Zeka flashes over the wall, okay.
It's gorgeous, but the Baron answer might be no unless BLG find an angle here. There's
Jun just thinks he's dead and he flashes out, and then he Qs out.
they're off the Baron now as the bullet time does. It takes them a dragon. Will we get another team fight? The answer.
Jun actually dodges Doran here. Doran's trying to keep him out of the pit by CCing him. And he gets punted out. Oh, he didn't dodge. He gets punted out by Delight. So they misplay this a little bit. They misplay this a little bit. Delight actually punts him into a range where he could potentially ult.
Bullet time does barely anything. Equalizer is gorgeous, but the Baron goes over to HLE, and I think that they should be able to disengage with just a little bit of stake left on the ground. Is on. Oh, you're by yourself, buddy. He should be taken down. It's the ultimate.
Beautiful ult by Peanut, though. Straight into another E.
Take two of them. Set up the kills as Elk goes over the wall. Doran almost just dies as Zeka has to flash to get himself back into the Baron pit. And now
but BLG
Get out with 4 too.
It's just Peanut. Zach
playing people destroying BLG in this.
On Poppy just over his entire career. Not quite his Maokai stats, but Maokai's less interesting. His Poppy's really cool. Let's see how the siege goes.
Yeah, now they need to use this Baron to actually blow the game open because they found these small picks, but BLG has been able to secure so many minions.
They're not going to have this up for the soul fight, but they will have it up for a soul setup.
They even cleared that wave pretty easily. 1/3 of the mid turret being down at 30 minutes. And
good reaction there from Peanut, but he's not going to be able to react to the charm. They managed to lock him down to the bullet time, getting a fair bit of value.
Oh, Delight!
It's huge. Delight knocks up 3.
Look how much. Look how much they can do when Viper just has freedom in this composition. Right? It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't actually matter that Peanut dies here because look at what they have to do. They have to use Vile to get onto him. Right, so that tool is down. There is no equalizer right now because it was used at the Baron fight. And now Zeka's able just to dash out of the MF ult, and Delight just makes the fucking W into flash Q play of the century into True Shot Barrage. And the fact that Viper is just free hitting on the back of this is crazy.
Chasing him out at night, and his top laner are the only ones left alive. Unless
3, 2, 1.
Something to say about it.
To turn him down, but from the start of this, it looked like BLG had completely repelled it.
It's so hard to take down Peanut, though. The lock into the Iron Solari and that Kane of Rooker, and just gives him so many shields that he can look to play around. And they
just so many cooldowns he absorbs as a part of this.
Is not in position.
Bin also only CCs the Silas. Delight has the huge turn here. And look how many autos and Qs Ezreal's able just to get in here.
And there's just nothing left in the tank as Hanwha tear them to shreds.
And you can see there are certainly some dejected faces on the side of BLG after that one, but they are still within 1,000 gold. There is nothing in this at all, but it's now Ocean Soul on the table for HLE, and BLG do not want them to get it.
10,000 damage goes fast on that Drake. BLG has to rush this play.
Yep, Zeka on a flank angle now, clearing out vision RBLG. They are in the fog of war for the moment, but can they actually get here in time is Shun nowhere near the pit, and Peanut's going to be able to lock that one down. Now Zeka dives into the backline, Knight out of there with the Spirit Rush, but so is Zeka. They're able to take down the Horse Lady before the fight even really starts, and there is another one, 2. Shun's just taken down. The Rumble gets 1, but it's Viper that's laying down the Mystic Shots.
That's it. This game wasn't too interesting.
6-0-6-3.
Base open as well.
Peanut diff, man. Peanut owned this series. Viper, they gave Viper a very easy time too, just really good peeling for him. And also I think the comp is just a little bit wacky. Not a huge fan of this comp, being honest.
Paying off.
But they just sidestep it. Bin HLE that'll march towards the next
Game 1.
HLE absolutely showing up.
And there is the first Nexus to go down.
All right, guys, I got to run some ads. I'll answer questions for subs. Please sub. It's my birthday. Do you think Gen G can win Worlds? I mean, I hope they do. Who do I get for Grand Finals? Hopefully it's BLG Gen G. We get the Chovine Knight matchups of our dreams. Do you look at the results before doing these reviews? I have not seen the games. I have not seen the drafts. Mother Satine, thank you. Garmbup, thank you very much. Solvix, I appreciate you. YNO Lol, thank you for the gift sub. Is my donation not working? Oh, there it goes. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. I will have a happy birthday watching this great series. Bible Believer. Thank you. You're tier 1 sub. I appreciate it. It's been fun to watch these VODs with you guys through Worlds.
This is the full VOD of the matchup between Han.
I won't start this till the ads are done for everybody. Sorry about the ads. This is just the way Twitch partnerships work these days. Wait, it's your actual birthday? It is. Wow, Crankless gift subs. You're so generous. I appreciate that. I'm really surprised by the Silas blue side first pick. So BLG going to take over on blue side this game. This great series was so well done. Doran was Giga Chad. That sounds sus. Garvup, thank you for the 5 gift subs. You guys are too kind.
Wildlife esports and
On your birthday, Genji lose to Fly. Sad. No, it's not on my birthday. No. That game's not happening on my birthday. That game's tomorrow. Doran did what he always does. You see, guys, the problem with Doran is like, here's the Doran problem, right? Is like, he's good enough to get you to finals. He's even good enough to occasionally win finals. But his variance is so big, right? And also, he basically makes it so your team always has to win finals 3-1 because he will lose a game by himself every time, right? Look at his Camille game in the finals, dude. Puke emoji. Like, this guy puts you in these holes, and like and I'm not saying there's better top. Part of the problem is the top lane in LCK is pretty weak. Like Zeus and especially Keen are much better top laners. And he's just like the guy who's kind of good enough, who's a good teammate, right? But like, is he going to beat Bin? Now, Bin might be the best top laner in the world, to be fair, but you need real production out of Doran, and you can't have him just lose games. Right? You can't, because the problem is Doran's floor is very low and his ceiling isn't very high. Like a player like the Shy. Now, the Shy might have a very low floor, but he also has a crazy ceiling. So sometimes he will solo win you games. How often does Doran just win you a game? He doesn't do that. He does lose you games, though. He does lose you games. I mean, this is why I hate Doran. It's not that Doran's bad, it's that he's not good enough. If that makes sense to you guys.
Billy Gaming. Let's dive into the picks and bans.
Look like we're going to see Aurora Yone, at least for this first red side.
Okay, so we're banning Poppy. We learned our lesson. Okay, are we going to ban Yone, or are we going to let them have it? We've banned Silas and Jax, so they're setting up here to first pick Yone. Now, they know they're going to get Yone or Skarner here, right? You're getting Yone or Skarner first now. So you're pretty happy, I think. You're pretty happy if you're BLG. At this point in time, though, I think you leave them. Yeah, you leave them both up. You leave them both up because you don't want to have neither of them. The Vi is really weird here. The Vi is really weird. Like, why are we banning Vi? Okay, first off, Peanut's a good Vi player. Second off, if they take Skarner here, why would you take Vi? So you're not going to play that anyway. And if they don't take Skarner and you take Skarner, why would they take Vi? They're not going to do that. Skarner's incredibly good at anti-dive. KNDZ1, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. So they're going to first pick Yone. So HLE gets Skarner? Yes. Skarner also good into Yone in these dive comps. They're taking away the Gnar away right off the bat. Okay, we're back on Rumble. Okay, very powerful solo lanes with the Sejuani, though. Zorion! Thank you for Twitch Prime sub. Doran's my favorite player because I love when Monty, Thorn, and Dom pop off that. I hate him, man. I disagree with this. His ceiling is quite high. He's dumpstered Zeus. I mean, Zeus kind of has some of these same issues. I would say it's more like he's hovering 70% of the time nearer to his floor than to his ceiling. But I mean, you're just basically saying in different words that his floor is lower than his ceiling is high.
Fights more. This combo, though, is disgusting to play into.
We've seen it other times in the tournament, and
So
it's
very,
common
very
for the
strong.
moment. They're just making sure they get as much thinking time in as possible.
Yeah, I agree,
But it
Zebri.
does feel like
Zayas has a much higher ceiling than Doran as well. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
Zeka Zakali, I heard he's pretty good at that one.
is he really just gonna play Akali into no?
The Akali is getting a few reactions here out of the crowd. Zeka, where are
People
you
just
going
want.
to land?
He's gonna play Ari, right?
He was, one
It's
of
a
the
safer
earliest
pick for
adopters
sure.
Of the Ari since
I'm underwhelmed.
Also allows you to kind of dodge away from Rumble or Sejuani engages or Yone ults.
Nar is nice, but comparing 3 to 3, BLG's champions are S tier.
Especially if you start to ban away a lot of these the AD carries as well that can just play awkwardly in that bottom side. In the fact they're banning Ashe is setting up for again right on this.
right, some of the classic mega
So because the Ashe is banned here, they have to ban Callista because Viper might play Callista here.
hyper carries that just do massive amounts of deep.
And we're taking away the Rel and Ezreal. So we could play, okay, they're going to play Xayah Rakan because they see that it's a dive composition with the Kai'Sa and the Ahri coming in. So they want to be able to dodge some of that. L Blunt Dealer, what a name. And thank you for your tier 1 subscription. All right, back to the Alistar. We have a very solid, huge tank line here, huge front-to-back composition, and a highly mobile back line. I mean, it is going to be hard for them to get Yone and Rumble damage against these two champions, right? And the tank line is very tanky for Hanwha, so I think late game they're probably going to have some pretty serious advantages. Hanwha Life, they do have to peel for Viper, though. The most important person that stays alive is Kai'Sa, for sure. The VODs are muted sometimes in pick and ban, guys. Maybe YouTube mutes them because of the music or something like that.
Because Alistar had to recall, it's allowing them time to move in for some deep vision.
Yeah, and HLE do have one less on the map, so a little bit of extra control. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, log in to your Riot Games account on lolesports.com and watch Worlds live to earn exclusive Worlds emotes, icons, and capsules as
Move there, but now because Alistar had to recall, it's allowing
Okay,
them
so you would think HLE would want to get a lane swap going. Deep War goes in on the bot side right here, so they can see where the bot lane is moving to, and which side of the map they're going to start on. They should be able to call the lane swap here because they haven't seen anything, but I guess they're not going to do that.
Looks like we have an affirmative on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yet another lane swap. The Alistar team, I think, pretty happy about this. HLE just planting him in mid lane very early on, hoping he gets level 2. If he gets level 2, they can then plant him and Gnar bot lane to prevent a wave stack dive.
The thing is, though, we haven't actually had a push from Hanwha in that top side right now. You can see Doran moving up there as Viper has gone into this into this jungle to try and push Shun off. Shun did manage to steal the blue buff, now on towards Wolves.
Okay, Peanut on the invade
BLG
right now
gonna be
because they have
faster
5
when it
people
comes to
top
execution.
side, whereas Rakan and Xayah are both in the bot lane. Jun is starting with a weak side clear, so he's going to lose some of his camps there. He actually lost one wolf.
Walk away with one Merc Wolf.
Peanut always trying some different form of pathing. He was so dominant in the LCK all year, being incredibly creative, and here goes Raptors to Wolves, steals away the Wolf.
Second wave push here, second wave crash.
And also, you can see Delight blocking a little bit of the path in his own jungle, so I really want to see how this continues to play out.
The thing is, though, because of the slow push and trying to push Shun out of the jungle, they're not actually in a position to look.
I think we'll see more Xayah as the tourney goes on. If anything, we'll just see more Xayah bans in second round, like we have been seeing.
Down towards this bottom side to potentially look for something, but Doran is still on top side.
Yeah, Peanut, Viper, and Doran. Let's see whether they can make this one work. Has been already flashing away.
Whoa.
Peanut just travels
Okay, so they got his
all the way
flash
there.
out. Hopefully they don't
Wolves are
overcommit
off
like they did at the
backwards,
start
and they
of
get a
last
flash, and they're
game.
happy with that.
Great job there by Bin, though. Gets all the experience, soaking up the CS.
Yep,
Meanwhile,
Bin is going to get the
Blaze and
XP. They
Mickey's
also have to
getting
back before they can
obliterated on
TP
the
into
other
the bot side.
Teleport
Sejuani's going to
coming in,
be
though,
here
as Johnny's
because
on
she
the way.
was
Maybe
clearing
that.
top side to bot side.
Doran's
Doran's going to be mega, though, so I don't know if they can actually dive him. I don't think they could dive him, not with Alistar there. Good rotation by Delight down to the bot side. So they are going to get a couple of plates here, which is going to be the gold advantage that BLG have. So the lane swaps are pretty successful, but the most important thing is you just, if you're Hanwha, you wanted to dodge the 2v2 lane, so you get Alistar to 2.
Otherwise, nothing to be too worried about. And now Zekrom
Basically
Knight still
same
battling.
XP
Sean
for
gonna
Doran
keep
and Bin.
connecting here on to the Yone sword. I mean, it's so much back and forth between these two.
It looks like we will be getting this extended laning phase though, with Kai'Sa staying on that top side. She wants to try and push in that lane, and Doran is moving, well, staying in this bottom side until Light is coming to join him, but on, putting him off.
Yep, Doran does have the hop available, so isn't going to be too worried. Does manage to get towards that level 4.
Overall, though, it means Delight's going to be able to avoid some of the early laning phase and get out of it. So you call this just a successful standard swap where you're sacrificing the plate gold for the experience.
Just say they did a lane swap, and now
Yep,
we're going to have the game. Yep.
But, I mean, now we actually see Kai'Sa moving back down as Delight catches this wave. So the plate power.
Did he punt the, he actually punted the cannon out
Yep,
so that it wouldn't die to turret, so Viper would be able to get the cannon. It's pretty funny.
Viper can actually get down there and pick that one up. Knight does miss that cannon there. Jonas Strong would give a little zoom in from our observer team, but not going to get it this time around. Definitely some more important things to focus on here. Zeka with that teleport just now on cooldown.
What a
Knight,
bro
same
Delight
thing.
is.
A lot of this damage can feel a lot more.
All right, no
impactful
flash?
in this mid
We
lane, and I
going
think
for this?
So many
It's a bit
are
risky.
wondering whether Zeka is just
We're really
in
far
that
away. Wow,
world
he's walking
spawn,
up. We're
right,
really
that we
far
learned
away
about in 2022 and how dangerous
from
it is.
Mega.
As
Okay.
now we're a bit distracted by Bin being caught out. The
No
push away
flash.
here from Peanut. And yes,
Okay,
the
he's
flash they picked
overheated.
up earlier,
Doran's
but
got nothing.
is
Doran's still
going
not
to survive?
Mega.
That's the question. The hyperproc comes down
Can't
and
even get him.
just walks it
They get
off.
Peanut's flash
It's
too
Peanut
because
that
Jun
has the
casts
flash
W
now,
and Peanut gets
BLG
afraid.
just stand their ground.
And that was one of the small advantages BLG did pick up in the lane swap, was Bin with the level advantage. 5 to 4. He's able to fight back against
Yeah, I mean,
Hanwha
also
and
Doran
buy
was just
time
nowhere
for
near
Shun
Mega.
to save him in that top lane.
And all he has is a Ruby Crystal. Like, literally, like, look at what you're ganking with here. You're ganking with a Gnar who's a level down, not Mega, and you literally have Doran's shield, Ruby Crystal, and a fucking Giant's Belt. There's no damage here. There's no damage.
Time for Shun to save him in that top lane play.
Kick up in.
Absolutely. And I thought that he was dead to rights. But there's a two-man pulverize here towards the bottom side of the map. Viper and On now doing battle. The Ignite to go down, sending a message there. As the
Doran's gonna miss everything.
Gorgeous. Shun's
What's he
gonna turn
doing?
up. Doran knows that he's just dead. He misses the boomerang, doesn't get
Dolan!
Kick up in.
Why are you
Absolutely.
doing this?
And I
The
thought that he
game
was-
is even. You are going to scale better. I think your front line is absolutely enormous.
But there's a two-man
Fucking
pulverize here towards the
Dolan,
bottom side of the
man.
map. Viper and On now doing battle.
He's like, oh, I didn't kill you
Ignite to
before,
go
but
down,
I have
sending a
flash with my
message
Doran Shield Ruby Crystal. Nice
As
sidestep, though.
Doran.
Uses W speed, but then he overheats.
Gorgeous. Shun's
And Doran has to just
gonna turn up.
try and
Doran knows
all
that he's
in
just
because Jun is
dead.
here.
He misses the boomerang, doesn't get
Jesus
the auto.
Christ.
And oh dear, we've
He's going to miss
seen
this whole
Doran
wave,
before,
too. He has
but
no
it's not
TP. He's going to miss the
positive
whole
one.
wave in the
That was
top
cooked. He
side.
wanted to try and make a big play. The wave was going to organically push back into him anyway. He could have collected the CS. He could have kept the game even.
Oh,
but
my God. The wave is pushing into him. What is he doing?
It's Peanut that has to flash now and back
What the
against
fuck is he
Doran Pulverize.
doing?
Doran knows that he's just dead.
Why?
He misses the boomerang, doesn't get the
Doran, you are not the main character. Doran, you are an NPC. You are an NPC, okay? Just understand that you're an NPC. You are an NPC. Stop trying to be the main character.
And oh dear, we've seen this Doran before, and it's not the positive one.
that was cooked. He wanted to try and make a big play. The wave was going to organically push back into him anyway. He could have collected the CS. He could have kept the game even, but he just went for it. Ends up giving over
Huge
kill
tower.
and assist goal.
Okay, cool.
Losing
Bin's level
this
6
wave
now.
as well.
Doran's level 5. He's a
Canada's
whole
gonna
level
fall and
down.
a couple more minions likely. Big mistake.
Oh, they're
there by
picking. Oh
Doran.
my God, are they going to try and kill him on his way to the tower?
This dragon as well, so,
Are they going to try and kill him on the way to this tower? Oh my God. What a beautiful ult by Bin, actually. Dolan has no flash because he used it, and he has no level 6, and he's not Mega.
Doran gets flashed on as well. There's the permafrost, and he's just dead again.
Dolan!
Also destroyed, and Doran is just not.
Shout out to Dolan, lost that entire minion wave.
Crucial there.
This guy, when I told you he loses games by himself, he literally was in a state where the lane is pushing into him. Okay? Look at this. Look at this. His jungler is here. He has no idea where Sejuani is.
Absolutely.
No, I take that back.
But there's a two-man pulverize here towards.
He knows where Sejuani is, doesn't he?
Time for Shun to save.
No, he doesn't see it on Crab. Okay.
Battle the ignite to go down, sending a
Kick up in.
No, he does. There's a ward right here. There's a ward right there, guys.
Absolutely. And I thought that he was dead to rights. But there's a
He sees Sejuani right there. Ah!
two-man pulverize here towards the bottom side of the map. Viper and On now doing battle the ignite to go down, sending a
What is he doing?
as the sidestep from Peter.
I think it times out, doesn't time out. I can see it. It's literally right there. It literally sees him. He's walking on top of this ward.
Two-man pulverize here towards the bottom side of the map. Viper and On now doing battle the ignite to go down, sending a message there. As the sidestep from Bin is good.
Maybe he thinks he's dead either. How is he dead? How is he dead? Bin doesn't have flash.
Turn up, Doran knows that he's just dead. He misses the boomerang.
Bin doesn't have flash. He can't kill him. He's Mega. He just walks back.
It's not the positive one.
That was cooked. He wanted.
Doran has flash. Doran's Mega. He has more HP. He has hop and he has flash and he has fleet footwork. There is a 0% chance that he dies like there, right there.
The bottom side of the map, Viper and On now doing battle the ignite to go down, sending a message there.
I just can't believe he even saw the Sejuani and he's like, yes, I will hop in. I mean, by the time he hops in, it's too late. That's when he sees the Sedge walking the lane. I think he just didn't see Sedge. I think he didn't see it. That's my guess.
That was cooked. He wanted to try and make a big play. The wave was going to organically push back into him anyway. He could have collected the CS. He could have kept the game even, but he just went for it. Ends up giving over a kill and
he sent it once he saw Jun and River.
Wave as well. The can is
I've seen enough. Send him to South Conference. Send him to Brazil. Surely we can do better.
Well, so, actually, I think they might go for the replay dive.
The equalizer goes down.
It's a beautiful ult, though, by Ben. It's a beautiful ult. Great call by BLG, man. Really good call.
And Doran is just not in this game anymore.
That ward spotting out Peanut was crucial there. The control ward sees him, and immediately BLG were like, we could go for the Void Grubs, or we could just take Doran out of this game entirely. A 1.1k gold lead for the Rumble.
That is actually game-ending if BLG can play this out. When that happens to your top laner, Peanut's trying to make a play, though.
Make his way down. Elk already having to flash here. Does have the blade call. There's the heal as well. They've used everything. Knight is now rotating over. And they know they have to get out. Don't want to give him space for that ultimate, as now Zeka does get positioned, but the Void Grub's going over to BLG. They have a stranglehold now on this game.
This is where Doran types jungle diff. He literally has a ward to see the enemy jungler, doesn't see him, dies to the gank, and then types jungle diff in all chat.
I don't believe they
Classic solo queue.
Not entirely sure.
It is crazy because bot lane is our Mercedes-Benz feature matchup, but we have not.
I mean,
got a
this
chance
is
to
this
talk
is
about
just
this at
so
all
over
the
right
entire
now.
time because all that action has been top, but Delight and Viper have been doing a great job of punishing the Zyra Khan, going for these engages, and look, this
is concerned. I think we're going to plan.
Just moving up towards this top side, threatening a potential dive with Peanut, or at least a play up these objective resources in your favor.
But look at all those wards that they have in the top side to protect Bin. Like, they know that the only way you slingshot this game
Ping ward in the brush.
So high risk
Question mark pings on tri-brush for Peanut. They see Peanut right here.
Like, they know that the only way
Peanut clears ward, walks out.
So if I was HLE, I definitely
Just trying to
wanna
keep
play
pressure into the
away from
top
Rumble
side.
and try and, like,
They
ignore
get
it
grubs,
a little
obviously.
And right. Mid lane is just going to be settling for now. Not exactly finding too much there, as we can see.
Yeah, I mean, a small bit there. On it actually hit a support item upgrade before Delight, so
Oh,
had
Viper in a lot of trouble now. There's the grand entrance. Glacial Prison comes down. Decent cleanse there, but still has to use the summoner spell. This is half his health
Viper
bar,
shouldn't
but
be
otherwise
walking
everything
there.
is okay.
Gerbils don't exist. Welcome back. Appreciate it. HLE drafts in games 2 to 4 make
Blind
no
moving
sense.
on
It's
over.
like they're not
That could
blue
be
side.
big. Especially
Well, they're not
with,
blue side here,
Grubs
so.
and everything else coming up very, very soon. There
And this is game 2.
Dragon already up and available
I
here.
actually don't hate their draft
BLG
here.
move over to take it.
On does need to try and soak a little bit of experience to take over.
I don't think their
level 6,
draft
and I
is the
wasn't
issue.
sure if that's the
It's
timing window that
fucking
BLG
Dolan
maybe
inting
gonna
the
look
game.
For that play on towards Viper, but
Nobody-
I think it will be a
I mean,
case of
the
hit 6,
mind control
then
from
use
Bin,
all these ultimates when they come
his
back up
thoughts in
to target
chaos are
Viper. And again,
going
lack
crazy.
of damage on Hanwha Life when this Kai'Sa is taken off the board.
And BLG was so good at playing with tempo last game.
I'm still a fan of banning Aurora and leaving Yone open. Yeah, it looked like they probably should have just left. I think the play here, guys, if you're red side, is you either ban Aurora, Yone, Scar, or you leave them all open and you get 2 of them. You know what I mean? Especially because you can flex Aurora to mid or top. I think this is going to be a really good strategy for Genji. I think this strat of leaving these all up is going to be a very, very good strat for Genji. Because, you know, Keen and Chovy can both play this.
Are seemingly even better now, and the big thing, they're gaining so much tempo when they have moments like we saw before when they actually pushed HLE off.
Watch Genji have a counter to Aurora Yone already. Well, the thing about Genji that's so interesting, I think, is because they could take, if you take Yone and they take Aurora Skarner, like, there's a world where they just play Renekton mid with Chovy, right? Chovy actually loves playing mid lane bruisers. So surely, you know, there would be a way for them to, like, punish the Yone lane super hard. They don't even have to do that. I mean, he can just play Ahri or whatever, but...
Drake, while Underman,
I mean,
Wilder,
he'll play
Grubs,
Smolder as well,
they have
just outscale.
Such a point of pressure here top lane with Rumble. They're also able to play as if they have him this entire time, because if there ever is a double TP in, they're going to...
Yeah, Lucian mid. I mean, Chovy's very good Lucian mid.
Rumble is so much stronger, so they're just leveraging...
I mean, he's
this
already
power that
shown
they have
repeatedly
across
that
the
he
entire
wants to
map in
play
the league.
Smolder into Yone.
Not a whole lot of money, as we can see here. Ben
You can play
just
Grass
extracting
Bari.
all of it from his pockets. And he is very, very
Has
powerful
Chovy ever
right
played
now.
Pantheon?
Chandra
I don't know.
Tonight. Not exactly consequential at this point in time.
It is a very early reset from the Hanwha Life bot lane, though. I think they're trying to set up for some sort of potential play in the enemy jungle here off of Doran, but Doran now hitting his Meganar will kind of put a little bit of a dampener on that, but still, Peanut moving up. I think you look for On or someone, maybe even this mid lane, as they try and set up for the Void Grubs in 20 seconds.
Yeah, we can see Zekar actually able to lay down a fair bit of harassment here on towards
Doran and
Might give
Kingan
them
need
a
to be
little bit
replaced. The problem with replacing them is with whom? Doran and Kingan were 2nd and 3rd team All-Pro in Korea, respectively.
of an inroad into making something
Right?
happen on these
And
grubs in 14 seconds.
the player
time,
you
as
want
we
is
can see some
Keen,
vision up and available now. Peanut
but
trying to clear out as much
because he's
as
the
he
most
can as
versatile
Viper
and the
Goliath
most
get into
stable.
position.
I think
But
it's
I
so
think,
hard to
you know, there are
contest
not
this.
a
They
lot
just
of
get
good
Malignant's
top
onto
laners
the
in
Argo,
Korea
so
right
that
now.
might be the item that gives them confidence.
It's
Rocket,
probably
plus
Korea's
20,
weakest position
BLG
at the
is so
moment.
strong right now.
Yep, teleport immediately coming back. The Rumble on the bottom side of the map is giving HLE some sort of confidence here. As On's going to get tagged. There's a
Why is HLE fighting this? Why is HLE fighting this? They are not about to fight
headbutt
from a
forward
deficit
as-
here at these grubs,
as
are they?
Peanut not quite able to grab him. Does head over towards Shun now.
If
Pretty
Rumble
tanky,
shows up,
and
Rumble's
now the
TPing.
charm
Rumble just
comes
kills
in.
them all.
There's the knock-up. They look to blow them up at night into the impale, but it does not matter.
Okay.
The damage had already happened. Peanut now in the back. Shun
It's
now,
funny they don't even
pretty
need the Rumble
tanky,
here,
and now the charm
because the flash Yone ult from
comes in.
Knight
There's
is
the
just so
knock-up.
good.
They look to blow them up at night into the impale, but it does not matter. The damage
Sweet.
had already happened.
They fought.
Peanut now in
Why
the
are they fighting? Like, honestly, as badly as this is going, HLE I still think outscales.
Look at this, pitcher's wanting to get out if he can. He's
And
not
their
gonna be
tank
able
line
to.
is going to get
Delight
so
just
tanky at a certain
hightails
point in
it out of
time,
there.
and Viper's going to be able to do
6
so much
grubs and a
damage.
teamfight win for BLG.
And this is just a completely different
But why are we
BLG.
fighting
They're the
second
ones that are
grubs,
set
dude?
up
Just
first
let
on
them
the
fucking
objective,
have
and
them.
I gotta say, What is HLA thinking? This was such an easy setup by BLG. Rumble was ready to teleport. He was always going
towards Viper, and they thought that they might have had this push coming up river with the Ahri that they could look for a play, but you can see where Yone is.
I think they're just desperate because Doran sprinted it. Pina gets very little value out of his E, actually gets stunned at the end of it.
They step forward, we're back into it.
Yeah, another battle here as Doran getting burnt down. Elk not going to be diving a turret anytime soon. Not wanting to put that Featherstorm on cooldown, so they are just going to back away. But Doran is absolutely a punching bag this game, as we call it in the LCK, the orange buff of the top lane.
Oh, they want more, though. There's still plates up. They want to collect. They have 6 grubs, so just a few hits can mean so much. And playing from ahead is BLG's specialty. When they're able to get early game advantages, what happened domestically through a lot of laning phases, they can accelerate the game so fast because they're still willing to play high-risk League of Legends, so they'll be in places where you don't
pressure on towards topside.
Back, right? They've been taking the advantages that HLE Esports are giving them and then not pressuring overly much. Some of the games that we've seen from BLG previously this year, so far away.
The reason that any of this happened, the reason that this has happened is because Bin has just taken advantage of Doran along with Shun, and that has snowballed throughout the map, and HLE has made several really risky kind of panic
looking
and correct that differential, but it's just made things worse.
Well, now you can see Viper moving on over. There's a headbutt pulverize only on to Shun, though, hit by the charm, but now on.
Nice job by On. Beautiful play. Beautiful pick.
To just return the favor onto Zeka. He's not allowed to play the game this time around. Ahri. There's a headbutt pulverize only
We just, you know, if you're Hanwha, you just can't. You just can't go for this. We're trying to take these objectives, but there's just no shot of us actually doing anything.
Only on to Shun, though, hit by the charm, but now On. He gets his way in there. Knight looking to just return the favor onto Zeka. He's not allowed to play the game this time around.
Ahri is just dead this whole series. Whether you're dead against Poppy or whether you're dead against the Yone, not even allowed to play the game.
And it's the fact that BLG are able to play so aggressive with this composition as well. The reason Yone is so broken is he can play like an assassin.
4K gold ahead, 3 kills on Yone. Yone is the richest character in this game. Rumble super far ahead. Doran is behind. They're like 1,000 gold ahead on ADC top and mid each.
That HLE have been able to get for themselves. And Shun is going to be able to grab a Rift Herald as well. So complete monopoly achieved on all of the neutral objectives. And now Peanut looking for some sort of angle here towards the bottom side of the map. But
they're trying to cross map.
Even On should be
Knight knows this, so he's trying to chase Zeka out, so there can't be an engage until the minion wave is dead, which works.
Unless everyone comes
yep.
down.
Nice play by Knight, though, to push the Ahri back and force ult.
They're threatening Doran off the top turret once again, so that's then pulling resources up from HLE. The most impressive thing for me by BLG this game,
they're denying HLE any like chance to actually make plays in this game.
Play is coming a lot through Shun. Question marks why he was brought back into the team, but against G2
be a potential fight that HLE are in any position to win, but I don't know whether there's going to be any of those.
Okay, desperation play here. We're trying to TP into the top side. So HLE's been frantically trying to cross map. Oh my god, he gets the kill. And is he going to live? Yeah, shield, scrap shield. Okay, so Zeka has to flash for it, but that's flash and TP used to get that kill. And he's probably dead anyway.
For their top laner, but it's already a 1-for-1. The ulti's going to connect now. It's in melee range. I don't think this Ahri's going to have a very good time at all.
Nice knock-up.
But caught by the knock-up. Just ban Yone.
You cannot go up against Bin. What, in the mid?
All right, Elk might be going down this time. No Featherstorm this time around.
Nice flash on the pullback.
Out of the blade core. They needed everything.
Cannot go up
Elk kind of trolling a bit here. He has no ults. And he knows Kai'Sa has ults. And they can dive turret because Alistar has ult. So not a great play there by Elk.
So even if they lose this game, Viper's still incredible.
He's really good.
He's still able to do whatever he wants. He's going to have to execute here. And this is actually what it takes for HLE to get 2 kills. It's not even a positive play. They lost 3
Viper still dies, though.
When all is said is done, they lost their inner tier 2. Objective bounties just turned on as a result of that play. So
yeah, Knight also gets a huge amount of gold off of that.
This game was still gold negative.
And the fact that Bin is a level up 1,000 gold, you can see just how much damage he does. And he does a really good job of getting away from this position. The ultimate onto Doran is in a great spot. The scrap shield is
He didn't
perfect,
think Ben was going to be able to kill him. It's another grief flash, though.
She lacks that crucial damage.
Yeah.
So the fact that Bin is able to turn on towards Doran, because Doran lacks damage as well, means he just barely gets in. And BLG, after getting the mid lane, are able to move up and catch out Zeka. Knight looking great on this Yone.
Yeah, insult to injury as well. Zeka gets the
Knight really isn't
dash
known as
interrupt.
being a
And then
Yone
Viper
player
dies
either,
to
so he's having a
Purple
very
as
good
well.
game.
So Bin just picks up another kill. Like, it is a disaster.
Yeah,
for
double blind. Doesn't even team fight just hey, but they may not for the rest of this game. There should be nothing to force BLG into doing it as now Headbutt Pulverize. He's going to connect on to Elk. Blade Caller comes through. Delight with that ultimate running is looking okay, but there's the red carpet put down. Doran, can you get to the Mega Gnar? That's the question, but already the fight might just be over. The Gnar only won, even though he was surrounded.
With this level of income inequality.
Yeah.
I think we've learned that from
Income
somebody
inequality
that's definitely present
in my
this game.
Summoner's
And the
Rift.
funny thing was, this is a very reminiscent
They
of
should
this
tax the
Worlds
shopkeeper
last year
more.
when BLG played up against Gen G. Game 2 was
You
very
know,
heavy.
I thought, guys, I was told that universal basic income was supposed to help fight income inequality, and everybody has passive gold in this game. UBI has been given out to every champion on the Rift. Why is Hanwha still so poor?
Well, Viper's flanking. I don't know whether that's a good thing, but maybe it's going to work out here. The killer instinct is exactly that, as Elk is going to go down first, but it's a trade of 80 carries into the back line.
It was actually a good fight for Hanwha, I think.
And now he's looking to try and lock down the cow. They've rebuilt the phalanx. The triple knock from Knight is absolutely gorgeous. They still managed to take him down, though, and there's a wallop from Doran. The team fighting Nam may have actually found something here as Peanut is looking to push Bin away. The wallop is going to...
All right, so the reason why I think this is a good fight, guys, is that if we look at the previous fight here, right, so we go back to this. You know, Rumble ult is now down. We're coming in, okay, so Skarner ult misses, but we use Xayah ult here. We use Rakan ult, we use Yone ult. So they literally 5 ults to get these 2 kills, right? They use 5 ults to get those 2 kills, and this is the only window of time Hanwha's going to have to get back in this game, right? They need to delay Soul Point, and is there going to be a better time when all of these ults are down? And the answer is no, especially when they still have this one and, this one and this one, Kai'Sa and Ahri ult, to try for a re-engage.
Game 2 was very heavily BLG favor, but they want to change it here as Hanwha.
Well, Viper's flanking. I don't know whether that...
It's a beautiful flank by Zeka as well. And they're trying to get onto Elk, and they actually kill Elk, so trading ADC for ADC isn't that bad.
That is Elk is going to go down first, but it's a trade of 80 carries into the back line of the Dragon Pit goes Shun, and now he's looking to
and going on to Delight isn't going to help much here.
They've rebuilt the phalanx, the triple
also, Nara's going to get Mega, and then be able to ult. This is a really good timing window for HLE. There probably was not going to be another chance for them to maybe come back in this game, and they have to win this fight, basically. There isn't going to be another Drake or Baron fight where they're going to be able to maybe take it.
With seconds remaining on some of these ultimates.
Objective bounty collected as well. Viper started it all by being able to take Elk down with the income discrepancy, and then it was the Yone who flew into the Mega Gnar. So let's watch this one more time. BLG is overstaying because they feel like they can, but it was the charm actually from Zeka that gets Elk down low enough for Viper to execute in the first place, and then really just amazing Mega Gnar timing, and Zeka kept getting Ahri ult reset, so Doran hits Mega right there. One shot to the Yone.
Crucial charm from Zeka as well on towards Knight.
Yeah.
Could have gone back with his E, but the charm into the door and knock around. But BLG...
Now, the problem is, obviously, is like you can take that, but BLG counteracts with another excellent timing window here.
I guess that whole fight from before is just...
Because they get back up. I mean, they all die here, but it takes so long, and they have 2 TPs up, that, like, Hanwha has to reset, and they're not going to have ults up for the next fight. Right? So we can just use 2 TPs while they reset to take control. You know, it's also the sequence in which they died in, because Elk died first, he's up first, and their solos died second, but they're the ones who have TP, so they have the longer death timers. If Elk had died last, they wouldn't have been able to do this, Baron.
Down with the income discrepancy, and then it was the Yone who flew into the Mega Nar. So let's watch this one more time. BLG is overstaying because they feel like they can, but it was the charm actually from Zeka that gets Elk down low enough for Viper to execute in the first place, and then really just amazing Mega Nar timing, and Zeka kept getting Ari ult reset, so Doran hits Mega right there.
HLE clearly didn't just respect this timing that could have happened from BLG, because what probably happened here during this replay is they finish Drake and then they push out lanes, and then they recall, because they're all in base here, and you can see these TPs are down. But, I mean, their Baron damage is huge, so you can't really disrespect this, but they do.
Okay, we're just gonna do a Baron.
HLE didn't anticipate both of the TPs being used right there. Good call by BLG.
Members of BLG, they should be able to just completely reclaim entire control of the game. And of course, it's one Infernal Drake for HLE that they're able to pick up. Of course, Bounty Gold is nice, but the maps still belong to BLG. Through 4 members in the mid lane, though. As you can see with our Rebel Baron power play, that will extend to about 2K. 2.2, in fact, is now some defense.
Knight by himself here, but this is the danger of the Kai'Sa in the current meta, right? Knight goes forward and he trades, but he's taking turret shots. He also just gets stunned into the turret. He takes a huge amount of turret damage, and then he doesn't respect the fact that Viper could just slide over to him.
Probably dead. The flash has to be used.
Nice flash.
Max range impale. It is going to be the turret going down. And so they still lose that. However,
that relieves a lot of pressure from this Baron.
His own teleport.
It will buy a little bit of time for
much too aggressive there by Knight.
Boom game, which is what they're able to get the. Is it a
just decide?
It's kind of crazy Hanwha's been able to fight back from 7K, but this just goes to show you guys that if you fight at the right timings,
so if they
knock on their front doors.
And if you can get picks, and if you can actually like isolate a target with, you know, Skarner or Ari plus the Kai'Sa, you can still make something work here.
BLG will just slink back into the enemy jungle, look to find another point of attack.
Atlas is the best play-by-play caster in League right now. Agreed.
Need Baron to get any sort of siege happening. We mentioned already that there's about 0 range, and so sieging these turrets ain't great, but there's a pulverize under 2. Featherstorm has to be used.
I mean, they're trying just to do anything to get back into this game, and they think that they can get it because they have Mega coming up, and Zeka's going to be able to use ults to go in. And they can't just sit here, otherwise they lose inhib. So Delight goes in, tries to get the flash. Unfortunately, Elk has a timing right there before he gets hit by Charm that he's able just to ult. And then also he flashes to reposition, and then he gets a huge root down. Very nicely played by Elk. Where did the Charm go here? Because Zeka needed to follow this up with Charm. I mean, it's all desperation for HLE, right? On actually blocks it. On actually blocks it. Really nicely done. On reads the play and blocks it so that Elk can get his ult off, and then he's able to flash reposition so they can turn. I mean, it doesn't matter if On dies, right? They get in him.
The fact that Elk was able to get that Featherstorm off was crucial. Everyone in Hanwha was colliding with him on that point, but
oh, they actually don't get the inhib. They're just going to go for Drake and Soul Point instead.
Actually get through to Viper or Zeka this entire fight.
And Shun actually saved that for BLG. It could have been so much worse. The interruption with the Arctic Assault so that Doran couldn't get into the backline. That might have been a one fight for HLE from an 8,000 gold deficit that has now been shrunk.
But now there's no flash on Elk. He becomes a very susceptible target. Knight does have the QSS available. And as we set up here once more, Zeka on his side with Delight. Someone needs to mark him. It looks like Vin's going to be that call.
Well, this is not going to be Soul, but Soul Point available for BLG if they are able to lock this one down. HLE setting up for a bit of a battle. Bin in that fog of war. They have control vision almost everywhere. Pulverize now on cooldown, unable to battle dance his way out of there. Peanut, can you actually get anything done? The Mega Nar coming on through. It's Shun that's able to lock down the smite, but can they win the battle? That's the question. As into the backline they go, there's the charm onto Zeka, and they blow up the Ari yet again. Another double pulverize though is now on there to try and help. Shun trying to get out of there, and he should be able to do so. Top of the charm.
This was
Able to
basically the
battle dance his way out of there.
last
Peanut,
chance
can you
saloon
get
for
this one down?
HLE.
HLE setting up for a bit of a battle.
And
Bin
Doran
in
gets
that fog of
mega
war, they
chunk
control
before he
vision
hits
almost
mega.
everywhere.
Right, Knight comes in, and they're just
On him.
CCing the
Put a
shit
battle
out of
dance
him.
his way
And,
out of there. Peanut, can you
I mean,
actually
he's
get
still
anything
not mega.
on the Meganar coming on through it? Shun that's able to lock down the smite, but can they win the battle? That's the question.
So the poke war is
Into
just
the back
going
line
in
they go. There's
BLG's
the
favor. Great equalizer from Bin.
They blow up the Ari yet again. Another double pulverize though is now on there to try and help. Shun trying to get out of there, and he should be able to do so. Top lane is doing better.
Viper ults into the back, but now he's going to get chased down.
Shun. Bin is so strong though. Peanut could not stand up to him, and as we go back, it's Viper doing the.
Why does the Ari pick here seem so useless? Okay, so the thing about Ari, guys, is Ari is usually played as part of a pick composition. Like if you have Vi, right? You have Vi, very strong. Maybe you have a Jax in the top side so you can create picks into the side lane. The Kais is very good. The issue here is that they're super behind, and they basically wanted to front to back fight this game with their tank line, and then have, protect Viper and provide CC for him to do a bunch of damage. HLE's comps so far in these two games have really relied on protecting Viper because he's the majority of the damage output, which is a fine strategy for them, obviously. But when you fall so far behind and you're forced to fight on objectives, because a comp with an Ari wants to use Fog of War to your advantage and force the enemy to walk into darkness. If you don't have objective or vision control, then you just end up having to play a 5 versus 5, and they're 8,000 gold down.
Yeah, done with the shenanigans. Done with the shenanigans indeed. And BLG, they'll be taking down these Nexus turrets. HLE were trying to
Isn't
make
Ori or
these
Syndra a better
fights
pick? Well,
close, but
it
in the
depends on
end,
how it
the
goes.
wallets will
I mean, Zeka's not really an Ori
descend,
player.
and
That's the other
BLG will
problem.
bring us to an even series and a best of 3 for the semifinals.
Syndra? No. Syndra would be a sitting duck versus Yone. Rumble.
For me in this
I would not
game.
want to
He
play
dominated Doran in the top lane early.
That sounds very unfun for our friend Zeka.
This is the full VOD of the matchup.
Like, Zeka's just not that Ori guy, you know? He spent this entire split playing Corki and Trist, guys. Is a Zir, which is bad, despite what some people might tell you. He played ADs and Yone. He literally played Smolder, Lucian, Trist, Corki, and Yone. Right? And historically, he's played 12 games of Orianna in his entire fucking career. So I don't really know what you expect from this guy. He has played 3 games of Syndra ever. But I think Syndra's not very good right now.
Hanwha Life Esports and Billy Gaming.
Okay, I'm going to go the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All aboard the Korean hype train!
Jedi Owner, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription. I will... I think Deadlock is very hard to spectate, guys. I think it's very hard to spectate, fortunately.
Let's dive into the picks and bans.
The Silas, personally, I feel like we're bigger issues than actually a Jax coming through for Doran. So I am curious if that third ban here after the Oni I expect to come through on red side here for Philly.
Okay, so we're banning Aurora, flip sides again. HLE picks blue. The Vi ban, they're not going to first pick Skarner.
Ezreal is
Interesting that they're banned. So,
instead, really interesting that they leave open the Silas this time around and the Poppy.
Yeah, it says to me that they kind of
are we?
identified, look, we want
We're
to
first
play
picking.
dive
Okay,
against
Jax
Alpha.
isn't banned this time. Is this really worth
Just
first
make sure that
picking?
Ezreal that can
Why did we
really
first pick
gonna be
Silas in the
25
first game? So, like, the draft priority we now know is, like, of available champs, Jax is over Silas because Silas was banned, or Jax was banned in game 1, so they've B1 Silas. And now they're B1ing Jax.
Immediate pickup.
I mean, Doran has been a good Jax player, and obviously you don't necessarily want Bin to have it. But we're going to play Silas Ashe, so you can't play dive comps anymore. So, like, I feel like if they're going to play Silas Ashe, then Ari is off the table. Nock is probably off the table for you. Grizzle, thank you for Twitch Prime sub. It might not be the actual day. It is my birthday. Thank you.
Well, I think this is really interesting.
It's my birthday in Korea.
Identified was, hey, if we give the Jax, we can actually take the Ashe. Because the problem is that if we take Ashe, the enemy team gets an Ashe ult, right? But they are in a position.
Yours is tomorrow. Yours is the 20th. Happy birthday, Blistro. Happy early birthday.
Where you have a good matchup as the Silas into the Ari. You don't have that stolen away Ashe shower. You basically win out on bot lane.
So they're just going to play Ari even though they see Silas Ashe. Not great.
The top side as well, but it is a curiosity as to what Bin wants to go there.
I am
I'm
a
baffled as
big
well.
BLG fan right now from the first two picks because the Renekton
The Silas
ban,
value
I
with
think,
Jax and
triggers the
Ari
Jax
ults is
ban
pretty
a lot of
big.
times. So BLG can still just pick Renekton on 3. I think have a good matchup. They'll still have great ultimates for Silas. They'll still have push with Ashe.
Today is your birthday.
Callisto
Happy
pick.
birthday, Quinn
I think they're just
Speckart.
getting so much red side value out of
October
these first two
19th, Master Race,
already.
uniting.
All I'm saying is,
I hope you're having a good
used to be
birthday.
called I love Camille. So
Yeah,
always an angle for him to just match firepower, right? And especially when you've already got a lot of
HTP Beefy. Thanks for a Twitch Prime
He's got
sub.
that set up from the Ashe. You don't necessarily
all right.
need that coming through from your top half of the map either, but I'm going to try and take
So I say don't take Ari Nock. Don't take Ari Nock into Silas Ashe. And what do? We take Ari Nock. So the problem here, everybody, the problem here is, okay, so we take Ari Nock. But what do we need to facilitate this? We need Kai'Sa. Right? Kai'Sa goes super hard here. I mean, Kalista might be good. Vobacon, thank you for your Twitch Prime sub. Love using my Turtle Beaches to listen to LFN, chilling in MeUndies into the AM, smelling like Mando and enjoying some Factor. All right, me too. Actually, I got these Turtle Beach Atlas Air headsets, and they're very good if you like open-backed headphones. So the thing about this is, like, so Ezreal's already banned, and you want Kai'Sa. You banned Kalista, which is what we've seen Pays play with Nocturne comps. But the Kai'Sa here completes your dive composition. But now, because you didn't take it, like, we could literally just play Kai'Sa, by the way. We could pick Kai'Sa here, but now Kai'Sa's going to be banned here. Right? I presume. And then what do we play at ADC? I think you have to take Kai'Sa here and take Nock later. I don't even think you need Nocturne, by the way. You could play Jack Sedge. You play Maokai, obviously. Hey, you know what's not banned? Poppy. You know who Poppy's good into? Oh, yeah, Silas and Rakan. We could play Poppy.
Take the Rakan away from Delight, but also very strong pick for him, it looks like, but Jill failure?
You can't go Braum. You can't pick Braum here unless you want to ban Rakan, I think.
Although the Gnar, as we've seen, sort of surging in priority, going to be an answer here. Depends on who you ask, but some can say a self-counter pick.
So are we banning Rakan then, and we're going to take Braum and then force a Braum ban? We should ban Kai'Sa.
But I still really
there it
like
is.
the 1, 2, 3
Okay, they're
here
taking Gnar
from
into
BLG.
I
Jax.
think the biggest problem is actually just that
They're taking Gragas here if you're Ben.
It makes it kind of difficult.
Not that
for
Ben
BLG
is like
to
a notorious
work
Gragas
together
player
on
or
the
whatever,
dive with a
but
Sylas and an R, but also leaves his Ashe very vulnerable. So as everyone jumps in onto the back line, Ashe is kind of left under.
Gragas is good here for BLG's comp too. How many games of Gragas has been played? I actually don't know. It's not a champion I associate with him. None this year. 13. I mean, he does have an 85% win rate, though. I would think Gragas would be really good here.
She has the range, but you don't really have anyone to sit beside her. So I'm curious if we even get something like a Renata to nearly round out this composition for on, just to give some sort of backline support to Ashe in this scenario.
And we'll see what type of flexibility BLG can show, because I think they can actually absorb with these three. But that's not the type of team we've seen win a lot of games. We've seen the full dive.
You can't take Braum here. So they ban Renata because you don't want Renata Ashe. The response will be Delight's Rakan.
But I really like the angle
if they take Braum.
just pick more.
Okay, they banned Twitch because Gen G played it with this composition. That's actually very smart. They've already I didn't think about that, but that's very smart by BLG to ban the Twitch that we've seen with the knock Ari against LNG. I mean, against HLE.
Over the last couple of games,
in
even
Swiss.
In the game that they lost, that was incredibly close for the majority of it. That is going to be the Rakan.
So I take the Rakan instead.
Rakan did have a brilliant performance in game number 2.
What are we doing for our bot lane here? Jin's okay here, I think, for HLE.
So they're going to stick with that one, and now HLE,
I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen HLE like try and pivot into Ziggs.
Definitely his 2 best. The Twitch ban is absolutely adorable. We'll see where he's going to go, though, as Zeri.
Nobody's played Zeri, I don't think,
To try and deny
at Worlds.
Xayah Rakan coming through from Hanwha and kind of having that safety for the dive.
I mean, Viper's a very good Zeri player, and if you think you can clean up these fights, he's basically just going to play the janitor role, and he should be able to get a lot of damage down during Nocturne ults, but this comp from HLE is incredibly gated around Nocturne ult. I don't think you can play this comp if you don't have, I don't think you can play a team fight if you don't have Noc ult up. Twitch ban felt like a scrim leak. Nah. Because Noc Ari Twitch is literally what Genji beat HLE with. So I think it's logical. Genji's already shown this comp. And we have to assume Viper can play Twitch. Come on, it's not that hard, guys, and he's fucking Viper.
He is. It's
The
been a
first
long
area
one
of the
to see
tournament.
this. Yeah.
Okay.
Delight gets his
And
rel.
Delight is going to lock away the rel at the same time. Look.
They're going in.
Yeah, they are.
They're going in. We'll see. We'll see about the Zeri. I figured
The thing is, for Jun, there aren't a lot of
they're lane
good
swapping anyway,
options
and they're gonna
here.
have so
Jun
much
is a
power
very
through
good
the Jax
Wukong
Ari, they
player.
kinda just wait for the-
And you're
for the
probably
Zeri
just going to
be
try and get
insurance.
massive AoE
Well,
to
that is
kite out
Wukong.
there and
That is
engage.
a lot
Kind of
of
low
mid-game
damage,
power,
though, from
if that is it,
BLG.
but not necessarily a lot of early game, and I guess in response to the Nocturne, that makes a
I feel like Zeri wasn't the pick. The problem is, what is the pick? What is the pick? Jhin is good if we didn't have Doran in the top lane. You need some level of carryability on this team. And they banned Kalista. I mean, here's the mistake, guys. I don't think you ban Kalista. I think you ban Ashe. Because if you ban Ashe, then they have to ban Kalista here. Probably. I mean, they could take Kalista too, but you can just play Ezreal. Because if you force the Kalista ban, then you can take Ez. I think the real problem is, like, why are we showing Nocturne? Why are we showing Nocturne? We should have... I think the prio has to be on ADC. Like, force a Nocturne ban. It's kind of a waste, I think. You have to prio ADC, so you take Ahri ADC here. That's my take.
A lot of sense.
Yeah, and that's where my head's at is, hey, you just farm to level 6 alongside the Nocturne and become really strong. Also, when you look at BLG, you know, Ashe should have pushed into that bottom side of the map. Nara in those early stages can control that matchup in the top side as well, so you're not necessarily needed early on the map as Shun. So I think it is a nice adaptation to go for a jungler that can match.
But then do you give Jax Sedge over? No. You still take Jax here. What I'm saying is you don't take knock Ahri here and here. You take Ahri, and you take probably Kai'Sa. Okay? Kai'Sa, Ahri, Jax is a very strong combo because it's a pick comp that can power up a Jax in a side lane. And you don't need Nocturne to do that, by the way. You don't need Nocturne to do that. And you have to lane swap out anyway. So you may not want to play Kai'Sa into Ashe, but you don't want to play Zeri into Ashe either, so. And then that way, if they ban Nock here, because then obviously they don't ban 2 ADCs. Maybe they ban Nock. You obviously don't ban Sedge either. Flexing my muscles 24/7 x 420. What a name that is. Thank you for Twitch Prime sub. Isn't Zeri too low range into BLG's comp? No. Okay, so yes, but that's why I'm saying the entire composition is gated around Nocturne ult. We've seen low range ADCs like Kalista do well with Nocturne. Gen G has played that, right? But it does gate your comp around Nocturne ult, so we'll have to keep a very close eye on it. Because if they blow Nocturne ult, they just can't fight a 5 versus 5. Viper will die.
Access to both sides of the fight if it's a Rakan as well, thanks to that charm. So
the Rakan Wukong fucking Sylas Gnar combo, because remember Sylas is going to have Ahri ult most likely. It's too much.
Valuable. The reason they are in the situation. So if BLG did win this,
Losing a service game, right? And that is not great when it comes to tennis, unless you're really good at not necessarily being a server.
I mean, the Zeri can, I think the Zeri can absolutely carry this game, but you have to have peel and you have to play during knockle.
I like that Roger Federer guy. He was pretty cool. I was sad when he retired. It's okay. Knight is going to find Delight. And Delight is just going to crash his way out of there.
All right, 15 love.
Spells needed. Deuce? Yeah, do we have... Who's serving on the next play,
We're done.
Did you actually just go from 15 love to deuce like, straight away? Damn,
So HLE's trying to enact the lane swap here.
Well, we're grouping. We're trying to get something done here. As Peanut, some Dustbringer value as Doran off to the side. Avoids
he gets barely tagged by volley.
Come on through, slows him down momentarily, but he does make his way out. Delight was ready for the crash over the wall. Zeka moving on in now, so will we have some relatively normal lanes? That's the question, as I think we're going back to Australia. Never mind.
Yeah, and the fact that Bin is already on this lane and the bottom side hasn't shown is kind of giving an opportunity here for him to get that push. You can see Doran.
I think HLE we're going to draft the Twitch and that ban fucked everything up for them. Possibly, yeah.
Getting nice damage here.
I mean, but it's not that, I don't think it's that clever because it's, we've already seen it from Gen G. It's not like, ooh, what a surprise. It's like, no, we know knock Ahri Twitch is good together.
Delight crashes his way out, but all make his way out. Delight was ready for the crash over the wall. Zeka moving on in now, so will we have some relatively normal lanes?
So because they see this, BLG is going to call the swap because they have the stronger 2v2 in the early levels. And Doran is still topside because he is there clearing a ward. And Bin knows they're going to call the swap because we just saw them here.
Straight away.
They know they're here. Because they check this brush and they see them. Delight and Viper cannot get to bot in time. So Bin's already recalling and he's just walking into bot. And they delay Doran, and then Doran
relatively normal lanes. That's the question. Is I
delays
think we're going back to
himself.
Australia. Never mind.
Yeah, and the fact that Bin is already on
And
this
so
lane,
now
the
he has to
Monteside
use
hasn't
TP
shown,
to
is
get
kinda
bot,
given-
probably.
Go for that,
And he's just gonna have
grand
TP. He's just
to
gonna
get
have
that push.
TP
You can see Doran
disadvantage.
immediately trying to get on towards this bottom side.
And
But
they're gonna get
effectively
volleyed
TP again, so very similar
going
to
into
level
lane
one.
here,
They'll
so
get
you
nice
take the
damage
level
here.
1 damage.
That's a
Oh my
flash
god,
in from
this is a
On.
train
Go
wreck
for
for
that,
HLE. Holy
grand
shit,
entrance,
what
but
are they
already having to
doing?
flash as Delight crashes his
They
way
were
out, but already
seeing, don't they
Viper
know
down
the
to
swap
half
is gonna
health
get
and without
called?
One of his summoner spells, one of the most crucial ones as they look to match this lane swap.
And the early Ashe laning phase, being able to catch them like that as well as getting the early flash is just going to be a lot of pain for the Delight and Viper. I mean, this is part of why some people were lane swapping in the first place, is to avoid some of these disastrous 2v2 matchups. So really good. It's a little bit of a flip when you're doing these send both duo lanes top type of lane swap prevention methods, but BLG win this one.
I'm also curious what On does.
Now they
this
get zoned
crash.
off
It's
the
not gonna look
wave.
for any sort
It's
of
a train
advantage
wreck.
on actually, although he is not doing it
You
red buff,
you
so
can't
maybe
even
the
really
red buff is some
swap
sort of-
back. You can't even really
Playing
swap
out
back
just
is the
very big
problem
red
because
buff
you don't
there,
have
but
TP.
I think he might need to come and cover mid because Knight getting a hell of a lot of damage put down with Zika. Has just picked over to level 3, so he'll have access to all of his abilities, but not in the...
Momentarily, the hop out.
Wukong's to be. I mean, both Wukong and Nocturne want to hit 6, right? But Wukong's probably particularly happy about this because his ganks are incredibly dog shit.
I just want to see
3-6.
Ari do okay in this lane. As you're exactly right, Shun. Looking
I mean,
for a little
Ari
bit of
should
an
win
angle
this
here
lane.
as
It's
I
you
love
have to
that
keep
we've
the
got
Silas
matching
down though,
spooky
otherwise he gets
skins as
super
well from
strong.
our junglers. So jungler synergy, I think, is actually very, very important, and we do have it here between Peanut and Shun.
And speaking about the Ari versus...
Okay, full clear on
So
both
that's how it
sides,
played
but now
out.
we're just losing
In
all
the
our
first game,
lanes.
Zeka actually was down about 15 CS as the Silas, around like 100 to 85 was the break point that I saw. So it looks to be starting that way in this one.
Well, Doran here getting the shove in, and Bin just going to be catching the wave, but Doran actually doing a decent job. And I do want to talk about this because I think that Doran gets a lot of flack as a top laner, and I think
Because he's bad.
that is, you know, thanks to me in a lot of part, right? Like, I think that a lot of us have been pretty
And he
critical
deserves
of
it.
this guy. His Jax has been really good. And as far as Jax play is concerned, he's very different to that of, you know, Bin's Jax, for example, that just destroys 1v1. Feels like he's an absolute monster in a side lane that always needs to be answered. It's Doran in team fights that makes this Jax look absolutely
His
ridiculous.
flash counter
Him
strikes.
getting multi-man counter strikes and setting up for the
That's
rest
true.
of his team.
I like
Sort of
Atlas's
how he
narrative
makes
here.
this champion feel so good.
And the respect has been there from BLG towards Doran's Jax this whole series. Like, can you believe that BLG
Yeah.
actually banned
No, it blows
Jax
me away. I
2 games in a row when Bin is on the team? Like, I've never seen that before.
No, I don't understand it. Viper is going to be pushed away from the lane once again, as you can see as far as CS is concerned, down about 10 as Delight in somewhat of a precarious position.
I'm going to make it a Doran analogy for you guys. All right. Doran is trash, but he's trash like an old iPad. Okay. So you have this old iPad and it still works fine, but can it do everything you really want it to do these days? No, but you also remember that it used to be really expensive. So you're kind of reluctant to throw it away. And you're thinking to yourself, can I give this to my kids to play with? Does my nephew need this? You don't want to throw it in the trash can. But at the end, and it's also a pain in the ass to get rid of. You have to like take it to electronics recycling. What the hell are you going to do with this thing? So he just sticks around in your house forever. And he just kind of is there doing nothing. As I'm watching this on my old iPad. Yeah, so you can watch washed ass MonteCristo on your iPad. Your old iPad. But why do you have it? Don't you have better things to watch washed MonteCristo on? Damn, I should throw this out already. It repeats until you're 80. Exactly.
Peanut going to be moving up as well. Delight looking for a bit of a crash down angle. Grand Entrance going to be getting a knockup. Good little interruption there as now On is in a bit of trouble. Viper trying to get the...
I'm in my bed. It's convenient. Yeah, it's convenient to have Doran. He still feels like you can use him, but he's just not new tech. He's not cutting edge, right? It's cozy when you're in bed and you have your old iPad watching washed MonteCristo.
Peanut going to be moving up as well. Delight looking for a bit of a crash down angle. Grand Entrance going to be getting a
kill
knockup.
that
Good
guy.
little interruption there as now On is in a bit of trouble. Viper trying to get these burst fires down, but Shun looking for him. Dash out, and it looks like Viper will be safe for the moment. The clone coming on through here is it's Peanut taking the majority of the damage. He might
Just
be able
slow
to get out
walking
of there. The
people with
extended
Ash.
range
Very nice.
of that extendo beam out from Viper is going to deter them, and BLG will back away.
It was a little awkward from the beginning because Shun flashed to try and give On some sort of way to battle dance his way to safety, but he ends up going back towards Elk, and then, I mean, Ash value, right? Approach velocity, you're able to chase down people so well once you get a couple of these autos, and Elk not exactly happy about that terror shot, but definitely taking control in this top side, but needs to get a reset in. 25 seconds until Void Grubs. Like to spend some of that gold and make sure that he can get his health back up.
Okay, so here towards this bottom side, Doran just once again pushing in another wave. Zeka with control of the mid lane, and as far as tempo in comparison to the last game, it feels so much
Shout
more
out to
even. It
Elk
feels
just
like
getting a
BLG sort of
Titanic
had
advantage here.
HLE on the back foot for the majority of the early game.
Okay, we actually can't play for Grubs.
This time around,
Doran
HLE
trying to
being able
rotate
make
up
some
because he
moves
has
here as
no
Grand Entrance going
TP
to get
because he had to
knocked
use
up.
it at
Chalmers
level
good there
1
onto
because they
Shun.
misplayed their
Jax
level
moving up
1.
first, though,
And
ahead
so
of
now
Nard.
Jax has to
Yeah.
be here
Nard is going to
auto-ignite
dive
just so
on
they
top
can
of
put
9 here
pressure
for the
on
moment. Peanut, only
the
level
Grubs.
5. Level 6
We have no
support for
TP.
both of these junglers. You can see
Okay,
Shun
we're
still
starting
level
this out.
5
Bin is
himself as
mega.
the Grubs have been started
Seems
up.
dangerous.
Of course, does these pretty quickly with the Umbral Blades.
Ash didn't reset though, so you're in a position where Elk has to try and catch the
Okay,
wave,
Doran
so
just going
Hanwha
back bot.
should just
He doesn't
get
have
these,
TP.
and because Doran has so much control on that bottom side, the roam up
Okay, so they trade Grub for
nullifies
plate
being
and
having
bot
that teleport
side.
advantage. So nice job here by Hanwha to play out the map state.
Oh, wow, that sidestep absolutely beautiful there for Viper, as 3 Grubs will go over to HLE. Feels like for the first time being able to actually take control of the Grub pit.
I'm still not sure that Viper.
You never really can tell. Just have to say, I was recently watching Battlestar Galactica, so I can confirm that it is very hard to tell them apart. Shun going to be taking the... He's going to be out of Grand Exit. Not a award, but it doesn't seem to matter as the big collapse here from HLE towards the top side going to be given up on for the minute.
But look at where the wave is. So Elk and On have to aggress here, and that just
Atlas
sets
was
up-
watching
Don't
Battlestar
succeed.
Galactica.
Go for another one.
Truly, Doran
Here
is
On
the
going to
Gaius
look to turn this
Baltar
one around. There's the
of League of
Paranoia
Legends.
diving right in on top. Can they actually get a first blood? Goes over to Zeka the Extender.
Nice play,
If
actually.
at first you don't succeed, go for another one here as On is going
They actually bait
to look
this
to turn this one around.
using
There's the
Nocturnal.
Paranoia
Pretty
diving
silly
right
all in,
on
actually.
top. Can they actually get a first blood? Goes over to Zeka the Extendo beam. Will be able to lock it down for Viper as well, and both carries walking away wealthy from that one.
Great play from Hanwha. The wave was in a horrible spot for Elk. He needed to crash it so it wouldn't be frozen on him, and Hanwha collapse as a result and pick off both of the BLG bot laners.
And that's everybody being on the same page. The kill distribution was also ideal. Zeka gets a kill for his time, and then Viper, the hyper carry, who was in a tough lane situation early against Ash, is now even in CS and a kill up.
And so much of it comes back to that early play.
I remember buying
as
that
well from
Ateo
Peanut
hoodie
playing
because you
up
endorsed it
around
back in
that top
2018.
side,
Dude,
denying Elk
Ateo
the
hoodies
reset that
rule.
He needed. He wasn't in a position to
I still
really
have
get
all of
this
mine.
wave pushed out so he could
They're
actually
great.
take his first back, and Elk and On end up being in a fantastic spot, or sorry, in a
I
terrible
don't-
spot.
I
as a
don't
result.
endorse shit,
And
man.
Delight, Viper, just waiting here. You can see in River.
I endorse
the
stuff I
chase
actually
down is
use.
So good. Delight gets On, and at this stage, they try to trade forward. You think with the ultimate for Elk, he's okay, but really great stuff from Hanwha and Viper being able to just barely pick up the kill on the exit as well.
Fights like that is why teams are prioritizing Ahri so much. I know there's a lot of conversation about it being a bait pick, but just the space that you can cover there when the other team is just trying to crash a wave. Like, it's a relatively normal lane thing, but if it's a different mid laner, they actually can just flash away from that Nocturne and get away.
Good, right? And as a coach, you're walking off that stage and you're feeling like, I gave my players exactly what they need to win. And I think that they did. But after this start, things could be getting a little bit hairy. However, do want to just go back to the fact that this is not a massive gold lead by any means. It is one Drake in favor of BLG as well. And these Aries have just been instantly dying. And if that happens again, I don't like HLE's chances in this one. So I wouldn't be counting any chickens.
Well, the Ari's ahead
I
this
think the
game,
nice
though.
thing for Hanwha, though, is that they've already sent Doran to this top side. He's going to be able to keep pressure there, bin TP to the bottom lane. So for the Void Grubs, they're in 45 seconds.
What's the pause?
Watch.
As well, so as you were mentioning, Dag, that this next grub fight could be big.
Well,
But
we
watch
don't
out,
know. We
Elmar
don't care.
already moving here. So shifting Ari down to the bot side, Zeri moving to mid to get mid control to come across. Bin has no TP available, and this is what I'm saying. BLG, they're going to opt into a fight that could be a numbers disadvantage for them here.
Yeah, a lot of vision available as well, and of course when you've got Paranoia to play around, that can be a danger. That is going to be grub number one, locked down here for BLG. You know that HLE want to be able to get at least one of these. As now Doran looking for a bit of a wraparound, and it looks like it's going to be one grub going over to Hanwha, and BLG just going to cut their losses
Okay,
away.
good advantage to
Bin
Hanwha,
was
especially when you have the
walking up
Jax in the
from
side
river,
lane
but
that
he
you want to
popped
play
big in
into
there.
with
So
Nocturne,
BLG, in the
potentially.
grand scheme of things, wouldn't have been able to go for a proper fight. I think just happy to deny that 6 grub buff to Hanwha there.
And these teams, aside from a little bit of over-aggression in Game 2 by HLE when they were trying to get back in the game, have been incredibly measured about the fights that they actually take.
In being the one that's going up against the Ari, because when you look at the itemization coming through from Doran, he's definitely going more towards the, hey, I want to go up against the on-hit and R, whereas you're going in towards the melee match.
Do so because they could get a 5v4 and probably just stop BLG from contesting altogether.
Not to mention the fact that Doran's pretty okay in that matchup as well, up against...
Okay, here we
the
go. Let's
Silas
check out and see how this
who's
Drake's going to
win out of those
go.
ones, but that's
Opportunity to
sort of
use
my memory
Nocturne
trying
ult
to
here. A
kick in
little
there
bit
just
late,
a little bit.
though.
Peanut
Doran has
grabbing
TP
the,
up.
Hexblade as well,
Hexblade
and
just
we'll
picked
see how
up
that
for
one's gonna go. There's
Nocturne.
a few different schools of...
I'm not sure who I'm going to take sides on here.
It was Canyon that was the one that just said Hexblade is the best, and you
Okay.
should always build that
He's a world
first.
champion. So.
He is a world champion.
The people we've
Peanut's
checked
not
with
quite
so
that
far
yet,
are
yeah.
really good at the game.
Yeah. I've heard that Canyon's pretty good. But we've seen Strybreaker be very, very valuable as well. So interested to see what Peanut's going to make of this particular item, as already he's utilizing it to destroy a dragon.
A little interesting that Knight actually pushed, recalled, deployed to potentially contest. Nar moved top so he could teleport down, and then they gave it away anyway because Shun wanted to go get Trinity Force, and the timing is just not quite there. So no one really cares about one Cloud Drake, I've noticed. I don't think BLG is going to be too sad about that.
I think
Love Cloud
BLG are basically saying, look, we don't really want to fight. Let's just scale into our 2 items.
But we've seen Strybreaker should always build
He's
I
a
think
world
this is
champion,
good
so-
He is a
from
world champion.
BLG
People
just to
check
give
with
this
so
one
far
up.
Are
Yeah.
really good at the game.
Yeah. I've heard that
You're
Canyon's
still winning
pretty
in
good.
top side. You're able to push up.
2 item spike.
Yeah.
Because a huge amount of it is funnel those resources on towards Knight, leave Bin to actually be able to put pressure into this matchup on the top side. You can see he's got a 600 gold lead for himself, and as long as we are denying a potential dive on the bottom side, we're perfectly happy. Elk can fire off a couple of arrows, maybe fish for a pick, but let's just wait until we hit this second item and we really
Doran's
know.
being annoying there.
Having a decent CS lead. Same can be said for Zeka in that mid lane.
Make it
But I
so
believe,
Bin
like,
can't
it
recall.
feels like both of those
Okay,
teams have a
Herald
very
spawns.
similar
We have
idea of how they
Prio.
want to win the game, and that is not
If
now.
we're Hanwha?
As here, bit of a fight towards the bottom side of the map. As
Dangerous,
Zeka looking for those
dangerous.
Chains. The charm is going to
Okay,
connect,
hits
though.
Storm, so he
Should
doesn't
be
have
the
to ult.
disengage that Zeka is looking for, but still, the Silas already looking dangerous.
But now we can start to move up towards this Rift Tower.
Thing is, Silas has a chance to ult here. Ari has to recall.
I don't know if BLG are in a position to try and fight for this. You've already got the reset, so
Semi-Dawn. Thank you for Twitch Prime sub. BLG is winning worlds. That's not how you say Genji.
MasterCard lane economy snapshot, it's going to be a lot of red towards the top side of the map. But you can see both carries on HLE looking very, very strong.
A lot of trepidation from both teams in what could be a swing match in this series. Not too shocked to see the snapshot like this. Nar has generally been
point for me has been how Peanut and Delight are playing around this mid wave, because Elk has that ultimate available at all points in time, and the ability for on and side, so Peanut is always in range of his ultimate support.
Jax
people
is
like
unfortunately
Zeka.
very
It's made
weak.
it really difficult for BLG to really open up on the map.
BLG
Now
really
looking for a
dominating
trade on
around
map
that
state
first TP
with
that
the
had to
Rift
be
Tower being
used.
invested onto this bottom side.
Yep, that's going to be a turret going down. First turret blood over to HLE. That's going to give them a decent advantage, although it's answered immediately.
rotate
so
mid
it's
now?
Just that extra first turret gold that is able to be picked up as Arrow going to connect, and the immediate collapse comes. Decent advantage, although
Great
it's
play here,
answered
actually.
immediately, so it is just that extra first turret gold that is able to be picked.
The Ash ult. Now, Knight has the Ari ult here, so he's able to use the Spirit Rush immediately, and they can get the engage down. Zeka's inside the Herald, so he can't respond super quickly. He's also in a very bad position because he had to drive it into the wall in order to get out of it. So he used his ult, but he's still in range to get hit by the Wukong ult. And Rakan is showing up. Viper has no damage.
Drop the lamppost on them, and Ben sidestep, and the ulti comes through from the full health Zeri.
Bin's almost Mega now. Mega, though, is the thing. And he gets Mega just from autoing Viper here. Then he gets Mega immediate ult.
Drop the
Viper cleanse flashes, but been able to follow. Great play by BLG, man.
Peanut's going to join. The paranoia is going to be there. The fear. It goes off his own. Looks for that backline. And the immediate collapse comes down to light. Just didn't know what hit him. Cyclone comes on through. As now Peanut's going to join.
Zeka's positioning is a huge issue here. Because right here, he pops out, but he has to use his ult immediately, and that allows Jun just to get on top of him. Zeka should have flashed, I think. They just have no damage. Like, they can't kill anybody till Doran gets there. Viper misses 5 autos. I'll assume you mean Qs. He doesn't have cover, though. You really need that Nocturne ult, I think, for cover on this Zeri. He missed one there. He's just a little short. Missed that one. Yeah, actually, if he hit a couple of those, Knight probably dies.
To kill Viper. Immediate dive.
Great collapse though by BLG.
The Wukong who flashes away, which buys time for Knight to get those cooldowns back up. On uses the ultimate through everyone to buy space once more. And watch this dodge from Knight, just barely getting past
Dodges
the
the charm too.
With that Ari ultimate means that then everyone has to overextend for him, buying time for everyone to jump on towards Viper. And on with this knock-up seals the deal for even more in BLG's favor.
Yeah, once those chalice parts started coming in, you knew it was
a lot
on.
of missed abilities there for HLE.
Long for this fight in this game.
Yeah,
BLG
finally.
close to that red side win.
Yep.
Favor. Crowd is coming through. And
Shouldn't Doran have TP'd during Paranoia? Yes.
Able to be picked up as Arrow going to connect.
Because Bin isn't Mega, so he can't stop him from TPing. Good eye. Vesemir 01. I agree with that. But HLE probably reacted slowly because they didn't expect this full-scale collapse onto the side lane like this. I think they just really didn't expect them to commit that hard.
And as the team goes in here, everything is used on towards the Wukong who flashes away, which buys time for Knight to get those cooldowns back up. On uses the ultimate through everyone to buy space once more. And watch this dodge from Knight, just barely getting past the charm. With that Ari ultimate means that then everyone has to overextend for him, buying time for everyone to jump on towards Viper. And on with this knockup.
Viper really needs peel this game, and I think he really needs to fight when the Nocturne ult is up.
Out after turning things around here, 2,000 gold, 1,300 gold. I tell a lie, is going to be the advantage here.
1K stream and with YouTube stream as well, kind of hype. This is not so abnormal for me.
And Doran in the side lane is going to be very, very scary unless he gets hit by an arrow from downtown. The chain's going to connect as well. Delight just has to watch, but does provide a leap strike target. And Doran, they do get the turret, and he just makes his way out. Knight doesn't quite find the chains.
Actually, really
down. 4Grub's going to be helping out there, of course. And Doran in the side lane.
These Ash Arrow setups are so good, man. From Elk. He just gets stun locked here. Because Knight's able to close the gap with Rocket Belt straight into chains.
Just has to watch, but does provide a leap strike target. And Doran, they do get the turret, and he just makes his
gets
way
out.
out.
Lucky.
Knight doesn't quite find the chains.
Actually really important that Doran was able to escape this, even though it's likely going to make him reset. How good is Elk? Back-to-back cross-map arrows.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make this into a big tempo play.
So the reason why they're trying to delay this is they know Doran doesn't have TP, and they really just want an uncontested Drake here.
Yeah, they're trying to delay it because Dragon is in 20 seconds. So if they can deny the back once again, Delight doing a great job of blocking the potential Quill there.
Yeah,
on.
that's
now
good.
They get to move over on towards this bottom side of the map and actually match. Doran doesn't
Potentially
have
very
TP,
good play from On, especially because Knight has TP up, and he's going to be able to grab ult again here. Knight
wasn't really burnt by On there, so BLG still have a chance.
Ben also has perfect rage management before this fight. Gonna make sure it doesn't go down too low, get some hits on that mid wave.
Yep, and you've got a fair bit of vision available here for Life Esports to be able to get on over. try and do battle here for the first Mountain Dragon of the game.
being from
Teleport
Zeka.
to come through here from Zeka.
But this is because of Doran's delay. I don't think they should fight this. Bin is so close to Mega. I don't think you fight this if you're HLE. Walk away. Walk away. This ain't your fight. BLG doing a really good job of reacting to some of these plays. Oh my god. So we just get the arrow comes off cooldown 9, 8, 7. So Elk uses arrow on cooldown because very low cooldown. He just actually got his tier 2 arrow, level 2 arrow at level 11. And he takes the Ahri ult right there. So this is a great opportunity for BLG. Plus he's Mega. I mean, HLE just shouldn't be fighting this.
For a battle here. Extendo beam not going to quite find it there, as the arrow will connect onto the Jax. They all dive forward. Can he get the counter strike? And he does manage to do it, but he's still going to go down.
Great play by BLG. Great play by BLG. Excellent use of arrow coming off cooldown plus Ahri ult steal on Silas. You can't fight that.
Internationally, Knight is known for
Viper also just didn't have Hurricane.
The Spirit Rush. Both teams ready for a battle here. Extendo beam not going to.
There's no reason to throw this game from this losing position. Also, On played this super well because he gets the charm onto Viper. So watch this. They lock up Doran, right? On just runs around, even though he's in paranoia. Manages to just charm here onto Viper. Viper no cleanse, Viper no flash. So there's no damage going down. There is no counter engage basically, and there's no damage. And they play through paranoia really well.
Now they're going to lose their outer turret, and that could have been a game-ending play.
Internationally, Knight is known for his Ahri, but domestically, he is a monster on the Silas. And when he gets access to the best of both worlds, he is showing up on this.
HLE is going to connect there. What's that?
Incredible. And this time, this fight, I really think HLE needed to give.
Oops, Knight rocket belted forward.
The train moving, they're going for Knight.
Yep, Charm is going to connect there as the chain lash not quite going to work out. Peanut is going to
maybe not the play. They also Doran also used TP. Can they get Baron off this though? This could be a really big mistake if they can get Baron. They're gonna have Nocturnal just back up now, so is Ahri ult. We have to take this opportunity, I think. If you're HLE.
About to hit Mega Gnar. It's one of those things where HLE is just not in a good position.
BLG just playing around ult cooldown is way better this series, honestly.
BLG picks to kill, and once that happens, I just don't necessarily know what the plan was here for HLE. The setup was perfect.
Setup was horrendous. They got played because Doran had no TP and he got his recall delayed.
He would have liked to jump on towards the Ashe, but with the way BLG were set up, he wouldn't diving into his death.
Yeah.
So you're
never getting through the Mega Gnar.
5, exactly. And it was a great trigger pull from BLG to just say, you are not in position, we can take the fight.
Well, this one certainly looking like it's turning towards a BLG favored game. Still, gold lead nowhere near what it was in game number 2. HLE still in with a shot. We'll see what they can actually get done, because it feels like the game plan from BLG is working out a whole lot better.
For sure, and I think even that last fight, the fact that HLE even did that makes me think that they're feeling a lot of pressure, that the game is actually falling out of their control, because it was not a good look. And I feel like if that was in the LCK in a lower pressure match, I don't think they would have actually tried to force that 5v5. So they really need to just reset their mental here, realize they're behind, and try.
Now there it goes.
And that's why they're trying so hard to punish Knight on the side lane, because they need to try and deny this 1-3-1 setup. Maybe looking at On here.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's the power.
Okay, we're trying to get in the back line. That's the play you need, guys. They finally actually execute the play.
There it goes. The Magnustorm is going to come through.
Oh my god, but Jun still had flash. On still able to get onto the back line. The team fighting just too good, man. So they get the initial pick. Viper has to walk up, and he's still during paranoia. Right, this should be the play, but they're able just to follow through. He can't survive the siege. If that's not the play during paranoia where he pops off on Zeri in a 5 versus 4, then there is no play, guys. There is no play here that's going to be possible. I guess Doran isn't there. It's a 4 versus 4.
They should be able to take down Elk. There it goes. The Magnustorm is going to come through as well. As there's the Cyclone Shun trying to turn this one around is On. He's not going to be able to help out. Still, Viper is dead.
Yeah, this area's useless. Jun reacted, Jun and On reacted really well to the paranoia and the flash, though.
Ahead of Doran on a side lane. It's only exploded even further now. This Gnar is taking.
Delight should be peeling right on Viper. Yeah, I mean, Viper needs to be peeled this game. And they're trying to stop Rakan. But the thing about this is that it doesn't actually stop Rakan because he actually follows the flash of the Wukong right here. And so they're both on top of Viper. But yeah, they are not doing a good job of peeling for Viper. And you basically, I think, have to save everything to peel for Viper.
Like it was such a good start to the fight.
You all forgot about Bin, the TP in with the Mega Gnar, and that's what I was about to point out. He was nearly 3,000 gold ahead of Doran on a side lane.
Also, I'm very curious about no Ziggs for Viper. Ziggs has been up, and Ziggs has been a really important part of the way that HLE has played
is the difference. It was
in the last few months.
As you mentioned, onto the Ashe, but once you're flying in there with the Rel and the Nocturne, the protection that could exist for Viper is gone. So he kills Elk, but then Wukong gets onto Viper so well with the Rakan, and then they end up trading 80 carries, and it buys time for Bin to arrive.
And it is a great ward that Hallmark are trying to play off. Spot Elk when he's trying to play safe on the mid wave, but BLG are just in a position to follow up the fan.
For about 3 minutes, and that
single games in the LPL all the time. They dropped so many game ones of best of threes and best of fives, but they were so good at recovering and taking control of the rest of the series. They're trying to do exactly the same thing against HLE, and they have wrapped around.
Oh, Doran. Oh, the switch of positions. That was gorgeous.
Taking control of the rest of the series. They're trying to do exactly the same thing against HLE, and they have wrapped around.
Oh, Doran. Oh, the switch of positions. That was gorgeous. I'd say probably a little bit lucky as well, but
again, if they tried?
I don't think so.
Excellent stuff from Doran to get away from that. But yeah, I think for BLG, it's great to see them coming back into form because, yes, they did drop singular games, but I think there was a definite issue with their meta read, how they're approaching fights coming in from Swiss. But this is more like it, and it's 5 base hold against some teams back in like 2022 spring on this champion.
Bin, I'm trying to find him on the map, has no rage at the moment, so they don't have exactly the same setup, but as long as HLE doesn't start the Drake, they can start to get control.
I mean, he's 3-item mini now. He still is very dangerous, as it turns out, with this Wits End that he's just completed. And yeah, Doran gonna make his way in. Humble Life Esports not wanting to give away Soul Point here, especially when it's that Mountain Soul. Will make Bin almost impossible to kill. Shun taking half of his health bar.
Alright, not having ult here is huge now.
Now that Navar is looking pretty.
Okay, that's just a really well-positioned Ashe ult, and Zeka dodges the wrong way, so he has to use ult right here. And Zeka thinks he can actually dodge this by going close to the wall. He cannot, and now he's dead. Really, I mean, Elk is also winning this game by having incredible Ashe arrows.
Even more, and I'd say these last two put Doran.
And now when you die there, I mean, Zeka has to flash that, right? He either has to dodge this with an ult charge or he has to flash it, because if he goes down right here, Baron's gone. So you can't get hit by it. Because now they just walk to Baron. Oh, they deny the Baron? What?
Yeah, I think that there's just something there. I don't think Doran can really figure it out against this guy. Bin just has extra confidence against this player. As now they've started off the Baron down to 50%, as now Viper is starting this off. Let's see what
I guess they're super afraid of Zeri cleanup.
Counter-Strike might be able to get something done, but no, he's just pushed away. And BLG's phalanx that they can put together is brilliant.
TP coming in, though, from Zeka, so they're able to push BLG off top, move over towards this mid lane turret. So not only do they deny the Baron, you're getting a little bit back here for Hanwha.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of an opportunity here, as some local gold from this turret as well is going to be helping out, opening up the map as well for them, and some bounties.
It's very impressive that they prevented them from taking that Baron, but it's really early in the game.
Look at this one more time around this
so it is tricky to take the Baron.
Because you, never mind.
There's another battle coming on through here as the arrow is going to
Peanut spell shields it.
Because he wants to kill a blue buff, and he will not be delayed.
Extra quick as well, thanks to the
100%, yeah. Extraordinarily important. The arrow misses this time, and it's the least impactful.
I do want to say though,
If
like,
League
the
still
way
exists when your
BLG
son turns
playing
10,
around
will you
is really
teach him to
super good,
League?
'cause he is so vulnerable
I
in
mean,
this
if he
game,
wants
and we
to,
actually
but
haven't
like,
got to see that,
League
because every
already
time he's
isn't
pushed
cool
in
with
midway
10-year-olds.
he has help.
So why would
He
it be
has,
cool in
someone to
6
protect
years
him,
when
and
he's
now I'm trying
10?
to play security guard for Knight on the top side.
He
As
probably
well
won't
as
want
BLG
to.
Has played, and as far behind as Doran is, I'm looking at Zeri, and I'm seeing 3 completed items.
Like there aren't
And
10-year-olds
I'm
that
looking
play
at the
League of
gameplate,
Legends,
and it says
guys.
Viper.
In
So those
I
two
mean, maybe
things
in Korea and
together
China
make me
there
think
are.
HLE still have a chance.
We'll just have to see, because we haven't certified a Zeri moment just yet. He's 1, 3, and 4 right now.
I'll
not
teach him to play
necessarily running away with the game.
the greatest
You're right,
esport,
Viper has
Counter-Strike.
certainly performed some miracles himself. We were all there in 2021, where he made that run 5 games all the way towards the grand final, being able
My
to take
10-year-old
down an
nephew doesn't even know it
incredibly
exists.
informed D+ Kia.
Good, keep the
I think
secret.
the hard part for Hanwha though is trying to get control for Viper in a fight. Bin has control side, Knight does as well, so you're going to be late to objective setups by default. And then you are going to have Bin who has his flash up, Shun flash
My
up,
10-year-old wants to play
Knight
League with me,
flash
so I made him an
up,
account. We do that.
Bond
That's
flash up.
nice.
There
You know,
are
I
so
would do
many
it
people
if
that
he
are
wanted to play it,
diving on
obviously.
towards Viper, so he has to play this clutch. Now, he does have his summoner spells available, but this needs to be superb from Viper.
Well, there's a point-blank charm going to connect onto Shun. He's going to take that as an invitation for more Biffo, but they're not going to actually commit to anything.
And it's also it's also Zeri without an enchanter, which is going to be inherently a little bit less powerful. So
Do you think Deadlock has esports potential?
still
I
a
just
very
don't know how
powerful
easy it's going to be to
position for
observe,
BLG
guys.
to be in the game. Not to mention the 2 Mountain Drakes already with kind of the bruiser front line they have, just giving them so much additional durability when you already have an RE team already being a little bit low in damage, and then because the Jax is a full item behind, there's just not very many people to
This game is still shockingly close, but the problem is that Doran is a bum and Nar is 3.3
I'm just laughing at
K
Vaughn.
gold
Like,
ahead.
He just likes to bluff. It's like, I swear Knight is still behind.
Like
me.
how
His line
Overwatch
starts
had
to
observer
shove me,
issues.
he's
Oh
like,
boy,
"Never
you
mind,
think
I'm
Overwatch
just
observer
gonna get
issues
out
were
of here."
bad? Wait till you see
He's on the
Deadlock.
perfect, like, walking ward champion as well, though, as Rakan can basically get out of anything kind of for free.
I mean, it's one of the champions he made his name on, right? It was Rakan and Renata that he was really renowned for. Why he became known as the handsome support for his handsome plays in the LPL, and it was a lot of it was.
Yeah,
on
BLG
things
looking
like
much better,
Rakan,
but
which
we
is very
thought they'd look
fitting
better in
for
best
that
of
type
5
of
series,
Yeah,
guys.
same
This
thing
isn't
for
a
this
surprise.
matchup as well.
Even
That
in
was
best
where
of threes,
Delight
they would
made his
frequently
name
lose
as
the
well.
first
Even
game,
when he was a
and they looked
pro,
really out of
back in the
sorts.
day,
So a few days off and
still
moving
was
to best of
certainly
5, I think, does a
celebrated for
world
that
of good.
champion. Less so
Like
these
BLG was
days,
supposed to
as the
outperform
Alistair
Hanwha
of
at
the
this
Rel
tournament.
certainly been more his calling cards on HLE. Not so far this game, though. This Rel has not been able to find quite the things that he's wanted to get going. Zeka finding a little bit here. Does have 3 items now completed. Void Staff done as well. Trying his best to do damage.
Absolutely. It is
I built my little sister for her 15th birthday a PC with a precondition of 4 games of League together per week. We are still at 1 game 4 weeks later. What? I'm really curious. What games is your sister playing?
going to be sole point here. HLE
Instead
had
of
5
League
people
for
grouped
you,
on mid
with
lane
you.
very briefly to be able to get mid prio, but they haven't been able to hold priority on any of the side lanes. This is actually a nice timing right now because the wave that Knight pushed in top doesn't matter that much aside from the lost gold, and at least HLE can clear the vision. Because if they get the right pocket of vision with which they can Nocturne ult and one-shot Elk with, that could be a way for them to prevent this soul going over.
And again, this is what I was talking about. Knight supporting Elk on mid push. They're never leaving Elk alone, giving it opportunity. Now BLG.
Okay, we've lost
positioned
banana control. We've lost mid control. All right, we cannot
to
Right
just
in.
we cannot
sit
fight this
around
anymore
Elk
if we're
and just play
HLE.
this
We
puck in
cannot fight
protection.
this.
Yeah, they
And now we extra can't
just
fight
walking
it
in
because
with
we just
solo
blew
always.
Ariel for no
This is
reason.
the way that BLG were moving in their domestic playoffs, right? It was just, we want this. We're just going to all move in. We are ready for a fight. And they are once again set up immediately.
Zeka lost ult there for basically nothing. Knight stole his ult.
We cannot
So the
fight
panic-
this.
Yeah, they
for
look
play.
for the back line. They dive onto where the money is, but that hop was gorgeous.
They literally use everything, guys. They use everything. They use everything except for Zerialt, and they don't even get the kill on the bin. And he's going to go mega. They can't fight this.
And everyone else
They can't walk on
piles
this.
to
They
make sure
cannot
that
walk
he's
on
okay.
this.
He does lose
They have no vision. Bin is in banana, about to turn mega. They have no ults.
but he's still alive.
They are going to
Teleport
get
at the ready is Doran.
rolled.
Diving on forward, doesn't find
He also has TP. Bin has
Engage
TP. He's
angle.
mega, and he's
As
got
they're looking to
TP.
try and take
Oh,
down this dragon.
Lord.
This is so dangerous. Bin is only a matter of time to get back here.
Well, they got an objective bounty, I guess. Where's the TP?
But it's Viper
Where's
that
the
somehow
TP?
takes the dragon. Doran flashes away,
Oh
but the
my
chains
God.
will
Knight
leave
is
him
just going to
in
clean them with
another
Ariel.
exactly where he wants gets them going 1 versus 2.
What a terrible throw by HLE. What a terrible throw by HLE. They used 5 ults
So they're panicking.
Yeah, they look for the back line. They dive onto where the money is, but that hop was gorgeous
to get
from
0
Ben.
kills,
everyone
and
else
then they
piles on
walk
to make
up
sure that he's
anyway.
okay. He does lose a lot of his health bar, but he's still alive. Teleport at the ready is Doran diving on forward, doesn't find an engage angle as they're looking to try and take down this dragon. This is so dangerous.
And good LPL teams love these 4v5s when you overuse your abilities and they know your cooldowns aren't there. Dear God. The fucking Ahri ult is so good on Silas. Oh my, he keeps getting it. He keeps getting it, guys.
Peanut now trying to walk away, gets the fear of Zeka. Not going to be able to do enough there underneath in a turret.
He keeps, the charges. He keeps getting them.
It's 999 on the rift right now. An incredible performance from the
But
BLG
now, once Ben
mid
doesn't
laner.
die, game
This
is over.
guy is having a
You know, they're trying so hard to prevent Soul, and like but I understand what they're doing. They feel like the game is over if they give up Soul, which it definitely is. But
sequence to me was one in the setup.
You fucked it
by
up.
BLG. They got the Ahri ultimate early, and then because BLG tried, because HLE tried so desperately to get.
Zeka hasn't hit a charm in decades.
Basically
Let's check it
nothing.
out.
Knight stole his ult, so they're panicking.
Yeah, they look for the back line. They
I mean, Zeka's just not there.
lost ult there for basically
Zeka lost ult.
nothing. Knight
If Zeka
stole
has
his
ult
ult, so
here, if Zeka has ult and can ult in, then he might be able to just get charm. Because if he has ult, he has flash. So if he ult flash charms, he probably can chain the CC so they can kill Ben, but he doesn't have it.
From Ben, and everyone else piles on to make sure
That's really bad from HLE.
Zeka.
as
Game's just over now, correct?
Flat in, and then gets the grand entrance back out with the hop to Bin to get him over this wall. Watch here as he comes in. So everyone jumps in, goes over the wall, gets the hop for Bin, and then gets the grand entrance back out with that charm onto everyone. And that's what buys that space for Bin to get the reset off. And then Knight uses the cover of everyone jumping up towards the top side to sneak in behind. Delight is trying to mark jump, but as he goes on towards Knight, everyone jumps onto Doran. So it's a fight on 2 fronts now, which is perfect for champions like Silas and for Wukong. But the fight.
Yeah, Arrow going to connect here from Peanut, who spell shields it very, very nicely. Still HLE. I mean, yes, they survive, but they're put.
going to be so fast. Either Delight gets the absolute god tier in game.
At this turret.
The story of the majority of this about it.
BLG's been playing pretty cautiously with their leads too. Like, I think they haven't really been over-forcing, especially when they have Baron buff.
It's just going down. Cooldown on
Oh.
that one, so we'll see what he's going to be picking up.
We're making the hero
Yeah, it
TP
looks like they're
play.
gonna reset and then set up around Soul.
Oh no, they had a bear, or they had a ward that they snuck in there and they timed it around the recall. It's very nice. It doesn't really matter though, because there's literally nothing to take, and Elk will be back by in plenty of time to make it to Soul.
Setting up this vision already for Dragon. Hamok kind of need to brute force their way down mid lane, push back.
Full fight to close the game. They are strong.
Golden. Through from Viper, they take down the Nocturne, and now it's Zeka that's the top. This is a little bit too. Seeker's arm guard just casually there for Elk as well, so if they do dive on top of him again.
Here's the Hail Mary play.
Has a bit of an answer here, as now Peanut going to get stunned up here from Knight.
Peanut has to save ult though, flashes out, he tries to dodge.
Some space. Peanut may have baited it though, as the ulti comes through from Viper. They take
Well,
down the Nocturne, and now it's Zeka that's the target. Delight just trying to play Peel. Viper still alive for the moment. The arrow going to be tanked by Delight, and Viper will just get smacked down in the team fight.
Honestly, HLE's has been outplayed in a lot of these team fights.
Doing his best to try and play 1 versus 3, but it's not going to be enough.
That's not gonna save
Or
you,
at
Dolan.
least He's going to buy a little bit of space, but then the chain's going to catch him.
Clear the way.
That game's just over. We don't even get the Soul.
But the Nexus, it's right next to them, and they'll be able to take it.
All right, are we done with Nocturne picks, guys? I'm kind of over it.
This is the full VOD of the matchup between Hanwha Life Esports and Billy.
All right, quick ads, guys, and we'll start the last game of the series. How well would TF work at this Worlds? I think TF is hard to play into a lot of these matchups, or like a lot of these champs that are strong right now. Ahri, Silas, Feels bad. Monty, this game is a super banger. Enjoy it. Ooh, I will. We'll wait for the ads to be over before we start it up. Yeah, Ari knocked both counter TF. Yep. The Zeri felt terrible. Well, it also just wasn't played very well, but I do think the Zeri was not a good pick. Empire, we're on the Silas B1 train now. Are we? I don't think that's good. I think that might be okay in this series, but I'm not sold on Silas B1 in general. Chicken or pork pad kraprow, ordering now, can't decide. Okay. Pad kraprow is a god tier dish, and I am a god at making pad kraprow. So Shiv 1001, the key distinction here is if you actually know Thai food, you better be fucking getting ground chicken or ground pork, because there are so many fraud ass Thai restaurants out there that don't make it. They make it with chicken or pork like chunks. Okay? But it has to be ground meat to be a real Thai street food. So Shiv 1001, excuse me. I prefer the ground pork. Yes, it's ground. Great. You know your Thai restaurants. I used to cook in a Thai restaurant, guys, when I was in college. Okay. So I know how to make Thai food. I learned from Thai people. All right. So ground pork. And you have to have the wok fried sunny side up egg with the crispy edges. Okay, that's how you do it. And holy basil, sure. You know the weird thing about holy basil is holy basil is actually not available a lot of the time. Even when I was in LA and going to Thai grocery stores, it was really only around in the summer, so had to use Thai basil a lot of the time. Do you like Night Market WeHo? Using user. Night Market started in Silver Lake. All right.
Gaming. Let's dive into the picks and bans.
Let's get into this.
Really need to change because, man, just what was your line, Jat, from just like 2 minutes earlier?
Just pick the Silas. Just pick it, man.
All right, so
It's
now we're
so
banning Skarner on this
strong,
side,
it was
HLE back on blue side. The Callista ban, I am finding confusing. Like,
They can
okay, Aurora. I don't know if we ban Callista
they're just
first
gonna-
now. We ban Callista and Ash. I feel you just ban Ash and first pick Callista.
Silas.
Yeah, I think the thing is, though, it's like you're more than likely going to see the Ezreal ban coming through here again, because I think BLG have correctly identified as the series went on. Hey, look, Viper being on something where he can self-peel, not so hot. Getting the opportunity to take the Zyra Rakan away as well makes Viper. But as this meta has shifted,
Is
through
this
the
the
series,
is this
I'm
the
surprised to
Silas
see that.
slam?
I'm a little bit bothered
Yep,
by how
okay.
things have gone thus far. However, back on track.
Okay,
here
so I don't
to have
think
an honest
Knight
game
should
of
play
League of
Ari
Legends.
into
Now,
this. I feel like we've
maybe
learned
something
this in
about
this series.
Sejuani
Jax is
ban
up.
Is going to be given away here with these
Jax
first
is
couple
up.
picks.
But the question
But they banned Sejuani, so they're not going to be able to play. So we take Poppy. Where did the Poppy go?
Okay, yeah, there it is. Jax, yeah, coming
Okay,
through,
so you
even
see
though
Jax.
Sejuani's gonna
I
take
love the
away,
Poppy in
but
game number one.
immediately,
You see
I
Jax
him
Rakan.
go
You
towards the Rakan.
slam the Poppy.
This is what I'm
Poppy
saying.
should have been
I think
taken
it's
last
really
game, guys.
identified that this is such a crucial
Poppy,
pick.
slam it.
Isn't there a
Yes.
yodel with a hammer
Yes.
that's
Yes,
pretty good,
Hanwha.
though?
Yes.
Wait a second,
Yeah,
we kind
there
of
it is.
forgot about that,
Yeah.
right? For the last couple of games. Of course, game number 2, it was banned. And we're just going to have a look at what the next one is
Okay,
going to
Dolan
be.
just going to play Gnar.
Yeah, I'm giving this a clap for
We'll
HLE.
ignore the
Go
fact
back
that
to
his
what gave them
last
the first win in the series in game
last
one.
Gnar game
They
was
had
an
the blue side
unmitigated
because they had
disaster.
choice from losing the last game. We'll see if BLG
We would
has
not take
something
Zaya. Why are we
better
taking
to
Zaya
counter
here?
it.
Zaya's
They'll probably
terrible.
just
They're not even
versus
showing a
Zaya
dive
with
comp.
Rakan, but like at the time,
There you go.
HLE has so many
There you
ways of
go.
going
Just
in
go
and
ahead and
out.
take the Kai'Sa.
Let's see
There you
what
go.
Elko sees. So it's actually Kai'Sa Rakan here.
Wow.
For more ability to
Kai'Sa's ult if can be blocked by Poppy W though.
Every single time
It's hard to do, but you can do it.
Unless it's sort of picked up by Viper, where he did manage to have some heroics although it wasn't quite enough. So going to be locking that one away, and then they're able to get rid of the Ezreal. Things
Easy
like
reel gone.
Carry, honestly, for Knight in this mid lane. You've already got some AP damage from both the Jax and this.
Taking away the Wukong, a Jhin classic pick, and the Vi. Really? Poppy's so good in Vi.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
So I guess this says to me that they're planning on taking a low mobility AD carry. Because they're banning Vi?
Decided not to ban the Nocturne. I just expected that Vi was going to be a Nocturne, but it's not actually the case.
thing is as well, Poppy can still go bot. It's a decent matchup in Japan as well. So Peanut could even end up taking away the Nocturne here. So if they show the
No,
Nocturne,
I don't
more than
think
likely that combo
Delight's
that
gonna
we're
play
going to see
Poppy.
come
Peanut's
through.
just
But you have to take
he's the
Nocturne
consummate
forward
Poppy
first,
jungler. It
Peanut
just feels really
takes
weird
it,
for Hanwha to
the other
flex that
side.
into bot lane.
Well, the Kindred
No way.
for sure.
Really?
He's
I mean, he's a
hovering it for
Jhin
now.
special,
Oh
man.
my
That's the Jhin champ.
That's a Kindred.
So
I love
this
it.
is what I thought we might get with Shun coming back in overweight.
The thing is, though, that,
he's the guy, he's the guy that
The Silas can steal your
looks to try
Kindred
and play
ult.
around. But you are now divvying those spells across to
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of respite circles
Good
all
luck on
over
the
the place.
play-by-plays,
Yeah,
Max.
I'll see what I can do.
yeah, and a Poppy to just kind of knock everyone out of those
Ooh,
circles.
I hate
so
the MF.
big circles into
I hate
the
it.
Venn diagram of swoop them on out of there is going to be very
I hate
interesting
it.
to watch. So
I
think
hate
BLG
it.
are
I hate it, guys. We're playing MF into Rakan Jax Kaisa. Eesh. The thing is, oh man, the thing is too that if we're just gonna build utility on Silas, and we're gonna go Rocket Belt, right? We're gonna go Rocket Belt, Cosmic Drive, Zonias. We better be protecting this guy like a motherfucker. We better be protecting this guy. He has to be peeled for. This is a scary dive. That's a scary dive.
acting a little bit
What are we
with the hands
playing
of
for
the
Knight here?
Silas, But it's comfort galore for
Ooh.
them.
That's another.
They're just getting more dive, guys. They're getting more dive. And the thing is, when you all in and you have the Kindred, you can actually just save yourself on the all in with Kindred ult. Ah, shoot. You know what? This is just another missed opportunity, though. If only this was Gragas, right? Ooh, that would feel good right now. Gragas into Jax against Kindred. The Gragas is being underplayed, guys. The Gragas is being underplayed. But if Viper dies, this is over. So we better see like Giga Peel. They have the tools to do it for sure.
It's going to be very interesting to watch. So I think BLG are drafting
But
a little
also, like, Silas here against Kindred with their dive comp. If Silas steals
the
Kindred
hands
ult, it could be
of the
really
Silas,
strong.
But it's comfort galore for them.
He can also steal Galio ult and then ult his own team for protection. So there's actually good counter dive here for Hanwha, but they have to peel for Viper. Like, all their damage is Viper, basically.
Heroically grand entrances up and available here for BLG. You love to see it. It's a tried and true combo that we've seen many, many times in the past. I feel like you could have shown me this draft like 4 years ago, make that 6 years ago, and I'd be like, oh yes, no, very strong.
Yeah, very, very meta. But really, I am excited for this game. I favor HLE's draft because I think
another problem here is that Doran we've had to prio Doran's champs in the first round of Blue Side draft when it really feels like we would want to prio Viper's champs. Like, it feels like we want to take ADC somewhere in B2 or B3 in an ideal universe, but Doran sucks, so we can't do that. Right? Because Doran's a bum. Right. Grumpy Dwarf. It is known on this stream Doran equals bum. We can't do that. And so we end up in really shit bot lane situations.
the Sylas can still have a strong laning phase against the Galio, even though Galio Kindred or Galio Jax is really strong. Just the fact that you have Poppy to blast people away, that you have Sylas to steal ultimates and kind of do the same thing whenever he...
How does Doran get on a good team? How do ugly guys get with 10 out of 10s chicks? You know, he could be really rich, but that's not applicable here. So maybe he just has a really big dick. Maybe he has a giant dong.
Even though Galio Kindred or Galio Jax is really strong, just the fact that you have Poppy to blast people away, that you have Sylas to steal ultimates and kind of do the same thing whenever he wants to, and you have the Gnar that's been unstoppable pretty much this entire series, it makes me think our chances of a Game 5 are higher than the chances of a BLG 3-1.
This game relies
He has
on
a steady
getting
job
ahead.
and good manners.
If you can invade on this Kindred, if you can get
Empire,
those
you're too
stacks,
funny.
if you can shove Peanut out of the game, you can have that chance to just take over on the Kindred. Having double AD carries is fantastic.
He reminds his
Realistically, only
teammates
one
of their dads.
But
That's how he does
Can
it.
you do that? It's can you get that play from Knight to support you? Can On leave bot side to help you on these invades? This is
Doran
not a
is-
style that BLG
is
played
the guy
for the
you settled
majority
with.
of their summer because Way was
That's
support
right.
the lanes.
As Death
This is
Cab
them
for Cutie
transitioning to
said,
support the jungler,
this is the
a
sound
style
of
that they did
Doraning.
play last
Ba,
year
ba,
when Knight
ba.
wasn't on the roster.
The thing I do really like about it for BLG, though, is that they're playing to the series. And the series is whoever can win these mid to late game team fights is in the best position. We've seen it even as early as the first Grub fight, really getting these advantages. And as we dive onto the rift for game match point here for BLG, game 4. HLE once again on the blue side. Chat, you might get your wish. It might need to be 2 wins on red.
I want to see 5 games in so many ways. For HLE here, the #1 seed of the LCK. I will say, though, for most of the year, considered the #2 team in the LCK. It was a surprise that they were able to defeat Gen G to get that #1 seed, but either one of these teams going home in quarterfinals.
Yeah, let's see, they pick Viper's champ 1, 2, 3. Gnar gets banned 100%. Yes, it does. I agree with that. What do you want Doran to play into Bin's Jax? Gragas. Okay, so let's say they ban Gragas. I agree. Ornn, just fuck it.
Massive disappointment
Just let
compared to their
him play
expectations,
Ornn.
especially for HLE. I know
Right?
we've hit it many times, but it is probably in the
Scion.
front of Doran
Literally
and Peanut's
anything.
mind.
Like, you're not going to convince me that Doran having Gnar is more important than Viper
And they're
having a
attempting to
playable
push it to
AD
the
carry.
back of their minds that it could just be another Worlds failure. It could be another loss to BLG.
But it's insane that it's one of these top seeds from LCK and LPL going home today. Because on the opposite side for BLG, like, they bought Knight, the kingmaker in the LPL. 6 of the last finals he was in. 4 of the last finals he has won. And he has been the difference maker for these squads he has entertained. BLG brought him across to take over from JDG, be the top team in the LPL, and they succeeded domestically. But MSI, they dropped short. It looked like in Swiss they were going to drop short. But a win here today would firmly put them as BLG are back.
It just gets them completely back on track. It would make them 2 series away from a world championship. Everything is just go right ahead.
Yeah, and also after winning the last 6 games in a row against Weibo, I don't think they're worried about a semifinal.
Okay, so
And I
we're
don't
lane
know whether
swapping
HLE
here.
Can say the same thing, right? Like Weibo
It's
can
clear,
throw
like,
some curveballs.
Elkanon don't
This
want
is
to
a
play into
dangerous team, but it
MF
looks like
Rel.
BLG, in the playoffs especially, had been able to.
Are we
to
planning to
find
dive
their
this or
angles.
what?
So
Are we planning
I
to
can
dive
imagine
this?
they
We're
feel
second
like
wave
winning
crashing.
this is basically
We're third.
everything
No, we're second wave
toward
crashing.
getting
Third wave
another,
is coming in.
finals berth here for the
No, we're not.
squad.
We're third wave
See
crashing.
what they
Okay,
can
so we
able-
managed to
what
wave
they were able
well.
to
We're
make
stacking
happen
for third
has
wave.
been underneath the turret, got
On
another
is
lane.
here. Let's
Swap
zone
come through
on
here.
off the turret. On
Just
shouldn't be
a
able to
little
engage into this. Poppy's level 2. Ooh, Poppy doesn't
bit of
have
trivia
W.
for you, Shun. It's pretty good at Kindred.
Poppy doesn't have
Currently
W.
on a
Okay, Poppy has W now.
69% win rate over
Because
49
you,
games. It's a lot of
you
games.
probably would have
Another
had
one of these kinda weird
QE
lane swaps,
otherwise.
though,
So he's level 1. This is diveable.
Still level 1. They might be able to
This
get
is
to
diveable.
diving fast before he can. He's saving
Okay,
his counter
throw buckler. Q.
making
He gets
his way
counter strike
in.
off though, so now we have to walk
Gonna be a
away.
decent counter-strike
Okay, we can
usage, but they
redive
do
this maybe.
manage to break away.
There's no
There's the
follow-up
flash heroic
damage.
charge as Peanut
It's
gonna
tough.
have to get himself out of there as
Oh my
I think
god.
that this is gonna
Okay,
be
we
too
had to
much.
use
Viper
flash.
taking up the turret, and the turret gonna be a decent counter-strike usage, but they do
Where was the W from Peanut?
yeah, on making his way in. It's gonna be a decent counter-strike
Peanut doesn't W this from on. Why?
Usage, but they do.
Oh, because he just flash E's W's, right? Yeah.
Peanut,
Oh,
it's
but he
tough
takes
to get
tower
himself out of there.
aggro. His
I
W
think that
is
this gonna be too
useless.
much. Viper taking up the turret, and
His
it's
W
gonna
is
be a
useless because he
decent
pulls
Counter-Strike usage,
aggro.
but they-
If he had, so he flashes because he's trying to save W because he doesn't want him to lead strike out, but because he takes aggro,
Heroic charges.
he can't
Peanut,
fucking
it's
do it.
tough to get himself out of there. I think that this is going to be.
This dive would have been better on his second wave crash when Peanut was level 2 because W was actually useless here and On got here. Okay, just leave it. You can't do this. You can't do. So Doran, we can't. Fuck you, Riot. Fuck you. Why am I looking at a crowd shot right now? Fuck you. I need to be able to see top wave state. But you, Riot, you will not give me replays, and you will put the crowd over the minimap because we cannot put the crowd over here because they're sponsors. Okay, so wave is being pushed in top side, but I think at this point, you just have to get Doran out of here. After this fails, you have to get Doran out of here and recalled into TP topside. It's hard to know for sure because I can't see the wave.
Bin just getting experience as this is going. And can they actually make this one happen? Meganar is coming on in relatively soon. Another Counter-Strike.
Shout out to Valorant, the tactical shooter, which is 4 years into the game and still doesn't have demos either.
Comes down, they get out of the way.
Very serious esports, guys. Very serious.
Can they get it? There's first blood.
You guys don't understand how infuriating this is as somebody who started in RTS games and just not having replayed. Dude, we had the technology in 1998.
But crucially, they make that work. Bin will fall. The tower plates will go over. The interrupt comes through from On just to try and stop Doran getting to that wave on the top side so he can't TP to collect that. So actually a good move from On to deny that from Doran.
It is. I don't even know if that's considered a big success for HLE to just get the one kill. Yes, they get some plates.
I mean, so you do get the kill, but the value is very low because the cooldown is, they can't redive, right? And the TP is still up. He's going to get most of this wave. And are you actually getting waves on the other side of the map? No, like they have to protect Doran when he's recalling, but On here flashes and interrupts him. And look, Bin's already back in lane. Doran just has to walk this out now, and they're trying to push this into top. This is a very good lane swap from BLG. Like Flash, On using Flash there actually I think has value. We'll see how much value it has. How bold is he going to be here?
Is level 4.
Okay, he doesn't deny it again. Doran has to heal, and then Doran is TPing bot.
Gonna be behind Bin and experience as well.
Interesting.
That was such a
So he has to catch bot wave, but they lose this wave into turret.
Doran, who's been
So this is a pretty big win for BLG.
really far behind the last 2 games, is in a little bit of a deficit to start this one.
And this is why I love the adaptation from On. He's been taking heal into these lanes where they are opting into the swaps because he knows, hey, all I need to do is try and keep Bin alive as long as possible. Now, he does end up going down, but that heal was crucial to that first dive not working out. On then flashing for the interrupt. Doran then has to TP to that bottom side, so he gets the wave, but Viper is massively
Because the other thing that this
behind
does, guys.
now as a result of that flash auto interrupt.
And
All
the
right,
other
so
thing
now we're
about
sending
the
this down.
importance
I
of the
guess we're
Kindred in this game,
conceding
Peanut spent
grubs
45 seconds
as a
down
result
turret.
of this,
Shooter
but
was throwing
Viper is going to be
camps,
down
so
like a
he's
wave,
absolutely off to the races on this Kindred.
basically.
Feeling very, very good about it. And as the dust settles, I mean, the gold, that's going to be there for HLE, but what it means for the rest of the game is what we're going to have to bear in mind. And I think we need to do a little bit of a Silas inventory to see what kind of ultimates he has up and available. I seem to remember quickness being pretty good for Silas in the past, certainly a favorite, but the heroic entrance as well could be a huge one for delivering.
Doran isn't that much of a
Zeka
bum.
into
He's the
these
second
fights,
best
being
player
able
on
to match
BLG.
Knight and the extra mobility
All right.
around the map that a Galio does have.
And that's why I'd actually
Good
opt in
jokes.
towards the heroic entrance over the like of say Kindred ult, right? Because Kindred ult will go down, but having that everyone pile on in, you want a double Galio ult to basically match what Knight is going to try and achieve there with it. So I think that's where having this Silas is going to be crucial for Zeka. But already we're swapping the
Hey
map.
guys, are you ready? Are you ready for the World's Grand Finals? It's going to be Knight versus Chovy. An epic chance to tell the legendary storyline of our Age of League of Legends. And instead, you're going to get arcane ads.
against the Galio.
You guys just wait
And so
for
he
it.
could
Arcane
be
comes out the week
really
after World
accelerated
Finals.
in this game.
World's Finals
See
going to
what
be
BLG
Linkin
could be
Park and
able to do
Arcane
about
ads. You
that,
guys
as
excited?
Red Entrance is going to connect onto Viper, but the Counter-Strike not quite so good as Knight and Shun trying to get something done here onto Zeka in this mid lane. Fair bit of extra damage, but the slow is good. Shun going to have to back away.
Pretty free timing on that gank by Kindred. He had the tempo to be able to pull that off, and he's just getting the Silas a little bit low. They know he's already teleported back, so he's not going to have time to take a recall
There's a surprising lack of Arcane ads so far. Oh, you just wait.
before the grubs.
Just
that
wait.
might just be the ticket to let them have this objective. Just getting free damage on Peanut as well.
Yeah, it's a flash in, as unfortunately you can't dance of arrows, but there's the heroic entrance from Zeka. He's like, I'm here.
Although shout out to Riot for getting Linkin Park because they know their audience so well.
Getting the Silas
You
a
know,
little bit low. They
would anyone under the age of 30 think
he's
that's
already
cool?
teleported
No.
back, so he's
But
not
nobody under the
gonna
age of
have
30 plays
time
League
to
of
take a
Legends, so don't
recall
worry about it.
Before the grubs, that might just be the ticket to let them have this objective. Just getting free damage on Peanut as well.
Yeah, it's a flash in, as unfortunately you can't dance of arrows, but there's the heroic entrance from Zeka. He's like, I'm here. And
Zeka
Peanut
does
is
have
going
good
to
ults
live.
this game to
Ball
peel for
fighting here
Viper,
towards this bottom
so
side of the map, as
he's got that
Jordan's gonna
going
have to
for
get out
him.
of there, but the grubs should belong to BLG after all that.
Yeah, Elk hit level 6 in the bot lane, so basically did what you do to an Ezreal. Land that Void Seeker, immediately ult in, end up nearly killing off Doran, but then a good response from Zeka to cover that play on the top side. It means that Shun as well still hasn't picked up a Mark. Mark was on the first Scuttle Crab on the bot side, he's now on the another Scuttle Crab on that bot end of the map, so he should be able to run down and pick this one up, but reset's coming through from BLG, and I don't think Peanut wants to let him have it.
Yeah, Peanut has been
a little devil here.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, he's played against.
They probably could have had Swiss in a decent venue for the money they paid to Linkin Park. I mean, so here's the thing. I got Bring Me the Horizon for Flashpoint for our intro. And I worked with Sony Music to make that happen. And, you know, we didn't actually have to pay that much for it because it was the new album that was coming up. And honestly, a lot of these bands and labels really like being involved in this stuff because it's just great promotion. So they may not have had to pay much of anything to Linkin Park, especially because Linkin Park is trying to like reinvent themselves right now. They may have seen this as a really helpful opportunity. So I don't know if they actually paid that much for it, especially because they didn't pay for a new song. They just, all they're getting is a song that was already made and is going to be released. So, you know, if it was a song exclusively for Worlds, but it was just another song on their album, which is what I did too. I mean, I don't think there's a problem with that. But I would not be surprised if it was not very expensive or free.
But no, it's not.
I've worked, like I said, I've worked with pretty big bands. Not as, like Bring Me the Horizon is pretty big, not as big as Linkin Park, obviously. But I've worked with Sony Music, right? And that's a massive label.
We saw right at the start of the game where HLE had a gold lead, but we were saying BLG had experience advantages and tempo advantages, and they just cashed some of it in there by being able to get level 6 first in the bot lane, and Bin trying to cash in more.
Yeah, in a little bit of trouble. However, he does get to his turret. Elk is now the one that's having some issues here towards his bottom side. Barrier doing a fair bit of work there. Sorry, the Guardian Shield doing a bit of work there.
Also, shout out to Bring Me the Horizon. They were really fun to work with.
When Bin starts to get leads like this, so
and the song I picked, Kingslayer, was better than this Linkin Park song. Also, I had to get, but here's a funny one. Because Baby Metal appears in the track that I wanted, I had to get Baby Metal's approval as well.
Behind Bin, who's just going to keep this pressure up. He's going to start to whack away in this turret, as Elk should just be able to farm out this wave. Still though, Viper, sitting about 600 gold lead, he should be able to back away and get a nice few items for himself. And I think that's where you're going to be looking as the difference maker for HLE. Can Viper get a good ultimate that just swings this game back in favor of the LCK first seed?
Yep, Viper, of course, being able to grab a couple of plates so far in this game. And with that advantage being on a misfortune as well, does mean that you've got a bunch of extra early game power hitting so much harder on these single items, 2 items. Should be able to help them find some battles in this early to mid game they weren't able to find in the last few games. Still, this game certainly slowing down. 500 gold the lead for HLE, but it means basically 0. And
T1 or top esports, T1 baby.
Still something that if you are an LCK fan does make you feel very, very wary, as on taking damage continually here in this bottom lane.
But at least for now, Doran's holding his own into the Jax. He avoided the solo kill early. They did manage to actually kill him at the very end of their early dive. And as long as he doesn't overextend, the Kindred's not an incredibly potent ganker.
Did somebody say hype train? No, because nobody subbed to me. If you want to hear somebody say hype train, you better drop some subs on this stream.
Now it just buys the team time
It's my
going
birthday.
to
I
the other
deserve
side
it.
of the map.
Well, I think it was also to poke his head in for the Scuttle Crab respawn. Again, just contest those marks that
Yeah.
are coming through from the Kindred. So getting the
Jax is favored versus Gnar. No, you see, Bin just wins both sides of the Jax versus Gnar matchup. Flexing my muscles 24/7 420. Thank you for your gift subs. There, now you can listen.
vision, getting the push here from Peanut, just to make sure that they
Who is Baby Metal? Oh my god, dude. Baby Metal
take
is
him right
a
as the spawns, and I think Sean,
band
you
of
have Knight at least
Japanese
pushing in mid, but
girl
they would look for
teenagers
Jax to
who
come
do
across.
like heavy metal. They are great. I actually watched them in Korea open for Metallica at a concert. That was fun.
The wall, knows that he's not going to be able to fight this. Bin just going to be distracted by the wave for the moment.
Oh, it's a trap.
JTALBD, thank you for Twitch Prime sub. Mushi Mate, thank you for your tier 1 sub. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Them out of there, Shun. Trying to aim those arrows. Zekker's able to slow him down.
Pretty interesting there. I couldn't quite tell, but I'm pretty sure Knight was sitting on the...
You have
Yeah, let's watch
respawn.
Bin here.
Again, just contest those marks that are
Yeah.
coming
Burke,
through from
Burke,
the Kindred.
Burke,
So
thank you
getting the vision,
for your
getting
Twitch
the
Prime
push
sub.
here
You
from
sound like the
Peanut,
Swedish
just to
chef.
make sure that they can take
I'm
him
sure
right
that
as the
reference
spawns, and I
dates
think
me.
Shun, you have Knight at least pushing in mid, but they would love for Jax to come across for this.
Yeah, Bin now just going to try and turn
Wow.
this one on to
Bin just slamming this matchup, man.
Smacks him against the wall, knows that he's not going to be able to fight this.
Trading
Bin
ult
just
for
going to
ult.
be distracted by the wave for the moment.
Oh, it's a trap. It's a crab trap.
Yeah, Knight is going to come on through. Peanut is able to lock down the crab, and now Zeka looking to try and push them out of there. Shun
We share the same birthday. Happy birthday, Empire. I'm glad you're not losing on your birthday.
trying to aim those arrows.
You can lose
Zekker's able to
tomorrow
slow him
instead.
down.
Pretty interesting there. I couldn't quite tell, but I'm
But
pretty
I'll still
sure
love you.
Knight was sitting on the control ward,
Unlucky
waiting
draw.
for Shun because they wanted to kill Peanut, but Peanut just got the Scuttle Crab. But if Knight would have gone on him right away, he probably could have prevented it, and that's really
Thank
what
you,
Shun would
Mushi
have
Mate. I
wanted,
appreciate the
because
birthday
he
wishes.
still denied his first mark 10.5 minutes into the game.
That is an incredibly fast Yordle. With the amount of armor that she's wearing, I'm surprised she can move that fast, but it does work out, and he's just able to step on out. And it means now, again, denied the opportunity to get those marks up. You want to try and play on towards this bottom side as well with Dragon Up available, it looks like, for BLG, just the way that they've set up, but this also then
Only a day
gives
after
a
mine.
bit more
Happy
pressure
birthday,
towards Hanwha on
Shiv.
towards the Void Grubs, but BLG just happy
Demon Freak 07. Thank you for your Prime sub. I appreciate it.
Yep, looking for the dragon in trade for the grubs. We've seen this one agreed upon many, many times. And so BLG being up to
All
pick
right,
up
we're
the
just
first three as
handshaking
well means
here
that it's
because
only gonna
BLG
be
already has the
even-down
3
grub
grubs, so they
situation.
don't
For the
care.
first time, we have no void mites, which is a bit sad because they're very cute.
It does mean that
We still have
Zeka can't
0
really push this wave,
marks
because Shun
on
is already pushing
Kindred, so
over.
Kindred a
Hanwha
very,
trying to deny
very
the dive
long
from
way
BLG
from the
bottom
4
lane.
he needs to
With
be
that push in
doing
mid,
anything really.
Knight can always join with the ultimate though, so this is very risky for Hanwha, but Zeka should be able to clear out the wave.
Yep, he is going to be able to steal away a quickness here as well. Definitely one of the more valuable in some of these skirmishes. Zeka able to
Too bad
rotate
you,
his
happy
way
birthday. Too
over
bad you have to watch Doran
that
be
mid lane
Doran on this
once
fine
again.
day.
So
Yeah,
Knight
truly,
pushing
I've
on in.
been Dolaned on
Yeah,
my
get that one
birthday.
crash. Peanut is going to turn up as well. He's going to be able to hold that wave so that Zeka can get over and get all of the money and experience.
Yeah, currently a big fan of the way HLE has played this early game. Yes, they're
Better
down
than
one early
Imagine
trade,
Dragons.
but
Yes, I think we all think
I think the biggest problems in games 2 and 3
Linkin
was
Park
Min
is better
pulling
than
ahead of
Imagine
Doran.
Dragons. The bar is
Hasn't
set very
happened
low.
as of yet. Viper also
Imagine
a little
Dragons
bit
is
off
just
to
a
the
more
races. He's
modern
been shut down in the last 2 games.
Nickelback.
And of course, Zeka's just on Silas, maybe
overextend
looking to
though.
make a
Oh
play.
yeah, the quickness looking to try and catch Shun here, as you can see. Level 8, so does have that Lamb's Respite available, but doesn't have to use it, just going to wander
Who's
away.
the Dade front
Scuttle
runner
scraps
at the
again,
moment?
though. They
Impact.
want to try and move down into the spot side.
Because On is
Viper,
having a pretty good
that's where you
series.
saw Shun and Knight playing hyper aggressive, seeing if they can maybe push Peanut out, get some damage onto him. But now with Elk pushing out that wave and bot, he needs to reset. Whereas you don't have that problem here for Hanwha, so I think they should just deny more of those marks away from Shun. And this Kindred hasn't worked out for
Oh
them
my
thus far.
god.
Yeah, he is, you know how I said it's not that bad at the beginning? It's
Yeah,
starting to get bad.
it's
It's
bad,
like
yeah.
bad. This is not good. We're going to go towards the negatives here. Still, it's going to remain on
Now,
those
I
weak
understand
spots.
why
Maybe,
Doran
one
lost
of
the
these able to
last
pick
lane
up.
because of the
Bottom
level
side map is
1,
where
but
the next
like,
one is.
why are we getting clapped here by a Jax we actually killed? I mean, the killing was really bad. I mean, these early game plays have not been great.
A little bit of a journey away, and Zeka's teleport will mean that the play does not work. However, they did have to invest that summoner
Ping up to
spell.
the bot side though, they were looking at a potential TP in here behind Hanwha.
There's
There
the
it is.
TP.
Yeah, TP is going to come on through, and remember, Zeka does not have his door.
All right, let's take a look at this play. So they threaten to dive on the top side, force TP, and we trade Peanut's ult for On's ult here. And then, this is a really interesting play. So the pings immediately go on the bot side, and we know we may be able to engage on this because this is a Kai'Sa ult collapse. Kai'Sa's level 9. We're after level 10, so we can actually just, there's a ward here we can TP on, and we're going to be able to Kai'Sa ult right into this, and Jun's going to walk in. Really good play by BLG, honestly. Their macro has been very good. Great cross-map play. They baited them into the dive topside. They bait them into thinking the dive is coming topside, and they realize that there can really be no response because the TP, look at this. The TP is used into the topside by Zeka. Doran is 0 HP, so, and he also has no TP, so they immediately use TP advantage to collapse bot. Excellent by BLG, really good. That's a macro blast. Let's go.
Does not work. However, they did have to invest that summoner spell.
To the bot side, though, they were looking at a potential TP in here behind Hanwha.
There's the TP. Yeah, TP is going to come on through, and remember, Zeka does not have his. Doran doesn't have his. And I don't think Viper's going to be escaping this one. 3 versus 2. Delight. Yeah, TP is going to come on through.
So,
does not have his.
I think they also see, so Jun comes in here, and he has Poppy as his mark target, and he switches it to Rel.
Viper knows that he's the tastier target.
That was a mistake.
Going to lose that one.
And the Scuttle Crab is still there. Shun will manage to get one for himself.
There it is, the first.
That was the sound of a macro blast, guys. That's just what happens here. All right? You must be new.
Does need a little bit more, but there we go. Gorgeous.
3 more until it matters. Woo! Let's go. I will say, though, a nice sequence of play there. HLE thought they had a nice map play when Peanut was able to reject the dive and they could get the first turret of the game, but the ward comes in extremely clutch there, and I think it was a really nice play by BLG to teleport down and get the counter kill.
Yeah, first turret for 1 kill though, still probably okay for HLE as far as money is concerned, but being able to take Viper off the map for a bit certainly did help out for the tempo.
Yeah, and I think this is where they're going to unlock now. Bane again moving up towards this top side. Rift Tower is up and available. And
if they had just let Doran die like he deserved, then maybe they would have been able to take bot turret.
And you can see the Doran's on the bottom.
You know, this is just a greedy play. If we're being honest from Hanwha, this is just greed, right? So you're already cross-mapping here, right? Because you're pushed up. You're already cross-mapping. And so trading first tier 1, right, is if Doran dies here, he's also turning Mega, so it's going to be kind of hard to kill him under the turret, especially if Peanut's there with ult. You know, the question becomes, do we really need...
Still, it's going to remain on those rifts.
You know, Doran's able to build up quite a bit of Narbar here, and Peanut's waiting for the counter engage, plus he has ult. Do we really need to TP here? Shouldn't we just trust Peanut to like have W and ult? I mean, he actually just hits it out. They can't dive that. Zeka just has a useless TP, and that means they can't cover their push bot. So they try and make plays on both sides of the map at the same time. Like, there's no wave. Nara's hitting Mega. It's a good reaction from BLG, but like very bad TP from Zeka.
HLE,
in my opinion,
they had a nice map play when Peanut was able to reject the dive and they could get the first turret of the game, but the ward
is concerned that being able to take Viper off the map for a bit certainly did help out for the tempo.
Yeah, and I think this is where they're going to unlock now. Bane again.
But good reaction from BLG. You know, that's a play that probably not that many teams would have punished, so BLG is just too good, though.
But it's still a risky play for BLG. You can see the Doran's on the bottom side, still no TP, so I think BLG trying to rush this with 5-man advantage.
See what they can get done here is Peanut on the blue buff right now, wants to finish
BLG just outplaying Hanwha on the map.
Trying to contest. It looks like contesting isn't actually on their mind, though. Zeka looking for that flank angle. The Rift Herald is going to be taken. And as we get the lane economy snapshot, it's Shun, the only one with any sort of gold advantage. It's that bottom side of the map where so much of that money has been made.
Yeah, that was a bit of a fake contest from HLE, trying to make BLG maybe peel off of it or try to burn a few cooldowns because Doran was getting so much free time on the bot side. And I do think it's a bit of a side quest this game to make sure Jax doesn't get too far ahead of the Nara. So I'm actually totally fine with HLE taking that trade if it means Doran can get free gold.
Hanwha actually still up in terms of total gold, though.
And for HLE, they kind of now are in
This
a
is why
position
it's just
where
kind
they
of
can
unnecessary
touch the
for
reins a
Zeka
little
to TP
bit. They're starting to
topside,
get
I
these
think.
big item completions coming through, the first item starting to be done. This is where you're in a position to, hey, Zeka can start threatening these side lanes. You can start looking for plays on towards mid lane.
Standing on a ward there, Azon has been pretty good at being able to keep up vision for his team. As Elk losing out on that trade quite considerably, especially with the Void Seeker missing. Another double up going to connect onto this Kai'Sa. Mid lane control, I think, firmly in the hands of Viper right now, and it looks like the last couple of games have made this guy angry.
Absolutely, and another Drake is up in 25 seconds. Viper able to get some damage. Mid lane stack up his Bloodthirster shield, but Bin just free time on this turret up here, and Zeka's matching without teleport, so BLG definitely more well prepared on the map for this Drake.
Yep, Justice Punch.
To work on this bottom half of the map. Show trade for the topside turret here.
Yeah, it looks like Zeka without teleport. They had no intention of actually contesting for that dragon.
Pretty dangerous to give
So it should
BLG
be
a couple
Earth,
early
Wind, and
Drakes
Fire
here.
coming on through here as well on the cards for BLG, who have already got those first couple
Is it
of dragons.
Elephant Discord to ask
Pino
questions
thinking
for
of
SI?
denying that
Yes.
second mark on this top
To our
side
Discord
as well.
subscribers.
Crab is there, but here comes the charge.
We'll fix up a bunch of the
and open up at least a
the
counter
rewards
punch
for people in the
BLG.
off season.
Pretty
Like,
even
it's
trade
all
across
scuffed
the
right
board,
now.
and I'm just getting nervous.
We'll
at
figure
this
that out,
stage,
guys. I just haven't had time to
because
think
of
about it
what's at
because I've been
stake for
so
these
busy
players.
with
I mean,
League and stuff.
Peanut's World's career has not been nearly as prestigious as his domestic career. Just looking at the LCK, he's been amazing, but he's definitely been labeled as a World's choker. I'd say this game, on Poppy, one of his best picks, he's playing great. He's looking comfortable, but the really big high-pressure moments are still yet to come. So just seeing whether or not he can overcome that and make this game 5
We gotta
happen
peel for
against
Viper.
BLG, the team that
We
knocked him,
gotta peel
Thorn,
for
and
Viper,
Delight
guys.
out last year.
And it's,
Like I said, it's making me nervous.
yeah, no, it's making me nervous as well, because what's more powerful? The clutch factor of Zeka and Viper, who have
Like
been able to win
gotta
worlds off the
Silas
back of
we
just
gotta
5
Silas
game
ult
series
steal
over
either
and over again.
Galio
Both of
or
these players have
Kindred,
been
and
able
we
to
gotta
make
peel
that
for
happen.
Viper.
And then Doran and Peanut that haven't been able to pass that test. We'll have to see. This game so far so good. That would get them to a game number 5. Then they'd have to probably win on the red side as well. And I think what we all want is 5 games. That's about it. As now Peanut going to be diving out. Shun making his way in, going to be able to steal away a red buff.
Okay,
Very nicely done.
they're
Was that another
pulling
mark?
back right now, so
As
Silas
still
can put
sitting
pressure onto a tier 2 in the top
So not a great
side.
cadence when it comes to marks. 1 every 20 minutes is probably not what you
Yeah.
want.
I mean, it's been very unfortunate. The lane swap happened. He doesn't get the mark on top side, and then the mark spawns on bottom side once more on the.
Until Peanut is going to take it down. So denied once again. Shun does hit level 11 though.
The thing that I've noticed in this series, though, is that BLG have kind of got off to very quick starts and they look great, but almost team fights have come in clutch and may need it here.
Let's see what can happen as Crashdown just going to get Delight out of there. It looks like they don't want to get anything happening right now as Peanut lurking. More vision going down, as you can see. Both of them getting the information. Shun comes on over. That's going to make
It's an
sure that
elimination
BLG
game,
have control.
so
And 1
both
minute
these
away
teams
from
just
Baron.
really reluctant
Topside
to
vision could
push
certainly be
anything.
important as
Zeka
is
under turret
sweeping
here.
things out. Knows that that ward is there.
Zeka
Now the
hops
watch
out.
The turret, there's the quick
Zeka steals
It goes
Recon
down
ult,
the
has to
heroic
flash.
entrance to come on in, and Zeka with that quickness makes his way to safety, but the turret cannot do that because it can't move.
Yeah, the kill would have been the icing on the cake, but the point of that play for
Okay,
BLG
they can
was
push
to
mid
actually
now.
kill the
Ping's on the
turret.
mid.
They had a huge amount of tempo accumulated. They got deep vision in the jungle.
They used 3 ults though to get that
Well, they
turret,
just
so
collapsed
HLE
nicely
should have
to
an
even that
opportunity
turret
to
score.
do
And
something
actually,
here.
I would say that as Delight gets engaged on,
Yeah, that's a grand entrance to come
Okay,
up
we
for
don't
two
need to actually
entrances
fight
here.
this.
The Magnus Storm
We got
is going to
TP.
be the response. Viper
Okay.
so much damage, and there goes Shun. Where was the
BLG playing a little bit
response?
aggressively when
What
they have
happened?
no engage,
Okay,
really.
well, that is just going to be a kill. And now Peanut is looking to steal away the enemy jungle at the same time. The smite is going to come through, and now this turret, is it under fire? It looks like BLG are going to be able to take down the minion wave. Good pick for HLE.
Hanwha wanted to go for that play, but you could see Bin was completely missing on that bottom side, so they invest the TP from Doran to get into the play, but I think Shun didn't want to use the Lamb's Respite with that Dragon just coming up in a few minutes' time. Wanted to make sure that at a pre-Dragon fight, he would have that ultimate available, but it's a great pick from Hanwha. The fact that they immediately jump onto him, the CC combo was fantastic, and there's just nowhere for him to escape to.
it is going to be hard for him to actually get that ult off in teamfights, though, because Poppy can stun him,
Yeah.
and they have so many things they can chain their CC with, especially once damage gets more lethal. But what I was going to say before that fight started is, to me, this series has been BLG stacking tiny advantages through map play, wave management, vision control, and then HLE
Yeah, I agree
kinda
with
trying to
chat.
fight their way out of
BLG's been
things.
very good
Yeah.
at getting
This
incremental
game, at least
advantages.
they have that 2,000 gold
And
lead,
playing around
which is
Summoner and
somewhat
ult timers
canceled
better.
with the Infernal and the Cloud Drake in terms of who's actually winning the game. So it's going to come down to team fighting, at least on the side of HLE, and making sure they're not overly brute forcing, because BLG has had some incredible setups to objectives this series.
And the thing that's giving me as a LCK representative hope is that 1.1k next to Viper's
Peanut
name,
has no ult.
which is looking
That's
pretty
good.
good moving into this stage of the game as Elk throws down that Void Seeker.
Peanut really needs
And Peanut-
ult for this Drake.
Have to deal with Wolf just for a moment. That's going to be fine.
Pushing
Billy
that,
moving back.
pushing that bottom
The thing
side
is,
for
not
Big
having
Dog
ult
means
for
he
this
gets the
setup
rotate
is a
across
is a
first.
big
BLG
issue
gonna
because they
try and
can't
gain
muscle
access
their
to
way
wave
on
here,
the
but this is
objective
so
without Peanut
dangerous,
having
but
ult. I don't
Peanut
think.
ultimate can separate the fight and immediately start things off with a flash stun on
9
Wall,
seconds.
so
It's
this is
still not
risky
up,
for
and the
BLG
Drake
trying to take
spawned.
this position.
Not to mention
That
the fact
timing
that
is very
now
unfortunate
we've
for
got the
HLE.
heroic entrance being put up. There's a taunt landing onto Delight there. It takes a fair bit of damage from that Acathian Rain.
It's kind of tough for HLE to get in. They have Meganar, which will allow them to walk through a little bit.
Okay,
but they
Mega
still don't
timing's
have
good here.
A great way of entering. Knight's holding that
Silas
flank,
not
and
in
Drake's
this
going
fight,
down
though.
fast.
Yep, Knight can always join the rest of his team as well,
Yeah,
so
to
it
give
doesn't
this
matter
up.
that he is moving away. HLE are just going to try and brute force their way in as Zeka with that.
Oh my god, he stole it. What the fuck? That's so lucky, actually. What happened here? Oh, it's a bad smite from Jun. He tries to smite it at 1600, and Peanut just steals it with
that heroic
smite.
entrance looking to come forward. That's going to be the steal to come through. The bullet time is interrupted. That they all pop.
Wait,
so it doesn't
wait,
matter that
wait,
he
wait,
is
what's
moving
going on?
away. HLE are just going to try and brute force their way in as Zeka
Okay, Viper.
with that heroic entrance looking to come forward. That's going to be the
I don't know about this, guys. We have to defend
steal to come
Viper.
through. The bullet time is interrupted. That they all pile in. On
We-
top
we
of
have
Viper
to
and
defend
executes
Viper.
him in that back line. Peanut picks up his
We
buckler,
don't have any
gets that shield
damage
shot, taking out Zeka
without
at
Viper.
full health, and Knight is now trying to beat him down. Doran trying to exit this fight as Zeka is just getting thrown around like a ragdoll. Lands one check, taking the steal to come through.
Fast.
I really
Always join the
dislike
rest of his
how
team as well, so it doesn't
Doran
matter that he's
and
moving
Zeka
away.
play this
HLE
fight.
are just going to try and brute force their way in as Zeka
Like, we're flashing
with that
in,
heroic
but and we're trying to get on top of Elk, but Elk has ult,
That's going to be the steal to come through. The bullet time is interrupted.
right?
They
So
all
he doesn't
pile
actually get stopped by this, and then Elk gets immediately
in
back on top of Viper, and he dies.
Executes him in that back line. Peanut picks up his buckler, gets that shield shun, taking down Zekers at full health, and Knight is now trying to beat him down. Doran trying to exit this fight as Zekers just getting thrown around like a ragdoll, lands one chain.
I think this is just the wrong
Triple
team fight
kill
strategy for
Elk.
HLE.
In the battle of the 80 carries.
Doran trying to exit this fight back line. Peanut picks up his entrance looking to come forward. That's going to be the steal to come through. The bullet time is in a Zeka with that heroic entrance looking to come forward. That's going to be the
Oh my god, Bin flashes
steal to come
Poppy's
through.
ult there,
Brute
yeah.
force their way in as Zeka with that heroic
So
entrance looking to come
Peanut
forward.
sees him because of this ward,
That's going to be the
and then Bin decides he sees Peanut channeling, so he actually just flashes
bullet time
over
is interrupted. That they all pile in
and gets onto the
on
back
top of
line
Viper.
too.
Elk executes.
I'm not
Brute
sure
force their way
that
in
was
as Zeka
probably
with that heroic
deliberate from
entrance looking to
Bin,
come forward. That's going to be the
but also, I mean, if we're being honest, it's just such a great opportunity to get onto the back line at the same time. So he accomplishes a couple things with that flash. He accomplishes putting pressure on Viper, who's their only real source of damage, and he flashes Peanut's ult.
Full health, and Knight is now trying to beat him down. Doran trying to exit this fight as Zeker is just getting thrown around like a ragdoll. Lands one chain, but it ain't enough, and it's a triple kill for Elk.
In the battle of the 80 carries, it is Elk who stands tall. He had more agency on the Kaisa, and he was a secret agent in that fight. Assassinates Viper, shoves off Peanut, and immediately BLG
Had more thrown around like his buckler, gets that shield shun, taking down Zeker to come through. Yep, Knight can always join the rest of his team as well, so it doesn't matter that he is moving away. HLE are just going to try and brute force their way in.
Because remember, like, Doran flashes for this play, but there's a cleanse on Elk, right?
That's going to be the steal to come through. The bullet
And then
time is
he's
interrupted,
easily
and they
able to
all
back off and then
pile in
re-engage.
on top of
because he realizes the Galio ult and the Gnar ult have both been used to take him out when he had cleanse up. I mean, BLG just out team fighting straight up Hanwha. And Hanwha just doesn't seem to understand their win conditions. Not only are they not drafting to favor Viper, but they're not even playing to favor Viper, which is weird because it feels like their comps are designed around Viper popping off, but not with the ideal AD carries, and they're not playing like Viper is going to pop off. Do you think Zeka should have Galio ulted for Peel on Viper? Yes, I do.
He can run out fast. Knight and Bin are close.
The follow-up onto Doran's ult did
full
nothing.
Information over to HLE is we can see here, but BLG marking it is a little bit too dangerous. Let's have a look at this fight one more time.
All eyes were on the Drake. Peanut gets the steal. Amazing. Watch the 80 carries, though. Viper starts channeling his bullet time. Bin, flash, stun, on top of Anzur Khan. Elk, over the top. That's what really does this fight in. And even though the Silas was able to approach the backside, that was all that was left.
And he used it on Doran, not on Viper.
They don't get to kill him. And Zeka is standing there kind of with his arms going, what do you want me to do, lads? Sure, there's a Kindred here, but...
Massive teamfight damage. That's going to bring them back to dead even in this game, gentlemen.
We've heard Emily talk about it on the desk, but to see this man become the player that he is absolutely incredible. It was constant limit testing when he was Jomong, but now we might need to do it again as Hanwha.
Okay, we're desperation baroning now.
That he is absolutely incredible.
The thing is, Knight's ult is up in 3 seconds.
He was Jomong, but now we might need to
Okay, we're TPing for this.
They're flipping it.
They're just doing
In their very, very
what
slow
Jun can
Baron
actually
with
do
this
here, of
composition,
course.
by the way.
Kindred can cause some
Especially since
issues as
Zeka's
now
like
they
not
get
even there.
information. They are gonna rotate their way over.
I guess we're just going to play around Peanut hitting his ult.
Are they looking to burn? That's going to be the
Where's
question.
Peanut's
They
ult?
break the blast cone. Has now been going to take the long way around. Does not have flash up and available. Is this
Okay, we scoop on
should
out.
just be a 50-50. Is on going to get thrown away by that big Gnar. The taunt going to come down, lands only onto one as they get into the back line. The charm is beautiful here from Zeka. The bullet time this time will
Okay,
not
bullet
be
time has value this time.
and there goes
Because Viper's
the
actually
Galio.
far enough away.
4 versus 3 though now, as you can see, Peanut is down incredibly low. 3K.
So the thing about Jun is that you can keep Baron alive with
on the Baron and shot.
Kindred ult.
He dived back into
So
the
you can
pit.
actually prevent this from being a smite fight.
Viper still so incredibly
There it is. So
healthy
Baron's also
as in they
invulnerable.
go onto the Lamb's respite. The Baron is included in this one, but it's kills now. Shun is dead.
Oh my god, they got him. They got it still though. Good kiting from Hanwha.
You can see Peanut is down incredibly low. 3k health on the Baron and Shun. He dived back into the pit. Viper still so incredibly.
So I think a big part of this, guys, is like in these fights, these sums are all up, whereas these are all down. So it's really hard for BLG to engage into this. Like even at the start of this. So actually I think the Baron attempt is pretty good here for Hanwha because they have pretty big sum advantage. They have 3 flashes up to 0. So I think you're confident that you might be able to kite this one out.
Are they looking for a turn or are they looking to burn? That's going to be the question. They break the blast cone. Has now been
Right, and you can see they're just kiting for Viper here. Viper's staying much further away. His positioning's better than it was in the last fight. And he just literally does not get hit by Knight here because Peanut's in front of him blocking. And he holds his ult for longer until they commit. This is how we've seen MF play this whole year, is in terms of counter engage. Plus, they can't burst. You know, Peanut hitting Kindred right here is really huge because they can't turn and burst onto the Baron. So they have to just kind of sit here and take a bunch of Baron damage waiting for Jun to come back in. So BLG probably should have reset Baron. I think BLG should have reset Baron here, but instead they continue the fight while they're tanking the Baron the whole time, which then forces them on On's engage to use the Kindred ultimate, and we all stack in here at this point in time, which does get us a heal, but Viper is untouched throughout all of this. And Viper flashes forward to finish and then take Baron.
Flip it! HLE start the Baron as 5. BLG try and contest. Zeka's holding the flank.
Look
They
at his
win
face.
The
It was
extended
ice.
fight.
Really
Oh,
clutch
man, you saw
Poppy ult
Zeka right
there
there. He's like-
from Peanut.
This looked dicey. Doran has to jump away. He's already used the ult. Delight by so much space.
Peanut is doing a really good job of
The
peeling
interrupt
here.
from Peanut means that they
as
begin
well.
to kill Knight. Bin can't enter the fight.
Peanut
and it's
plays
the
this
knock
so well.
away At the last second from Shun, let's Hanwha gather themselves once more.
I could not believe Shun jumped back in. I thought it was over. Just let the Baron reset.
Yeah,
But he's
I think
thinking he
they
can
definitely
mind
should
game
have let it
with
reset.
The Kindred ultimate. He actually has to use it early to
Because the problem is that this Baron also gets to
save on,
1600
and then
heals for 300 from the Kindred ult.
Bin
And so you
jumps in.
never
I'd say
actually have a
hair
chance to
early
smite it
try and get some
either.
level execute. Viper played this amazingly,
Oh, the
and they
double
clean
up.
up.
Viper played it really well.
Counter strike there, as you say, was a little early. He doesn't time it the second that Kindred
And
ult
probably
ends.
MF
And
should
it means that
not
they're
have used Flash.
away at the last second from
He actually has to use it early to save on, and then Bin jumps in, I'd say a hair early to try and get some level execute.
Like, I think MF using
Viper played
Flash
this
here is not
amazingly,
good.
Oh, the
and they
double
clean
up.
I think you should turn on to Baron and take it. Because not having that Flash is really huge.
And it means that they're
Because now we're in the opposite situation, whereas like these flashes, they're gonna have 5 flash again soon, and you have none, right? You used them, you blew your load. You have hex flashes, but that's not gonna matter potentially for the next fight. So Viper not having flash is really enormous.
Some Hanwha life insurance after this one, I think, or at least some medical attention. I can imagine that this is certainly keeping them on their toes, and if there is going to be another game in this series, they're gonna have to get through that one as well.
So a
40
couple
seconds
misplays
on
from
this
Viper. I
Mountain
think his
Drake,
positioning
still
could have been
one
better at that
available
last
for
Drake fight, and I
BLG.
think using
And
the flash right there
5,000
may
goals, what
be
this
really
lead has
detrimental in the next fight.
ballooned to with that Baron
Even
going
if he
down
had
for
flash
HLE.
though,
I just
with
can't
5
believe
flashes
that's what
up
got
on
HLE
BLG
here.
would still
Like,
be hard to
just
stay
start
alive,
there
I'd
and fight.
imagine.
Like just you from any angle, and it just works. And now they're in a position, 5,000 gold up. First setup on this next mountain.
Wants to be able to grab a mark there as now Zeka. Now Doran grab control of this dragon though.
It's behind them.
Yeah.
They have no vision. They don't know
Okay, Poppy
where Bin
ult.
is.
Yeah.
Misses.
Bin is now going to move on in. They spot him.
Them.
How does
Yeah.
that miss?
No vision. They don't know where Bin is.
He's trying to get Jun. Oh, Jun dashes.
Bin is now going to move on
Doran
in. They spot
also
him. That is going
doesn't
to be
get a good
Kindred
ult
locking
down.
The Drake is now Doran. Decent position. Double
Okay, now we're
circle.
actually peeling though, but
Gallios,
Doran's ult
everyone's in
is
the
shit
sky,
there.
but it's on. That goes down now into the back line,
It's
goes
so
Bin.
hard for Viper to
Elf's
live,
going
though.
to join in the supercharger for all of that value. They take down Viper. And
Jun also
the
just
Lambs
doesn't
are
die
all
because of
by
Lamb's
all.
respite, which allows the rest of BLG to reposition.
Doran is in the field. HLE are now running for the hills. It's a
I don't know
double
about
kill
that one.
again
I think both
for
Peanut's ult
Elf,
and Doran's
the
ult were really
Kaiser is
bad
kicked
there.
down. Circles, double. Yeah,
They have no vision. They don't know where Bin is.
yeah. Bin
The
is now
double
gonna move on in.
Galio
They
ult.
spot him. That is going to be the Kindred locking down the Drake. Is now Doran. Decent position.
Now.
Double circles, double Gallios. Everyone's in the sky, but it's on. That goes down now into the back lane. Goes Bin.
Perfectly
Elf's
symmetrical
going to
violence
join in
never
the
solved anything.
supercharger. For all of that value, they take down Viper, and the Lambs respite buys all the time in the world. HLE are now running for the hills. It's a double kill again. For him down now, Zek. I don't think this turret is that safe because that's so close. It is point. But Knight is by
Zeka.
himself. Another bonk on the noggin, and Bin will be able to take.
Ooh, Knight
it
going
down
in here
now.
is so
Zek, I don't
dangerous
think
though.
This turret is that safe because these guys are incredibly tanky, but Knight is by
Zeka.
himself. So maybe
Zeka.
Zeka just kind of kills him. We'll just have to see as the taunt will connect and his friends are going to right back in
Oh, he
again
hit the minion.
with these chains.
He hit the
And he's trying
minion.
to turn it onto
Ah.
Shun. He goes golden. Shun is one auto from dead.
Oh,
And they get the
Zeka, that
knock on
was
the
so
King Slam
good.
for help. And
Tragic.
Oh my God, how is that so close?
It is punch for punch. It is circle.
Jun still
Yes,
3
it's there
Kindred
for
marks at 30
BLG.
minutes.
The bounce back. BLG's 5,000 gold down. Not only do they get the Drake, watch the extended dive onto Diaper. It looks like the
Onto
Viper
Diaper.
dive has been repelled.
They totally
by the
shit on this
Silas Soul and
Diaper.
Galio circle, but now watch. There's a mark on Viper.
Jet,
Bin can still
2024.
Jump. Kaisa flies in. Galio's still there. They're the ones that kill the 80 carry first and shot on the backside by so much time.
And every time we look at these fights, it's that time boss. That little second that BLG need denied.
The end could be a tilter that Mains, to me, he thought he needed to do that. They still had the lead You cannot give
Delight
away
plus
that
Viper
800
equals
gold
Diaper.
in that situation. BLG's back.
Already played an incredible team fight around that objective. Viper just finished the Guardian Angel. Crucial,
That helps.
crucial items that can really be the difference maker, that can keep you here at this World Championship, or that could send you back home empty-handed.
As Peanut is...
He's got marks now, guys. He's got 4 marks. Threshold hit. Oh, Elk.
This World Championship,
Dude, how did
or
Peanut
that
get
could
in
send
there?
you back home.
Peanut on, dude,
man.
Peanut on a
Not
secret
give away
fucking
that
mission. Look at
800
this.
gold in that situation. BLG's back in it.
Clears a
Momentum
ward.
Soul in 2.5 minutes. That can be the next war cry for BLG. But Hanwha already snuck away a Baron. They already played an incredible team fight around that objective. Viper just
Okay,
finished
so they see
the Guardian
Peanut.
Angel.
Oh, man.
Crucial,
That helps.
And
crucial
Silas pushing
items
up,
that can
and then
really be the
Peanut.
difference maker, that can keep you here
Peanut
at
just
this World
sneaks into this
Championship,
brush, dude.
or that could send you back
That's
home
crazy
empty-handed.
that he gets in there.
As Peanut
He
is
doesn't even know that they walked right by him.
really,
They're trying to make this play. Again, this is the same play we saw earlier with the Kaisa trailing to ult. They're trying to punish it, and they actually just read it this time, and they bait it.
Oh, Charge Elk is going to get caught out. And with the steadfast presence, he can't do anything, but the heroic entrance is going to be there. Gets a decent knock up, but there's a Magnet Storm. As the
Galio just
99th
commits
is in
suicide to
trouble.
save
Doesn't
him.
have the
Wow,
saber
great
abilities
read.
on,
Peanut's so smart,
and
man.
He dies for his AD carry sins.
Peanut with the
They just don't
play.
expect him to
He
be in
hides
that bush because they were literally
jungle.
just in that bush,
BLG
checking it on the way
I
down.
feel like we came back from looking at this beautiful
Or they
stadium,
thought
and
he
then
was going to be
Peanut is
going
just
bot side, and they
there.
could
But
still
these
make
are
a
the
play
same
with a
traps
man
Hanwha
advantage
set
with
for
Kaisa
Fly
ult.
Quest, the same traps that are catching BLG, and just when it looks like BLG had got their footing, it's Hanwha fighting back now. They're going to be able to get the mid lane turret, but how much
Great
more
timing
can they-
around.
And Harmolife
The
Esports
Baron,
Doran on
too.
a decent flank angle here. He's
They don't
going to
have Poppy
charge
ult,
up that
though.
Navara spin with a counter strike. Doesn't land it onto too many. Is now Zeka threatening with the quickness, and Doran's hit that.
All right,
one
low
out.
value
He goes
on
down
the
first. One
Zonias
after the
there
other.
from
They're looking
Bin.
to try and take them down as Harmolife Esports move back towards the Baron. Doran tanking up these Baron shots, and Shun
Doran
is
has
so
no flash to make a
dangerous.
play, so he turns mini, doesn't actually use his ult.
stolen it. Night TP back in as well. He's trying to get the flank opportunity. The 80 carries
He's
are
just
just
gonna
working.
hit it. Yeah, Shun is looking for
Okay,
a
so
mark
Doran
in the
can TP
meantime.
back in.
That's why we're zooming
He's
out so
healing off
incredibly
the
far.
wolves.
Teleport in from
Jhin.
Doran. He's charged up all of that health. Once
Okay,
again, this time
he
for
hops
one.
out.
Doesn't find the
All
grand
right.
entrance. The Baron once again going down. Shun, good
Viper has all
position,
sums,
dives
though,
towards
and he has
Delight.
ult. It's pretty dangerous
Delight
to
is gonna be
engage.
okay for the moment. Decent grand entrance is going to connect there as now Peanut gets the heroic charge. Once again going down. Shun, good position, dives towards Delight.
What's Delight doing, man?
Delight is going to be okay for the moment. Decent grand entrance is going to connect there as now Peanut gets the
Delight just dies without doing anything.
heroic charge into the wall. Knight going to take down Delight. They trade these supports as Viper
Doran
in the Baron pit gets
just
a full channel,
doesn't get
and Knight is
Mega?
buying so much time. Elk
Oh
is
my
also
God,
so
if he gets
incredibly
Mega
strong.
there-
It's another one into the wall. The Lambs are spite to keep them alive, but enough
Okay,
is not enough.
okay, it's still okay.
This time
Elk
from
is a lot of
Zeka.
HP, though.
Can you do it
Okay,
again?
GA.
He's gonna fight at the chain.
Onto Viper.
He's going to miss the GA.
Oh no, Peanut's ult misses because of Zonia's.
Takes down Viper.
Zeka didn't time his chains right. Zeka didn't time his chains right on the Zonias. Oh my God, that Zonia, that is the God Zonias. The value. If Elk gets hit by Zeka's chains here, he loses. But now he just wins, I guess. Oh my God.
The double 80 carries never really left worlds. BLG are fighting, firing, and shooting on all cylinders.
I mean, Elk played that really well, but the fact that he dodged Poppy knockup and Zeka's chains, that is crazy.
Unbelievable game. Peanut just does not care. He hits the Baron once
Delight,
again.
though,
There's
just
so
melt. I mean,
many
this is so
insane
sad
things
from
to note
Hanwha.
in this fight that could have turned it
Like, Delight just, like, basically dies to Baron.
first. Both
And then
supports
Doran
drop, but then
doesn't
I
actually
literally
hit
thought it turned
Mega.
both sides.
He goes
Poppy
in,
interrupts
can't get it before he's bursted
which
down.
Saves Viper after it's going to come up in a second. This is the thing.
Even
you need to see.
then,
that Poppy W.
he actually
stops
Poppy W
the
gets
Kaisa from
value
executing
onto
all
Jhin.
right at the end there.
And then they heal
And then
off
Elk
the
sidestepping,
Kindred
Zeka's
ult.
Silas at the end to make
Twice.
sure it's a trade. Elk sidestepping from executing
Oh
Viper
my
right at the
God.
end
Watch
there.
Zeka.
And then Elk sidestepping Zeka's Silas at the end to make
Twice.
sure it's a trade.
Oh, he missed there too.
Sidestep
Oh
Fatty.
my God.
And the
It's a
stopwatch.
one-
It's the double. It's
And
the
he almost
back-to-back
gets all
chase.
of them.
How do you?
Stopwatch
Oh,
on the
oh,
ultimate.
no.
Sidestep from Zeka's chains, and he's barely able to get it. And you can see Shun, the delight
that BLG were able to hold Hanwha off the Baron.
Holy moly. All right, and now we're back to
Man, there's a lot of mistakes there from Hanwha.
Here we go.
That
Shun
felt so
already starting
unlosable
this
at
one
that
up.
Baron for them, but they managed to find a way to lose it.
Everyone can get in at a moment's notice. Teleports down for Knight, does not matter. Heroic entrance going to be there. There it is. But On is immediately dead. Now Knight in an awkward position, but Ben with that counter strike. It's the ulti to come through from Zekka as well, but already Viper is out of this one. Elkin's going to be
If Delight does anything, they win. Yeah, I mean, Delight just didn't do anything. He had flash up too, I think.
Pretty quickly, and it's Doran that's going to go down first.
You used all your resources to lose that fight, though, without Ben being in there.
Shun already starting this one up, and BLG. Everyone can get in at a moment's notice. Teleports down for Knight, does not matter. Heroic entrance going to be there. There it is.
Viper has no sums, though.
Now Knight in an awkward position, but Ben with that
And everybody's just on top of him. Wow, he stopped Elk's ult. Peanut stopped Elk's ult, but it's just not enough.
Is out of this one. Elkin's going to be traded. It's even footing now.
He W'd Elk's ult there.
As Peanut's down incredibly low, but strike. It's the one can get in at a moment's notice. Teleports down for Knight, does not matter. Heroic entrance going to be there. There it is. But On is immediately dead. Now Knight in an awkward position, but Ben with that counter strike. It's the
Shout out to Doran's ult there.
Down for Knight, does not matter. Heroic entrance
Doran gets Mega, so they kill On, and he's like, yes, the best play I can make is to jump onto Jun and then miss my ult. If he had peeled here, maybe Viper lives. Dear Lord. Peanut also just doesn't have ult up.
As Peanut's down incredibly low, but he runs pretty quickly, and it's Doran that's going to go from Zekka. Teleports down for Knight, does not matter. Heroic entrance going to be there. There it is. But On is immediately dead. Now Knight in an awkward position, but Ben with that counter strike. It's the ulti to come through from Zekka as well, but already Viper is out of this one. Elkin's going to be traded. It's even footing now for the start of it, as Peanut's down incredibly low.
Oh my god, he missed chains on Jun again.
Giga Ben is now amongst it. He's the one that has to carry this one. Running the wrong direction.
Like, what if they just peel? What if they just peel?
With that counter strike, it's the ulti to come through from Zekka as well, but already Viper is out of this one. Elkin's going to be traded. There it is. But On is immediately dead. Now Knight in an awkward
Why are Delight and Doran so far forward? Why are Delight and Doran so far? What is Delight doing? He ults nothing. Shout out to Doran and Delight ulting nothing in that fight instead of just peeling for Viper. Viper's in elo hell, man.
As Peanut's down incredibly low, but he runs pretty quickly, and it's Doran that's going to go down first. Giga Ben is now amongst it. He's the one that has to carry this one through as Delight running the wrong direction, and it's once again Zekka again. The Dance of Arrows comes on through, and there's nothing that Zekka's going to be able to do about it. This should be Mountain Soul for BLG, and
going through from.
Mountain Soul's GG. Like, Hanwha already like suffering from very low damage in this game.
You think that Hanwha have a chance, but Shun is still firing on all cylinders in the back line, and now they get to turn over towards this Baron once more.
It really has been that double 80 carry. The fact that Shun, with the first Kindred of
Even with Peel, if Viper has no flash, it's so hard to live versus Galio with flash up and Jackson Kaisa ult. Yeah, I agree, but it has to be better to peel for him than do what they just did. Okay? I think we can agree that them doing what they did gave Viper zero chance to live, whereas maybe through some miracle Viper lives. Now, really, they should have just won the fight at Baron, all right? This is not the fight they wanted to take. They had so many advantages that they threw away at the Baron fight.
I would 100% agree, but let's have a look at this fight one more time, because this started off okay after On whiffed this for HLE.
I don't know what more HLE can do, because Peanut even blocks the Kaisa entrance one more time.
Yeah, that was actually really good by Peanut. And honestly, like, let's just theory craft here, guys. Okay, so let's say we're at this position, right? Galio ults in, so they flash taunt, right? And so Elk's like, now's my time. Peanut blocks it. If Doran and Delight were here, Viper lives through this. I'm pretty sure. Look, they're all clustered. First off, you could Gnar ults into this wall. Right? Zekka can probably zone Jun out. And you have like a huge potential Magnet Storm here. Like the Mega Gnar Magnet Storm, I disagree. I think Viper could have lived here. That's my take.
Entrance one more time. Shun dodging.
I think
the
you send
Mignar
Zeka
ultimate from
after
Doran. When
Jun.
Doran needed to save it for the big group, might
And
be
Viper
one of the
kites
things
this
that
out.
Turned it. Bin also now
And then
level
Viper hits
17
R.
Jacks, 3.5 items, really just able to free hit throughout this
Because
fight.
On's dead.
There's
They have
too
a
many
5
things
versus 4.
flying at
And the
Viper for
W
Viper to
block
stay
is
alive.
huge.
Yeah, and it's Shun again, like
The
dodging
W
away
block
from
is
Zeka
huge
on
on
the chains,
Kai'Sa.
having that black cleaver to make him somewhat tanky and also shred for people like Bin. But Elk just going to push out this wave. I looked at that
Down this top side.
Baron and Soul.
And now it's
HLE
just
have to
Jover,
get
guys.
Such a massively clean engage, and even then, there's so much that can buy time. Galio, Kindred.
Oh, Wallet going
Why
to
not
come.
Silas
Wallet's gonna
Kindred
come
are on
through
top of
there.
Viper?
Zeka
Dude, there are a
looking
lot of
for Knight, and he's
questions.
so tanky. This just
There are a
takes
lot of
way
questions.
too long to
I
try
don't
and
think
take
we've
down
actually,
Galio.
I mean, I
Forcing
talked
him
about
to
this at the
connect
beginning of the
onto
game,
Doran.
but I don't think we've
Yeah, and
actually
Bin is
seen
just
Zeka
going to
steal Kindred R
demolish
this game,
turret.
but he absolutely should be doing that to keep Viper
Past
alive.
goes Peanut, going to be able to absorb the counter-strike, but look at this, it's just all of the structures falling one after the other. Inhibitor 1 will go down, Inhibitor 2 soon to follow. And BLG, this has been what they've been so good at this series. That's just playing the map, and they have the control in order to do so. I think
once more.
yeah, Bin looking for that wraparound as well on wanting that flank and finish off this Inhibitor because we know he can just heroic entrance to try and find more. HLE, you have to fight now if you want to try and keep your world's dreams alive. This is it. It is dual heroic entrance, and BLG just stand back. They play.
Reset was considering coming back into
Oh my
the
god,
fight,
they
but
actually
They are
don't
in
push for the
what
end
is
right
ahead of them
here.
now. And HLE
is the moment for
They're going for
Have
the
to find it
ultra-conservative
tonight.
approach.
Yeah, Zeka could be
Just
in
take
trouble
3
here.
inhibs and just
Gonna do
wait to
so
see
much
when you
damage
have an
at this point
opening,
in the
reset
game.
everything.
Her scaling is something we haven't really
Yeah,
been
BLG
talking
just
about
has
because it feels like
all
the
their
game hasn't
sums
let
now.
us,
I
but
mean, so does
Shun
HLE,
is
but they're
so
playing on the back
incredibly
foot.
powerful now,
And they're going to have to use
despite not
MF ult to clear a wave,
very many
most
marks
likely.
early on. He has 7 at this point in the game. And he can shoot them from so incredibly far away. One Nexus turret stands in the way
trying to walk it in.
between BLG and another date with Weibo in a best of 5, and they're pretty good at those.
Oh my
They're
god,
now
Viper.
gonna dive in,
Viper just
looking
dead.
to finish this one off. Already the turret is going to be taken
Oh, no,
out.
he's not?
Finds a decent ultimate. Yeah, that's
Oh, they just killed
in a
Nexus.
best of
Well,
5, and they're pretty good at those. They're now going to dive in, looking
Good-
to finish this
good
one
shot
off.
call by BLG
Already
there.
The turret is going to be taken down. Peanut finds
Peanut ult's huge, but Jun just Kindred ults and then goes in.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta go, guys. Sorry. That was a fun end to that game.
Just the Nexus rush that BLG.
I have a dinner at a jazz club for my birthday. So I'm going to go enjoy that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you don't know, I've been doing VOD reviews for all of Worlds. If you missed it, you can check out the live tab on my YouTube channel. It'll be saved there for you guys. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow with more. And I will see you guys then. Zansky! Thank you for your tier 1 sub. Hi. Okay, hold on just a second, guy. Oh, you love me? That's so nice. You got your face painted?
Yeah.
What'd you get? Whoa. A Grim Reaper. How nice. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Host. Oh, yeah, I should host somebody. Who's up?
Papa, how did you get flowers?
All right. Who's up? No, nobody's streaming right now. Hysterics. All right. We'll host Hysterics.
Papa, you know, I wanna do
I'll catch you guys later. See you tomorrow.